All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL's Pro League coverage of Season 3. My name is Mega Man. Joining me tonight is going to be the one and only Moses, and we've got ourselves a hell of a night for you. Moses, why don't you tell them about it?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's the debut of Simple, which has been long awaited ever since he was announced as the new fifth. He just came over last week, I believe. So that's kind of the big thing is how is he going to fit into this lineup? That addition kind of propels them to, in most people's minds, the best team in North America, just with how good of a player he is individually. So it'll be cool to see how he's going to interact this early on in his addition to the team. What kind of a role they have him playing, how he's going to change the way that they play certain maps and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. And tonight we're actually starting off on pretty much the North American favorite map in Cash. So we'll get to see how they've kind of adapted him into their lineup and how they're going to utilize him on what is considered to be one of North America's default choices when it comes to maps, and a map that Liquid in the past has been pretty strong on individually as well, with the entry fragging from Elysian Nitro.
Yeah, I mean that's the key because it's Liquid's pretty much favorite map. This is a map they always kind of go to in their best of threes, even against European opponents. They've had really good showings on it. So he's going to be coming into a map that they already have established, and maybe just trying to fit right in with what they're working on. I'm more interested to see him on the next map because I think Cash, either way, even without Simple, I think this would be a pretty solid win for Liquid. The other story too, while we focus on Simple and Liquid, is Death coming from the UK. He's going to be playing with Complexity. He's a guy that from what I've heard, we really don't know too much about any of the players in the UK scene or coming from the UK scene, but from what I've been told, just one of those players, much like North Americans, who's considered highly skilled. Not a whole lot of events for them to go to, but he's had very strong results online. And I think a lot of people have mentioned, just watching him in things like FPL, that he has been just a very, very talented individual.
Yeah, and actually, you started to talk a little bit about, Liquid pretty much expected to take Cash. The second map that we're going to see actually between Complexity and Liquid is going to be on Dust 2, which is going to favor, really, I don't think it favors either team hand over foot, regardless of who it is, but it's going to give at least a little bit more of an inclination as to how Simple is going to play. I expect to see a lot of, at least whenever I see him playing like FPL or see him playing 10-mans or anything like that, I tune into his stream every once in a while. He seems to be a predominant catwalk player, especially with the AWP and getting very aggressive in that area. So I expect to see that on Dust too. What do you think, Moses?
Yeah, I think here's the thing too we just forgot about is that this is also Fraud's, first game back.
Yeah.
So we have the legend, the old. A lot of the newer viewers might not know.
Battle.
Yeah, a lot of the newer people might not know. Fraud was like one of the legendary oppers in 1.6. Definitely considered one of the best North American players of all time in previous versions of Counterstrike. Former teammate of mine as well. Good guy, but he just recently, a couple months ago, gave up his full-time job, came back to Counter-Strike, so he's going to try. Complexity is the team that he made his name in as well. That was the franchise he started out in 1.6, so there's some pretty cool storylines here among both these teams that we can keep track of throughout the season.
Yeah, and again, you're talking about the new acquisitions. Obviously, Fraud coming back. Complexity just recently added Shinobi. Obviously, Death coming in from the UK. Really, really good stuff across the board from Complexity, and hopefully they can get it all going. We just finished up the knife round, so we should be swapping over. I believe we are in game now because we are going live into the pistol round. Complexity is going to be starting on the CT side, and Liquid going to be on the terrorist side. And I think this is actually more dangerous for Complexity given the tools that Liquid has to be a nuisance on this T side.
A lot of teams recently starting out, especially on a map like Cash, on T side, or especially Cash, not maps like Cash, but on this map, teams in North America choosing to start out on this T side, thinking that it's starting to swing a little bit more that way, and give them advantage going into the second half. So that's a pretty cool, interesting change. Last night, I know the team that won the knife round chose the T side, so Yeah, this is gonna be cool to watch. It's gonna be really difficult, I think. Farad's gonna have a big role to play with that AWP to get some opening picks. The other guy on this team is Roka, obviously the heavy hitter. I know there's some people that are pretty high on him as one of the players who could emerge as a star in the North American scene this year. So interested to see if he can take some steps forward.
Well, pistol round is now behind us. The team ace from Complexity, 2 kills on the board from Simple to get things rocking and rolling. But Complexity do pick up that pistol round. A couple of things that I saw was they actually got in towards the checker side. Actually, Nitro just got obliterated out mid, just taking a quick peek towards Catbox. But nevertheless, in that pistol round, they actually got in towards the checkered hallways in the backside of that B bomb site and actually reverse boosted Simple up. Was able to find a frag, but I think his teammate actually did about 30 or 40 points of damage, also trying to help him get that kill, so that kind of hurt a little bit. But nevertheless, Complexity coming out on top early on in this matchup and looking to at least extend that lead a little bit here, but Liquid gearing up for this A hit, so we'll see what happens as they go into these anti-eco rounds. And look at how aggressive Complexity actually is. Sanks is pushed up by lockers in A main.
It's not too bad. He's going to have the big thing is Fraud's playing with his eyes on mid from the A bomb site, so Simple's been given a lot of room to work with. You can see what his Deagle's been able to do in the past, and he's going to start getting close up this highway, so Complexity, Simple can just find one shot and open things up for his team. This is going to be a very dangerous spot for them to be in.
Yeah, and he is just creeping up right now. He sees the flashbang go out, so he knows that there's one in sight. He's going to take the shots, but he goes down ultimately to Fraud, and Shinobi actually coming out through the Z hallway is going to find one, but there it is. They didn't account for Sanks to be there in A main. He's going to be able to clean up too, but this is a much closer round than I would have thought, and if Elige gets this bomb plant, just barely doesn't get it, Shinobi's going to finish him off, but if he would have been able to get that, that would have been a really nice round from Liquid.
Yeah, well, it's still a pretty nice round with 3 kills even without that, so they forced some rebuys on that more expensive side in terms of your economy, so Complexity 2-0 now, and this time it's not going to be a buy, like you said, without that bomb plant. Simple had plenty of money. He was at 3,300 coming into this round. That's kind of what I'm curious. I mean, you got to assume that he's going to be the primary opera for this team coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume. But again, we're going to get back into the action here, and it looks like Def and Sank's going to be able to lock things down. Again, they dropped the bomb over there by that A-bomb site. One by Squeaky, that's going to be Nitro, but again, Sank's just playing up in lockers, cleaning house right now. Liquid, Nitro, pardon me, yeah, Nitro and Hiko going to be your last 2 alive, but Sanks and Shinobi finish that off. This time a little bit more according to plan for the Complexity side, only losing 1 player. But Sanks, he's off and rolling already. He's 6-1, 4-0 for Shinobi, so the new acquisition at least putting in a little bit of work at the early stages of this matchup.
And there it is, Simple with the AWP. No armor on the board for him, though. So he's going to have to be very, very careful. And look at this, a lot of utility on the CT side, a lot of smokes, 4 Molotovs coming into this round, so they're going to block off the boost, at least initially. But it is going to get smoked by Liquid, and they're going to come out quickly. Hiko with the entry. That's a good find. Fraud responds, but the defense is forced back. All 3 members of Complexity now towards the A bomb site. Only 1 member left in B. That's Roka.
Yeah, so 1-for-1 trade to start things off. Fraud down to 11 HP, and again, he doesn't actually have the AWP. He's hanging onto that M4 that he's had the last couple of rounds, so we're going to see right now what they can do. At least they got Nitro off the board from the Liquid side early on, as dangerous as he is at the entry fragging position, but now they've still got Elige left, and Simple actually up here on Catbox taking a peek. He's got coverage from Elige as well, so he's got pretty much free reign on this mid corridor, and you can see how much control Liquid actually has. They can split towards the A-bomb site, they can split towards B, they got vent control as well, so a lot of map control being given up here from the Complexity side for Liquid, so there's a lot of options, and here comes a flashbang into checkers, and they're going to work their way towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, this is the big thing, too. A lot of faith in Roka with just a Famos and no smokes left. Now he's just got to drop a flash out. He's got a big job to do. Nades raining in. Things are smoked out. He hasn't been able to see anyone yet. And there comes Elige right through the smoke. He does get dropped, but no more pressure is being applied quite yet. Same spot, Simple falls, and Roka with a 3rd onto a Dren. Very weak hit from Liquid, no trades, and Hiko's left all alone. He gets cleaned out by Roka with 4 kills in the round as initially a solo defender. So what a stand from him.
And that's just Roka being Roka right there. I mean, he just goes beast mode in some of these rounds. We've seen it so many times before. Nicely done from him. Great control on that B-bomb site, and he just locks it down. And he only had a FAMAS to work with, too. For some reason, there you go. Now he's got an AK, so he did manage to upgrade at the end of that round. So nicely done from Roka, shutting things down at B. And we're going to see another eco round coming out from Liquid. This time they're not going to go for the full Tech 9 investment with armor. They're just going to buy up a couple of upgraded pistols, some P250s, and some Tech 9s. And see what they can find. But again, it looks like they're going to be favoring towards that A bomb site. A couple of smokes, well, one smoke and a couple of flashes to work with. Now they're going to actually go back and put a boost up in mid. So only Fraud is over here, and he actually has the op now. I think they just salvaged that the last round. So let's see if he can dust off the mouse and put in work.
That would be pretty cool to see. And here he is defending mid. He's going to miss that first shot, go for a repeat, but he's completely blind. No one pressuring him, trying to get up high away. Sanks is going to stop at him initially. He does eventually fall. Shinobi's still alive, doing some work. Even Death chiming in with a couple kills there. So an easy cleanup for Complexity. 5-0 now. And it's got pretty decent money built up behind this. Roka at 8,800 and Fraud at 9,400. So not sustaining too many losses in the past couple of rounds. That first gun round, they lived with 3, so they get to build up some money.
Get back to the op again. Liquid, simple. Gonna have that in his hands. AKs across the board for the rest of them. Fraud still with the op again. 7-2 for Sanks and 6-1 now for Shinobi. So again, they're doing a lot of work here. Adren and Nitro yet to get on the board, and this is where it gets a little bit scary for Liquid, because if Nitro isn't on point, hitting those entry frags, opening up these bomb sites, then you can kind of see how they fall apart a little bit. So once he starts going, it'll be really nice. But Hiko opening things up, takes the op out of the hands of Fraud. Shinobi, not really sure why he's going for that repeat on Squeaky, but he pays dearly with his life. And now you can see that bomb actually getting picked up and working its way over towards the the A bomb site. Hiko with another one though. Death down and out, and a 3K already on the round. Great pop flash though, catches Adren out at B. That bomb is working its way out through A main. So really nicely done from Hiko. You know, if Nitro's not on point, that's all right. Hiko will just step up and deck the team.
Oh, it's pretty sick. I mean, you don't know for Hiko, he comes from that really classic, like really old school thought process of lurking, where it's just super passive. So you don't see him open up too many rounds, but that time they push into him. So he's pretty much given those kills. And now Simple's over at the B bomb site to cut off any kind of fallback to save the weapons. And Roka, it looks like Roka and Sanks are just trying to get some guns out of the hands of the terrorists, but they're going to fall back pretty early on, and they should be safe. Simple's not too dedicated to hunting down these guns. So it is going to be the first round on the board from Liquid on the back of Hiko's 3 kills. That'll get him started here. Simple is going to find one. Sanks a little over-aggressive in the vents. He falls, but Roka's not going to do the same thing. He's just chilling.
Yeah, no reason to give away the gun at the end of the round. You can see Complexity. They've started to stack up a little bit of money, so the less that they have to spend, the better it's going to be in the long run. But again, they're going to go fully invested. This time, Fraud's not going to pick up the op. He had money to do so. He actually spends 9,000, so I believe he dropped one of his teammates too. Yeah, it looks like he dropped Sanks. He's only 2,000 invested, so they're going to throw over that rifle, and they're going to have a full buy once again. But this is going to be their last opportunity to continue to string rounds together. Roka's sitting on 8750, so they'll be able to drop pistols if they lose this round, but they won't be able to really get too much into the next round. And again, they're going for this real heavy stack in mid, and Fraud and Shinobi are shutting this down. They pick up one apiece. Nitro's finally going to be able to answer back and find a pick onto Fraud in middle. So now Shinobi re-aggressing in mid. He's going to be able to catch Nitro reloading. Nitro turns around and actually finds that kill. So back and forth so far, but favors Complexity with the man advantage.
Yeah, huge favor to Complexity. That's a good stop on that mid aggression. They do lose 2. So it's just down to a 2-on-3. Simple with the op. There's over a minute left for Liquid to work with. So Simple's going to have plenty of time to try and find an isolated kill with that AWP, but actually Def is going to ruin all of his plans. That's cruel. Just drop the smoke in there. And with no real map control anymore, as the Liquid players kind of convene together, they might be tempted to come through this smoke. Actually going to boost right over
I like this call.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Simple going to look over towards quad. Def's not going to peek though, wisely. Just making sure that when they come out, they're going to at least have to dedicate themselves to the bomb site. No free kills given to Liquid. Sanks with a good angle at forklift as well. It's a crossfire, and still no one showing. Nades and Molotovs ring out. Liquid can't find anyone, and Sanks, he's going to choose his time to pounce, but he does eventually fall. There's Def, though. He makes his presence known. Molotov to delay the plant. Nitro's going to have to swing around the bomb site, and Def's waiting for it. He's holding the angle very, very well, but it's going to be Roka rotating over to Truck, who finds that last kill, so the economy gets reset for Liquid, but they had so many members survive, they can buy again.
Yeah, really nice 3v2 management there from Complexity's side, setting up the crossfires and not getting overly aggressive in any of those angles. We see it so many times in North American CS where they just get antsy in those situations and throw away 1v1s. This time they play it off of each other's peaks, and then Roka just comes in the backstab at the end, takes down the last player, so nicely done. Complexity up 6-1, definitely not what I expected to see at the beginning of this, and now they're going to get aggressive into A main. And there it is, Elige and Simple going to shut down that early aggression from the Complexity side, swing it to a two-man advantage. But the rotation is already on. There's still two players from the CT side over here, and one of them is Fraud. He's going to be able to find one. Shinobi does fall, but there is another one in the site still. That's Fraud finds another one as well. But Hiko's going to be there. Roka, touchdown nade and a headshot. Adren's going to be able to finish him off, and he salvages the AWP. So Liquid gets another round on the board, but it's kind of from the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, but that's okay because now look at the money from Complexity. Roka, oh, they are going to buy into this. So Roka actually, with $8,000, he drops over an M4. So they're going to have 3 rifles, 2 pistols. So still a tough spot for Liquid to be in. They've got to get out of this round without taking too much damage. But this is 2 rounds now. Both of the Team Liquid rounds come from Complexity being the aggressors. One time through door where Hiko gets the initial 2 kills there. And then one time through A main where the initial 2 aggressors just fall for free. So Complexity's got to be a little bit careful on how they decide to play out the rest of this half.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously that they're getting wrecked anytime that they go with that full aggression. I mean, it worked in the first couple of rounds because they were anti-ecos, but this time around it doesn't pay off nearly as well. They're going to have to rethink their strategery a little bit, but you can see they've forced up into this one. Shinobi's going to be on the FAMAS, Desert Eagle in the hands of Fraud, and a 5-7 for Sank, so not the most optimal buy. They don't have a lot of nades to slow down the incoming push that could be coming any second now. But Liquid, again, they don't really have a whole lot of utility to work with either. Just a flash on Simple, nothing on Hiko or Elige. But that's okay. Simple's just going to open up, takes down Shinobi. So early pick going the way of Liquid in this round.
Yeah, really nice find from Simple. That was the player who's supposed to be baiting for Def. So look at his position. Now he's isolated. His best chance is that Liquid comes out, doesn't check that, but they're geared up more for a hit towards A main. Decent setup here, but it is the 2 pistols. That's got to be a little bit scary, and they're giving Simple plenty of time with this AWP to look for something. No one's peeking quite yet. Molotov misses its mark, though. That's a little bit scary for Liquid. Now a third member, Roka's here as well as this hit comes in.
Yeah, and Fraud actually opening things up in that bomb site with the Desert Eagle headshot. They still haven't accounted for this player that's over here by Forklift, and Sanks is just going to be a nuisance. He finds 2 with the 5-7, and Roka bails one out as well. We're all down to a 2 versus 1. It's just Adren left, and Sanks puts in work with the pistol, salvages the AK at the end of the round, and it looks like they're not actually favoring that op setup here on the Complexity side, and I gotta say, I can't blame them.
That's a tough round for Liquid to lose there against those 2 pistols in that A bomb site. So a very slow hit. Do a little bit of a weak job of trading out some of these kills. That Forklift player just had to get cleaned out. It never really happened. So now Liquid is forced back onto an eco. Deagle on Simple, some upgraded pistols on the rest of it, but no investment of armor. Their money is so low. This might even be a double save. This is a really tough spot. Complexity having a really strong opening to this match right now. Liquid looking a little lackluster to open things up.
Yeah, definitely not what we expected to see, especially with the strong performances that we've seen. What was it at the Pro League land when Liquid played against, I think it was Fnatic, and Nitro just had an absolute monstrous half on the terrorist side of Cash, and this time around he's 3-8 against arguably a relatively new roster as far as Complexity is concerned. So very different Liquid than we're used to seeing right here. And if they want to solidify themselves as one of the top teams or the top team in North America, this isn't the start.
Yeah, it seems like, oh, nice kill from Hiko. Elige's going to wrap around. So all of a sudden, this is looking pretty good. Sanks is going to get a kill onto Adren, but climbing into the site. Elige gets another one. Down to a 2-on-2. They're at least going to get the bomb plant, but the weaponry is all in the favor of Complexity. And Shinobi's wasting no time on this retake. And that's going to give him a 1-on-1 against Hiko, but finally, second player gets here. That's Nitro. Shinobi swings out very wide. Doesn't fall, luckily. And Molly's going to force him out of position. Down to a 1-on-1. Nitro's still alive at A main. And Shinobi's just going to stick this defuse. And Nitro, he's got a tough decision to make. Is he going to get there in time? He is. No, he's not.
No!
He's
Wow.
not. The defuse comes in right at the last second. A little unfortunate, but another nice round from Liquid. They've just got to start putting him out in the win.
Well, that was about as close as it could possibly be right there. Nitro just a little bit too hesitant. Obviously didn't want to press in and give anything up, but he gave up the most important part, and that was the round. So unfortunate for Team Liquid, they come up just a little bit short. That bomb plant and all those kills, though, doesn't do much to help out the Complexity side. They're still just one loss away from being on at least a one-round save, possibly a double save as well. You see how low they are in money. So again, they don't have a lot of utility to work with, so really, really tough spot for them to be in. But they're still putting those wins on the board.
Here's the thing, though. The scoreline looks pretty bad right now at 8-2, but this can close very quickly. The money, no one on Complexity is over $150, so a loss here would essentially turn this into a double save for Complexity. So Liquid, they can find ways back into this match very, very quickly, but they've got to start winning these out.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, it's starting to snowball a little bit on them, and you can see, look at this forward position that's up on top of Heaven right now from Shinobi. They've got that B main smoked off. So just in case they decided to push up and show some toes or anything like that, I mean, he would have just absolutely annihilated one or two players coming around that corner. But lucky for him and for the Liquid side, nobody aggresses there. And they actually reverse boost back up through vents just to clear out mid a little bit more. So nicely done from them. But this time it's going to be a hit towards the B-bomb site. And again, it's going to be Roka to try to put in work. And let's see what he's got, because Simple opens up, takes Fraud down, and Elise just annihilates Roka. Adren goes in on Shinobi, and this is a great looking round for Liquid.
Yeah, they absolutely. I mean, this is beautiful. There's going to be two guns saved for him, but Complexity got a bad read on that. Shinobi rotated at exactly the wrong moment, and the hit comes in, and he got locked out of the bomb site. He was forced through a smoke, but by then his teammates had already fallen, so Roka can't pull off the heroics there, but Def and Sank's going to save these rifles. So next round they'll have a little bit to work with, especially because Liquid doesn't have any economy built up to really chase these down. I mean, they haven't established their money whatsoever in this match, so this is a great opportunity for them. Going to give them a chance. Even if they lose the next round with 5 members surviving, they'll still be able to buy if that happens. But a nice execute onto that B bomb site from Liquid, and actually we see Simple drop out, so there will more than likely be a pause into the next round.
Well, that's a bummer. Nothing like winning a round and losing a gun for reasons out of your own control, so this will give them at least a little bit of time to discuss some of the things, you know, well, not necessarily a free pause, but, you know, both sides are going to be able to talk about things a little bit here. But if you're on Liquid's side, you're down into the 12th round, 8-3. What are you discussing right now? What is your IGL talking about? Because obviously they have, you know, James for the T-side coach, Adren is their IGL. Like, what are they discussing right now in order to get themselves back in this matchup? Because they are down by 5 rounds, and that is a pretty big hill to climb once they get on the CT side.
If I'm on Liquid and if I'm the in-game leader of the coach, I'm telling them to play a little bit more loose. They seem very much more passive than we're used to seeing them. With some of these takes, a lot of these rounds are coming down to just kind of being very passive until about 45 seconds left. It seems like they're giving a lot of space for Simple to do what he wants. Probably still, I mean, when you have a player like that come in who's so dominant individually, you want to allow him to kind of do his own thing. You want to kind of see for the future how you're going to be able to fit him into your tactics and your strategies and your game plans. But they're doing that so much that it seems like it's kind of slowing everyone down a little bit. So I'm just telling them, don't worry about the score, play a little bit more loose, kind of do your own thing.
Yeah, and it's exactly like you said. Like, I'm used to seeing Elise and Nitro just getting in the face of the opposing team round in and round out, especially on the T side, just pushing in and just cracking these bomb sites open. And you're not seeing any of that right now. That's a much slower paced Liquid than what we're used to seeing. And it doesn't seem like it's working all that well for them. You know, well, like you said earlier, 2 of the rounds that they actually won out of the 3 so far happened off of aggression from Complexity. Since they stopped doing that, they've been relatively successful. You can see they won the last 2 out of the 3 rounds in a row. This last round goes off of a miscommunication or a little bit of a untimely rotation by Shinobi off of that B bomb site and leaves Roka kind of hung out to dry. But, you know, it's these small mistakes that are costing Complexity rounds, whereas Liquid not getting in the face of Complexity, not getting their strong entry fraggers out there and giving them the opportunities to get these picks has cost them, you know, 5 gun rounds. Or 3 gun rounds and 2 ecos.
Still a buy-up from Complexity in this round. With those 2 rifles saved, you can see they have pistols and armor going. That's some nice spam from Adren, doing some damage to Fraud, down to 62 HP. This time, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit more decisive from Team Liquid as they have all 5 members on the B side of the map. They give up any kind of map control, any kind of presence over towards A to watch for pushes, so they're just going to walk right in. Nitro is going to be leading the way. Sanks inside the bomb site, 1 member over towards headshot. Nitro spots it out. That's a free kill on a Sanks. The Molotov's right out. Roka swings into the smoke. Elish going to find him. There's that duo, and he even gets Fraud as well. So an easy take in the B bomb site for Team Liquid this time.
Yeah, really nicely done from Liquid. Just opening it up, utilizing their smokes properly, and with all the space that Complexity gave him with those pistols, they were able to just walk right in. Shinobi does get a parting gift onto Simple, takes him down, gets a rifle for his troubles, so nice little find there. And if they're able to hold on to these rifles into the next round, now granted it's going to be a save from the remaining players of Complexity, but they might be able to do some damage. Now granted, this past round they really didn't, and they had 2 rifles, but this time around they might be able to actually revamp their strategy and do a little bit of damage, so we'll see, but at least a 4th round on the board now from the Liquid side. And Shinobi actually gets spotted out by Nitro and actually doesn't get to hang on to that. Def, though, parting gift, 2 frags. Just a little bit of damage done by him, so gonna try to keep that money low.
Yeah, I mean, the T side, it's hard to keep that money low. Those are 2 very nice frags at the end. Also, you get to keep that M4 into this round, so a chance to do a little bit more damage. This time, though, I don't think there's going to be too much investment for the remaining 4 players. They do upgrade some pistols. Fraud has a smoke to work with as well. That's something we haven't really seen, a map like Cash. I mean, the economy for Complexity, even though they had a pretty good streak to start things out, it's been held in check by Team Liquid, even in losing efforts. So no op yet for Fraud, no double op setup, which is very, very popular on Cash. And right now, they boost Def up onto the boxes. He's got the only M4. This could be a little bit scary for Team Liquid, as once again, much like the last round, they just are just going to decisively hit into this A bomb site.
Yeah, they didn't probe for any information on any other avenues of the map, and if Def, I mean, he could do some serious damage. They're giving it away. Def is just going to let him run on by. He's going to take the first one. That's going to be a leash down. Shinobi over there is going to find one. Liquid's Simple swings out. Hiko's going to find one as well, so they at least trade it back, but you know, kind of costly there at the beginning, and now it's going to be a Drin. He actually gets spotted in mid, so his position by Catbox has been compromised, but with no armor, these CTs just aim punch is going to be too much for him to contend with, and now Simple, he's actually going to get caught out here, but he swings, hits the snapshot, takes Roka down. 5 rounds now for Liquid, and they've gotten themselves pretty well back into this one.
This is just what I was talking about. They win that 1 round and a double save comes out. So all of a sudden 8-5, more manageable, especially if they can add 1 or 2. Obviously they'd like to have 2, but if they get up towards 6, that's going to be pretty nice for them. Still no op out. Simple the only one with it. He's going to take it again towards the boost, and he's going to be brought up. There is a mid presence, but that's a nice shot onto Shinobi. Caught out in the open. Simple drops him very, very easily. Fraud exchanges for the M4. But still, heavy mid defense for Complexity, but Liquid, as they've just, this is kind of the adjustment they might have made when they had some time to talk things over, very decisively going towards bomb sites instead of staying spread out.
Yeah, and Hiko actually throwing that spam through the door is going to mask some of the footsteps, and they've actually gotten out right behind Red Box. They catch Fraud out, swinging onto the site. Now Def, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's got terrorists everywhere. Nitro is going to finally find him out. Simple again. Roka down and out. 1 more to deal with down here on Catwalk, and it's going to be Simple to execute. 3 kills on the round for him. Brings his kill total up to 11 and 10, and he joins the top fraggers with Elish and Hiko.
Man, last round of the half, and Complexity is just going to have to buy up whatever they can. Armor and pistols. Good comeback here. Liquid closing this half out with 4 straight so far. See if they can make it a 5th, and they have all the advantage in the world to do so. 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes. They have an AWP, and they're going against 4 pistols. This time, they are spreading out just a little bit. Simple goes for a mid-pick low, not boosted up this time. Can't find anything as he does get smoked off. And now they're just going to wait.
This is a really nice recovery from Liquid.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, that's the adjustment. You can see these past 3 rounds has just been pick a site and let's just hit it. Go for trades as you enter in. Simple's been putting in some work on that A hit where Elish and Nitro got taken out early, but other than that, I mean, they've gone back to this spread out strategy that hasn't worked for Liquid too well. So they got to be careful they don't get picked off, especially against just pistols where they have, you know, such a huge advantage.
Again, it's going to be Def playing this forward position underneath the boost, but it's Simple to open up, takes Fraud down. That's the mid pick. Now he's going to get spotted out. Def is going to be able to find him. Nice trigger control, trigger discipline from him. Takes the op out of Simple's hand, so it's a 1-for-1 trade to open up the round. But Now he's got more players to contend with as they are pressing up on his position, just trying to filter him out, but he's just going to hug that wall and not give an inch away. But it looks like they're going to be fanning back out and going towards that A bomb site. There's only one player to contend with over there, and that is actually going to be Sanks. But there you go. Def laying down the damage, finds the dink, finds the bomb carrier, takes down Adren. Roka's going to find the one dig on a Nitro, and this is starting to look real good for Complexity.
Yeah, this is once again just Liquid extremely spread out across the map. A couple of those, I mean, Def has a great effort in this round, but you know, Nitro dying, no chance of a trade. He was just trying to probe all alone into that B bomb site. Now they have to take A. Sanks trying to stay alive as long as possible. Can't get anything done. Alicia's going to have to protect Hiko as this plant goes down, but 2 rifles have been salvaged by the Complexity side, and they're swinging out wide. This is going to be a very fast retake. One at Forklift. Hiko's going to lose that battle, all down to Alicia. He's stuck in quad. They know exactly where he is, but he's isolated them into 2 separate one-on-ones, and he's going to win it out in the end. A couple nice headshots there for Alicia. Nicely played. That's going to end the half with 5 straight for Team Liquid as they catch back up. That half's going to go in the favor of Complexity, 8-7.
Really nicely played from Alicia there. And it's like you said, isolating those 1v1s in the long run, able to find both of those kills, not getting double teamed in any avenue, so no trade could be attempted from the Complexity side, and he actually wins it out. So really nice recovery from Liquid, bringing that one back. They were down 8-3 at one point. They bring it back to 8-7, so really, really nice stuff from them. And now we get a chance to see them on the CT side, but you know, this isn't the dominating performance that we kind of expected to see out of them, being that Cache is like their home map.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just has to do, like I said, with Simple. It seemed like, especially early in that half, they gave him a lot of room to do whatever he wanted, and they gave him plenty of time to do it, and they kind of did it to sacrifice what we normally see out of Liquid on this map. So I'm more interested to see the CT side. With the new player coming in, are they going to be switching up any spots on a map that they feel very comfortable on? Are they going to move anyone around differently than what we saw them before Simple joined? Also, you got to say Complexity, too, on that CT side kind of came out swinging. Definitely surprised me in going out to that huge lead. So what are they going to have for the Terra side? Right off the bat, Fraud and Shinobi both picking up utility. No armor. They have the Glocks. Fraud has a P250, but Smoke Flash Nade for Shinobi as well.
And actually, Nitro's going to get aggressive here. Oh, he jump peeked. Hey, man, I'm not sure. There's the pop flash. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, no, Shinobi tried to get away and he jumped on his teammate's head. Oh, Nitro and Simple just locking it down, but Sanks comes back in with 2 of his own. Now they got to deal with Fraud, who finds the headshot on Adren, and we're back on a 2v2.
Yeah, such a good start into this round for Liquid, and now it's a tough spot. Now they're in a retake. Hiko does have a Molotov, and he's going to use that. But it misses its mark. It lands in the front of the bomb site directly behind that first box. Maybe that's exactly how I want it, but they know Fraud's at Forklift. They've tried to clear him out of position. Crucial spot for Fraud to hold. Still alive, and now he's going to fall back towards A main. Nice movement, stays alive, but Sanks is going to be alone over in quad, and Fraud is eventually going to fall. All on Sanks. Can he do what Alicia did and win a 1-on-2 from this position? He gets that first kill, and he gets the second one. He responds in kind. Sanks with a 1-on-2 win of the pistol. 9-7 now for Complexity.
Again, pretty much the same exact scenario that had happened with Alicia to finish out the last round of the first half. And it's going to be Sanks this time. He's 17-10, and most of those kills in the first half came off the back of his pistol work. He had that 3K on that force-up with the 5.7 by Forklift, and this time he gets 2 kills with the Glock. So really, really nicely done from Sanks in a round that I didn't think was going to be winnable. I mean, it was essentially a 5-on-2 at one point.
Yeah, that's a round that Liquid just cannot lose those. They got beat up there just a little bit. It turned around so quick as well with the amount of success that Nitro is having. A little bit unfortunate. Some Molotovs come in towards this A bomb site. Oh, Roka and Shinobi now entering into the bomb site. There's still one member in quad that hasn't been cleared out. That's Nitro, but burning in the fire. He's forced out of his position. He doesn't even land any shots on a Shinobi.
Yeah, Shinobi's just having a field day with this MAC-10 right now. Finally, it's going to be Alicia to shut him up for a second, at least. 3 kills on the round for him, so he puts money in the bag. Nicely done from him, but there's still 2 more MAC-10s to contend with, and they know exactly where Alicia is. He's out by Sandbags in mid. Going to take this opportunity to fall back and see what he can do. He shoots out the vent to at least try to distract that he's going over in that direction, so he might be a little bit sneaky-beaky-like here. You can see how hard they're chasing on the terrorist side. He gets around the corner, so nice position from him. Another one, Deke, fraud down. He's got one more to deal with, but Sanks is going to annihilate him. Takes him down 10-7 now in favor of Complexity.
Yeah, that's a big investment into the second round that didn't really yield too many results. So that's going to hinder their ability to have an AWP, which they wanted the whole terrorist half. They're not going to have it, at least initially, on the defense. So coming next round in that first gun round, they're going to have to start things out quick. They can't bleed too many rounds away early on. Shinobi that round with 3 MAC-10 kills. Also, I mean, he just built up a massive bank. He does spend it all on AK this time, but once again, Complexity just going to go straight toward this A bomb site. But look at the stack. Is this all 5 members here? It is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, they're putting all their eggs in one basket. They've upgraded 3 pistols. 2 of them still on USPs. That's going to be Nitro and Adren, but the rest of them, actually, no, that's a P2000 in the hands of a Liege, but P250 and a 5.7, see if they can do work. But here comes the push, and this is really scary for Complexity. But there's the peak, Simple and a Liege. Nitro and Adren all fall. Last man standing, Roka just blows it up in that bomb site, finds 3 kills.
The pink, huh?
And the pink.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, that's good call on the stack from Team Liquid. I mean, more's got to come from that when you have that kind of a gamble with all 5 members there. Either way, now it's into the first gun round, but you can see what that second round buy did to Liquid. They have no kits. They have smokes on Hiko and Simple, but nothing at all behind that. So their utility is going to run really thin. If Complexity plays this round a little bit slow, they're going to be going against a very weak utility later on into the round.
And there's the early spot. That's really dangerous. That smoke hadn't bloomed fully yet, and Adren's going to capitalize on that and drops a lot of damage out, but Shinobi is going to answer back, finds the kill onto Nitro. They've kind of halted the push right now just for a second, but they're going to nade out. Adren goes down to 71, and they've rotated all of the CT forces over here, so a quick fallback from Complexity and a boost over mid could yield them a lot more map control and possibly the round. You can see Hiko starting to cheat back over here towards this B bomb site, but still Complexity stalwart over here in A, looking to try to crack into this bomb site, and they've got the means to do it, as now they've left only Adren in A. This is terrifying now for Liquid.
Yeah,
what a scary read.
Yeah, but Complexity used a lot of their utility on that initial execute, and now they only have this one smoke from Roka, which is going to go out, and they have some flashbangs to work with as well, but Adren, there's an opportunity here. Oh, he's full blind. This is not good. Now he's going to swing out late, can't get that kill. Def's going to grab it. A bomb site is open, and it's going to be all on Simple and Elise to do something. Simple grabs the first kill. Spotted one over towards Squad, but they don't protect the planner. Fraud falls all of a sudden down to a 3-on-3. Plenty of time. Simple with a third. The heroics are real, and he's even going to get the dink onto Simple, or I mean onto Sanks as well, excuse me. And now it's Hiko, the guy you want clutching this round. He's going to find Sanks in the open. That's an easy kill. One more. Def going for this one-on-one. He does pick up the bomb. Hiko's got some time to work with. 10 seconds on the clock for Def, though.
Yeah, he's got to get in there and try to put that bomb down. Now Hiko, he's playing this one right, and he gets the clutch, 1v2. And it comes off the back of Simple putting in work this round. He does tremendous amounts of damage, gets 3 kills. I can't believe that they let him get up there and kill the bomb planner.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was...
he gets a kill and a dink after that's all said and done. That's just poor plant coverage from Complexity, and Simple just capitalizing and punishing it.
Yeah, that was a really bad mistake from Complexity with 2 members in quad as well. I mean, one of them was reloading, but someone's got to be peeking that to protect the planner, especially when you know he's planning wide like that. So Simple gets away with one. But, I mean, overall, a good round. He had to kind of do some kind of play like that. I mean, that was basically a 1-on-4, 1-on-5 in that bomb site that he gets 3 kills from. So really nicely done from him. Saves the day, despite Hiko, you know, winning that 1-on-2 clutch. It's Simple who brings that even into a winnable spot for him.
Yeah, really, really nicely done from Simple. But back to the gun round, and you can see how losing all those members in the long run, coming down to that 1v1, has affected the economy here from Liquid's side. They've got very little utility. Only Elysian and Adren have any needs to work with, and they've got 2 FAMASs on hand as well. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to see they've actually gone for the head armor as opposed to going for some more utility, a couple of flashes or something like that. What do you think of that kind of a call? Because you know they're going up against AKs, so why even bother with head armor most of the time on the CT side, especially when they got the bomb plant? You know they're coming in with another buy, especially after winning the pistol round.
I don't mind it. I mean, you're going to be going against pistols as well at some point, so Yeah, I mean, you can do it either way. There's always that big debate on the theory behind it, but it doesn't matter either way. Nitro's got sick positioning here. I mean, this is really, really dirty. He has all the intel. He knows they're not pushing up on this B bomb site. Even if they do, he can be patient. And this is basically could yield him 2 free kills. He gets 1. Roka's not paying attention, but he does it just in time. Recovers nicely. A lot of damage dealt to Roka, but Nitro's got to feel like he should have gotten a second kill there. Simple. I mean, the defense is still split 2 and 2 at each bomb site. Elige is going to finally start cheating over towards mid. Simple's keeping an eye on it, but this is going to be an A execute and Sanks. What a sick opening from him. He gets that kill, and Simple, he can't handle the metal of that forklift. There's a lot of damage, but no kills.
Elige going to find Roka through the smoke, so it's at least a manageable 3v2. 2 players are relatively low. That shot from Sanks was dirty. This time around, it's going to be Elige to lead the push on in. Adren is going to be in tow as well, and Elige very close up, finds the kill onto Fraud. Coming around the corner, but Sanks playing this goofy off angle is going to be able to find him and Shinobi over by Quad. Very tough spot for Adren to be in, and he actually takes some fall damage jumping there off the balcony. Gets the dink onto Shinobi, but unfortunately for him, it's through the corner of the crate and does 5 damage. So Adren goes down. 12 rounds now for Complexity, and that resets the money for Liquid. So they're going to be on a save, looking at 13-8, possibly a double save. They are very low on money.
I'm not even sure if they can afford to double save. So they've either got to have some heroics in this round to kind of come back in the eco. And you can see they are actually, I mean, they're just going to buy up in this. So save be damned. Maybe try to reset the economy of Complexity, but enough members, I mean, they have enough money built up to they have a buy next round no matter what happens here. And that's a bad start. Simple going for the deagle. Roka's just going to drop him very swiftly.
And now you see they're actually just going to be pressing on in towards the B-bomb site. Already Checkers control, and Elige getting a little too antsy there in the pit. He's going to peek out, and Roka is going to plant him. So already 2 kills on the round for Roka. They've got 1 more to contend with in the back of the site. That's going to be Hiku, who finds 1. Fraud is going to answer back, and Sanks as well. Going to find 1 more before all is said and done. A little bit of damage at least being done here from the CT side of Liquid, dropping 2 rifles out of their hands, but Shinobi with good positioning in pit's going to find Adren as that smoke fades, and that's going to be another round on the board here for Complexity. So we'll see what they do, but look at this money on Liquid's side. They can't buy. I mean, pistol armor, a couple of nades maybe, but with the way that their rifle rounds have looked, they probably want to get rifles.
Yeah, that's why I'm really kind of curious as to why they decided to buy in the last round. Why did they decided to force up? It had to have been thinking maybe the economy of Complexity was lower than it was.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, and now it's kind of a spot where they have to save. Complexity is going to get up towards 14 more than likely, and then it's even going to be a half buy. So why not just save last round? So you have a decent buy on the Liquid side when Complexity is only at 13. But either way, this is the situation we're in. Liquid try to do anything they can to give themselves an advantage. They're kind of roaming the map as a group. A lot of mid control, 3 to 4 members there. Now they've rotated over towards the A bomb site. They're going to send Hiko back towards B just to scout. And the remainder of them are going to stay towards mid and A. But Adren all alone in mid. He gets picked off quickly by Sanks. Full mid control for Complexity now. They can basically choose what to do whatever they want on this map.
Yeah, Adren was trying to move up and take cover behind those smokes, but now they're just going to get full highway control. They've got 1 more over here, but Roka and Shinobi putting in work this round. Roka finishes things off. 2 for him, 2 for Shinobi, and 1 for Sanks. And again, Sanks, he's 25-11 right now. Roka's sitting at 20-11. Shinobi at 20-15. So they're putting in work. Fraud's only got 10 kills, but it doesn't matter because those 3 players on his team are doing so much work right now. Even Def at only 13-15, but I mean, they're doing work as far as Sanks, Roka, and Shinobi are concerned, and they're controlling this matchup right now. Complexity, they're looking very good on cash right now. A little scary for Liquid.
Very scary for Liquid. I mean, both teams, they've slowed this down, so Complexity with a huge advantage here. I mean, they're just spreading out into a default. They're going to let these smokes really run their course on the Liquid side. So later on in the round with their 5 Molotovs, they still have all 5 smokes. They're going to be able to abuse either one of the bomb sites. And actually, look at Liquid. 3rd member over here at the A bomb site feeling very, very exposed there. Nitro, Simple, and Adren all playing defense at the A site. No one in mid. It's just going to be... Actually, I don't even... Nice pop flash from Adren. They're going to push forward, try and get some information. They have dinked Sanks, so that's a good find early on. They've pushed out any presence in A main, but still a minute on the clock for Complexity to figure out what they want to do from here. But with that pressure that they just applied, Simple is going to be able to fall back, and looks like he's going to repop flash for Nitro into A main.
Yeah, but nothing's home. They're rotating that bomb back around, and look at this. They're just waltzing right on out mid. They haven't even thrown any smokes or flashes or anything like that, so they've gotten mid control completely for free. And now they're going to be able to swing here, and this is where it gets a little bit scary. Nice pop flash, though, Simple. Coming around the corner is going to take down Roka, and that's a big frag. Gets refragged by Def, so the trade's favoring the terrorist side right now, but they've got two players that are so incredibly low, but that doesn't even matter. Adren goes down. Def finds the kill. Hiko's compromised his position, but he's at least been able to fall back. He's going to find the pick onto at least one player, but Fraud is there for the trade. In these trade games, Complexity is winning them round in and round out.
Yeah, and Def, 24 HP, and he's gotten 2 kills out of it. Alish is going to have to push the smoke, grabs Fraud. Sanks is low, but Molotov on the bomb to delay anything. Alish can't even push forward in this, so Sanks buying time for his teammate. Does decide to peek in the end. It's pretty much equal on HP, but that bomb is like a second teammate. Alish is going to have a very nice shot. Def not peeking whatsoever. Balls of Steel. There's the peek, and he's going to grab it. Alish falls. That's going to be 15 for Complexity. Looks like they're just going to walk away with this map.
Huge round from Def. You know, I was just talking about how he wasn't up there on frags with the rest of his team, and then he comes in with the big 4K and solidifies the 1v1 clutch. And it's like you said, he had like 20 HP and ended up getting 3 out of the 4 kills that he had that round with 20-some HP. So really impressive stuff from Def. Nice positional awareness at the end of that round. And Complexity going to take this to match point right now. Let's see what they've got going into this one. Liquid are reeling. They've got such a limited buy. Simple on a Mag 7. CZ's for Adren and Nitro. Famas's for the remaining 2. So really tough spot for Liquid to be in, and they just haven't been able to kickstart anything throughout this half. And they've gotten 1 round. Ouch.
Should mention an adjustment on the defense from what we normally see out of Liquid is Adren playing much, much more dedicated in this A bomb site throughout this half on the defense.
Hasn't really been working out for Liquid, though, has it?
Hasn't been really working out for Adren either. He's having a rough match here to start out with, but
he is.
Still Complexity, very slow-paced once again. Shotgun, the Mag 7 on Simple, if that can find anything. He's in the vents right now. But no commit anywhere from Complexity. They're starting to wheel 4 members over towards the B bomb site. Just going to be one guy, Sanks, in mid, lurking, trying to cut off some rotations. And he might have an easy job of it. Just hiding in the corner at the moment. It's once again just Hiko with the Famas. Not even any flashes to work with.
Yeah, Simple comes barreling out through the vent. He goes down immediately. It's going to be all on Hiko in the back of the site. He goes down to Fraud. And this is just a slaughter. Def is going to chime in once again. Alicia's down and out. Nitro has picked up the Mag 7. At least finds one onto Shinobi. But he's getting flanked from vents. Sanks is coming around from behind him. I think he's privy to this. He's going to go for a little bit of jump Mag 7 skill shots, but he's not going to be able to find anything because Sanks isn't giving his position away. There's no reason to. They've got 3 players over here in sight. Adren's looking for at least one, but he's going to be caught the wrong way. And there you go. 16-8 is going to be your final for match number 1 of the night. And Complexity, they looked great.
Yeah, they did. And Liquid came out a little bit lackluster. That start to this match was it's tough to come back from that, really. They did make a comeback at least in the first half, but they didn't have enough to play with going into the second. So I mean, nicely done from Complexity. And you know, you mentioned Def had some good impact. Roka had a couple nice rounds. Liquid on the other hand, they had some players step up. Simple had some nice impact in the mid rounds on some retakes. Hiko as well had a clutch round, but I mean, outside of just some individual rounds throughout this match, Liquid didn't really put together a great game whatsoever.
Yeah, and it was pretty much a struggle the entire time for the Liquid side. I mean, I hate to keep harping on the guy, but Adren, just really, really rough match from him. I think he only got 5, maybe 6 kills the entirety of that match, and it's really difficult to win when you've got a player that's just not performing pretty much at all.
Yeah, I think as well, they gave a lot. I mentioned it a couple times, especially in the first half, is they gave a lot they gave Simple pretty much plenty of time. I mean, their game plan just seemed to be let Simple do his thing, see what's going to happen from it. And it didn't work out very well. So I think Dust 2, they're going to play a little bit more how we're used to seeing them, a little bit more go back to what they're good at and just find ways to maybe let Simple do his own thing while the four of them kind of work the strategies they know from the past. So hopefully Dust 2 goes a little bit better for him. That'll be a good chance as well. If Simple's going to be opping as much as he did on the T side of Cash, then plenty of opportunities on Dust 2 for him to find some picks for his team. But either way, nice match put together by Complexity. That should be said. Shinobi actually, one of the players from Denial, that team won Premier and then broke up. But Shinobi was in that team. He has two teammates who went to TSM. So one of the young guns at least showing a good debut here in Pro League.
Yeah, again, I mean, a quick stat rundown. I'm actually looking at Complexity's stats for that matchup. It ended up with Sanks at 105.9 ADR. So that's average damage per round for those who aren't privy to that statistic. And that is big. That is massive. I mean, what was it, 2 or 3 seasons ago where we saw Anger kind of have one of his best seasons in the Invite division, and he was holding somewhere around that for a predominant part of the season. So if Sanks can continue to do that, then Complexity is going to be a scary team. Roka was up there at 92.7. Shinobi was at 80, 86 for Def, 65.5 for Fraud. But Sanks, what a performance from him. 25 and 12.
Yeah, good stuff. So on that note, the next map is probably going to be starting in about 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to take a quick break. That's going to be, you said it was Dust 2, I believe, as well?
Yep.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back when they're joining the server and they're getting ready to go on Dust 2. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to have just a rematch, basically, of these two teams.
Guys, welcome back for our second matchup between these two teams, Liquid versus Complexity, this time on Dust 2. And we're just going to hop straight into the pistol round. Liquid going to be starting on the CT side, Complexity on the terrorist side. Again, that's Simple, Hiko, Adren, Elige, and Nitro against Roka, Def, Sanks, Shinobi, and Fraud. Joining me once again this evening is the one and only Moses. And we are going to be bringing you guys the action all night. Liquid goes down 16-8 to Complexity on Cash. We'll see if luck favors them this time around on Dust 2.
Has a sick match put together by Complexity. Should give some props over to Shinobi, who's the in-game leader for Complexity in his Pro League debut season, which is actually, that's a lot of respect given over to a team that has Warden, Fraud. Warden is the coach. Fraud with all that experience, as well as Sanks and Roka spent a lot of years in the professional division so far. So to give someone brand new into the pro scene reigns over the team is a big sign of respect. So a nice first map for him, a nice debut in that role, in that capacity, and at a professional level. But either way, Liquid playing very, very far back. Complexity with 48 seconds on the clock, just now starting to progress across the map, and it hasn't been spotted out. Adren's going to be the first one to see it when it eventually does come. Although he's going to spot the smoke being thrown out by Def just now. That's for the cross. 2 members on Catwalk, Elige and Simple. But actually, Complexity, they fall back from this. And there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. They've got to hurry this up, and they're going to come up Catwalk and Elige. Elige and Simple are in the worst possible spots. This is a really nicely put together pistol round. It's going to be a slaughter. Simple out in the open. He only gets 1, but look at the position Adren's in now. He gets annihilated as well. 2 kills for Shinobi. That was so perfectly executed.
That was a sick strat. I loved that. Nitro does come back in on Def, but he gets traded out to Roka, and now it's going to be Hiko 1 versus 3. And he's gooshed almost instantaneously, taken down by Roka. What an insane strat. I love that. So they get the information. Adren spots it at long, calls for the rotation to come back up off Cat. Fights one guy, actually ends up killing him, or I'm not even sure what the story was. Somebody got that frag at long. I think it was, I don't even know. But then they just flank back around on Catwalk. That was sick. Oh! And now Fraud, back to the roots. Actually, did he tag another one? Yeah, he hit Simple as well.
Yeah, that was, I'm not quite sure. They rushed up Catwalk, so I'm not sure why Elige didn't hear him. Maybe there was something with the comms and he couldn't hear the footsteps or something, but he had no indication that was coming. He didn't even turn in the slightest. So Complexity in this round, like you said, off Fraud's pick, they're going to be up a man. Elige still dueling over towards Slog, but he's brought down so low. And Complexity is just going to start walking their way up Catwalk. Simple is in the lower B. He can do some damage here. He sees the head. Nice shot. 1 dig onto Sanks. He's brought down to 13, though, so he's got to fall back, and Complexity is just going to keep pushing up Catwalk. They're going to find a free A bomb site.
Yeah, they've only got one to contend with. That's going to be Adrenaline long A, but he's only got a silent USP to work with, so not much of a threat. And he's actually just going to get pushed all the way down long A to join with 3 of his teammates, or 2 of his other teammates as well. Simple coming around through CT spawn, just looking for any information that they can gather, any additional picks that they can get, and they're going to get denied. Simple goes down to the hands of Shinobi. And at this point, it looks like exit frags are on the menu for Liquid. See if they can make anything happen here, but it's going to be difficult. Liquid's Nitro does pick up a Galil here, so he might be able to do some damage playing this off angle on Catwalk, because that's exactly where they're going to be filtering the terrorist squad too. All 4 of them are going to be coming into his face here in a second. Takes the peek, finds the first, looking for a second, and he gets that one as well. Scout action coming out, but it's going to be Roka to find one. Fraud chimes in. And finally, they silence him, but Adren, can he do anything? Negative. Nice round from Fraud.
Yeah, good round from Fraud, and I mean also a pretty, you should say, pretty decent eco round from Liquid with 3 kills there. That's how they opened up first half of last map, though, with 3 kills in an eco round, and hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way. Yeah, right? But either way, Deagle again on the board for Simple. I think someone must have dropped that to him, so that he can have an op into the next round. Either way, this time Complexity switches things up. All 5 members going towards B tunnels. More than likely just to walk into this B bomb site. Def is going to lead the way. Hiko spotting for it. I think he just saw someone right there, but Nitro's not even looking the other way. Def's going to swing pretty wide. He has the angle. Nitro falls down, and the B bomb site is open here. There's Simple, the Deagle. 1 more kill for him. Adren even dinks Fraud, but can't finish off the kill. Simple eventually gets taken out. It's a slaughter from there. So 3-0 for Complexity. And now we're going to have the buy. Simple with 6,000 is going to be able to have the AWP and armor and some nades behind it. So
this is a mirror image of what happened in the first match. I mean, the pistol round goes to Complexity. 3 kills in the anti-eco for Liquid, but they can't get it done. 1 kill in the second round, or the third round of the matchup. It's just a mirror image. Absolutely ridiculous. But Fraud's got the op now. Nitro, look at this forward position. He actually pushed through double doors to get towards lower off of Xbox. And look at that, Simple. There's that catwalk play we were kind of talking about. And look at the aggression from Liquid. They're taking the fight to Complexity. And so far, it's working out. Until then, Simple and Elige go down. Def with back-to-back headshots, bringing it back to a 3-on-3. Nicely controlled.
Yeah, I like the call initially for that kind of aggression. Really well done as well with those 2 kills, but from there, you have a 2-man advantage. Why keep pushing? Why not just fall back? Play the 5-on-3. They get slaughtered by Def. Obviously, you can't account for that, but such a huge advantage given right back up to the Complexity side. And you can see what this does. The advantage is towards the terrorists. The defense is split. 1 mid, 1 B, and 1 on, one on CT spawn. So, I mean, very isolated. Not a whole lot of teamwork can be gained, and Nitro's just going to be patiently waiting for mid, and Hiko's even going to move out of it. There's a pop flash. Roka, this could be an easy kill if Nitro pushes forward, but he's not going to use that.
Oh, he spots the shadow. That gives it away. Roka so patient on the other side of double doors, but eventually gives his position away, gets compromised, and goes down. And now with this smoke and double doors, they should be able to get in here and get this bomb plant. They've really only got 1 avenue of attack to worry about. But look at that, over the top of that smoke, Nitro does some good damage, drops Sanks down to 4 HP, but Def going to come in with his 3rd frag of the round. Still 2 left, it's going to be Hiko and Adren, the 2 that kind of made their presence known in the last couple of lands that Liquid had been at with their clutching ability. Hiko down to 2 HP though, so at this point, I don't know if it's even worth going for. Adren hiding out in window room, just looking for anything. He's just going to barrel on in. Gets the... Oh no! Def actually kills Sanks! Oh, that's so unfortunate. There you go. Adren's going to be able to pick up that round, and Liquid are on the board. Wow, that was... Huh.
Yeah, a little heartbreaking.
Yeah, Def was killing everybody that round.
Yeah, well, Liquid had to go for that. There was no chance they were going to save in that 2-on-2, but I thought it was a little bit scary when I looked down and saw the utility still on the Complexity side. The Molotov to block off window, another smoke and door just delayed that for a very long time, and... Actually, it looked like Hiko was going to be the one to initiate the action until he got spammed down to red, and that forced Adren's hand. So the TK definitely helps him out, but nice control of the spray to get that second headshot, or the winning headshot on Roka. But there's an opening start. Shinobi finds Adren out towards long. He's brought down very low, though, so a good trade by Elige. Meanwhile, everyone else is over towards the B bomb site. 3 members going to walk in. Hiko... This one's going to be all on you, and he's going to see him running through. Def is going to be the entry, but Roka finds the kill. Def distracts Hiko well enough, and now the B bomb site is lost.
Yeah, really rough spot for Liquid to be in after losing that or winning that last round in such a close fashion. Now they're just going to be completely money starved if they drop this round. And Roka playing very close on double doors, just watching for that window push. But you can see Liquid already calling for the save. They're just going to fall on back towards long A and hang on to the rifles. Simple does have the op, so that's a little bit of a saving grace, but absolutely ridiculous entries going in towards B. And that's just, I mean, Hiko was playing a great off angle, but the bait and switch that they had, Def going in, getting chipped down to 56, Roka just pushes through and annihilates him after that information is gained. So nicely done from Complexity. And this is I mean, they are looking fantastic right now.
Yeah, that's tough for Hiko to handle there. Not expecting that run right through the smoke, so good opening kills, but a necessary call to save here. You can see Nitro is going to be able to drop over a Famas. Elige can drop over an M4 or a Famas if he chooses to. So it is going to be another buy, or Hiko and Adrenaline going to be given rifles, and they're going to have another full buy into this round. So a chance here to one more opportunity to stop Complexity. Simple's going to go for the mid pick against Fraud, but Fraud finds it. That had to have been through the smoke, and Fraud's going to get a second one. Jumps down and eliminates Simple. Nicely done. Huge advantage for Complexity in a critical round.
He's back, boys. Nicely done from Fraud, opening up the round, getting back-to-back picks like that. The second one through the smoke. I expect to see a pretty solid vac spam in chat after that one. Nicely done. And a two-man swing 5 seconds into the beginning of the round. Beautiful stuff. Liquid probably already considering saving this round. There's not a lot they can do at this point.
I was actually on Simple's POV. I'm not even sure if Fraud saw him or if he just took the shot through the smoke.
He just took the shot. I was on Fraud's POV. He just took the shot. He dropped down into suicide and just respammed the smoke. It was beautifully done. It was, I mean, what a shot. He's got to know that Simple peaks that. Probably expected him to be peeking it high, and which he was, to look over top of that smoke and try to pick the top right angle. And Fraud just punishes that peak. I mean, annihilates him through the smoke. And right now, I'm talking about annihilated. Liquid's defenses are just in shambles right now. This is looking very good for Complexity again.
Jen's going to get that kill, but he's being hunted down. Complexity's not going to let him save that AWP. So another sick round put together. Fraud gets 2 picks, and then Complexity just picks Liquid apart from there. So 5-1 now on the terrorist side of Dust 2. It's going to be a save out of Liquid. 4 members sitting around 2K. Nitro's up at 3.5, but this is starting to, I mean, starting to look a little bit sketchy. This is where after the first map, you start to feel a little bit just mentally frustrated if you're Liquid and you can't get anything going in the next gun round.
Yeah, and this is starting to snowball again. I mean, we saw how it happened on the CT side, and then finally Liquid was able to get some momentum back in their favor going through that last part of the terrorist side of Cash, but then on their CT side, they had absolutely nothing. Are we going to see the same kind of stark difference between this as we see Fraud again opening things up, finding the aggression on Cat? This was, you know, it was 8-3 for Complexity in the first half of Cash. Ended up 8-7 at half. Liquid was able to reel them in. But that was when Liquid was on the T side. And their terrorist side on Cash is something that they're pretty well known for. Oh, Fraud, did he spot the shoulder? Oh, he had to have seen him. Goes for the no-scope, switches to the pistol, and takes down Nitro. Nicely managed from Fraud. So 2 picks again this round from him.
Yeah, no damage dealt whatsoever so far. Fraud does fall, but the op lands on top of Catwalk. He goes with another dink on a def. Gets 2 kills there. It's just down to Simple, who's in lower B. Sinks knows where he is. The nade's going to come in. Simple's got to get into a new position. He jumps through the double doors, but Shinobi's going to be there to find him. So 6-1. This should be a buy out of Liquid. They have plenty of money. They won't have an AWP unless someone Simple would have to go glass cannon. Or Nitro could drop him one, but that would mean he's going to be light on armor as well. So this is a good call. I like this pause out of Liquid.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is kind of what you guys were talking about the other night with Renegades when they go on kind of a losing streak. You know, when they get to that certain number, they call for the pause, and this must be the number for Liquid. 6-1. I mean, things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. Their money management is. I mean, this is one of the biggest ways that you see CT sides get punished is the money game. You know, they don't have, I mean, going into this gun round, they're not going to have the utility to work with unless they go with FAMASas over M4s, and then in that case, they're not going to have the firepower to work with. So it'll be interesting to see what direction they go in for this buy.
I'd like to see him get almost, maybe not this round, but at some point, It does look like they're just reeling, and they're not prepared for the level that complexity was going to bring tonight. I liked that call by Liquid on the first gun round to get aggressive up mid and find those first 2 kills. Now, I mean, they got over aggressive and gave them right back, but I like that call of just bringing the fight to complexity and just saying we're not going to get bullied around like this. Complexity, I mean, Shinobi's just out calling Liquid right now. This is some pretty cool tactics being used by Complexity at important times throughout this, even the first map, and now especially you can notice it on this T side, that pistol round. Just the simple call to just, have 3 players walk right through smoke at B. So some very, very good calling from Shinobi right now.
And it is going to be simple glass cannon this round against Fraud. This time around, they're not going to get that early pick, but it's going to be Hiko. Ooh, man, he went for that little bit of a shoulder peek, and Fraud was just a little late to the party, but that nade over the top, there goes half your health, Hiko. Nicely done. And again, they're just going to push up in this smoke, and Hiko goes down. Nitro with the trade, but again, Nitro is just going to get swarmed and overwhelmed. He's got 12 HP to work with, and Shinobi takes him down. So that B bomb site, I mean, it's like a safe with a really crappy lock. It just gets picked open every single time that Complexity goes there. They know the combination at this point.
And this might have to be a save for Liquid. They have no kits, Simple has no armor, and Adren's only got 1 smoke, so no real utility to make this work, and actually a Molotov just goes down into the window as well. So shut out for even longer. Flash is raining in now, and that's the call. They're just like, alright, we've had enough. We've got to fall away from this. So nicely done from Complexity. Only losing 1. Simple's going to get a parting gift. But 7-1 for Complexity now, and this is a good map being put together. Liquid just can't seem to find success at any stage of these rounds.
Yeah, this is really rough. Really, really rough. I mean, Simple coming alive with the yacht, but it's all for naught. 2 frags at the end of that round, but that doesn't save anything for Team Liquid. Puts a couple hundred in the bank for Simple, but at this point they're going to be forced up on FAMAS's for Nitro. Maybe a pistol buy. No, they drop a FAMAS over, so he's at least going to have utility behind this, but again, another kind of limited arsenal for the Liquid side, and they have gotten no momentum in either of these 2 maps. This is really scary. And especially from a team that you expect to be, like, predisposed that before this season even started, we're being hyped up as the top team in North America next to Luminosity. And they're playing like crap right now.
This change of pace is really nice out of Complexity as well. Last round, they just kind of walk into B in the first 30, 40 seconds, and this time they slow things down, spread out, look for aggression. So not letting Liquid get a good read, and look at the defense at the moment. Everyone's very, very spread out. Nitro and Adren have a long-distance crossfire set up on mid. Simple's going to be over at Car. He's going to be able to support Elige, but Elige is playing so close at these long double doors, he's going to die before Simple can even rotate to really help him out. So Simple's going to be in a tough spot if Elige does fall. It's going to require a huge effort. Smoke's coming over towards long. That's going to be the call for Simple to rotate back. Going to see what he has to do. No one's coming out long quite yet. It's going to be a delayed take.
We're going to see that up-on-up action. Fraud creeping on up. There's 4 players from the T side here. 1 creeping down through lower halls. But they're going to push out. They creep the corner right. Alicia's going to be able to pick up 2. Can Simple come up with anything? No. Denied. Fraud's going to win the up-on-up battle. Simple wasn't ready for it. And we're back to a 3v3.
Yeah, smoke for the cross, but still very slow. 20 seconds left on the clock. Boost up onto Catwalk. There is going to be a lurker coming out mid, though. And no one from Liquid is looking that way. Sanks is going to get the first kill. He's going to grab Hiko as well. That might just seal the round off, and it does. Nitro's ran all the way back and even dropped down. He knows he's got to deal with Sanks at some point. He chooses to do it now, and he does spam him down through the box, but no kit. And all of a sudden, that bomb timer, it's shrinking. It is extended, but not really enough for Nitro to do too much. Fraud has the up. He's geared up towards CT spawn, but he's just going to fall back towards long, and they can just delay from here. Def sees him drop as well now.
Yeah, nothing that Nitro is going to be able to do in this position. He's just going to pick up bolster his economy a little bit more there. Picks up the AK parting Molotov as well. So he gets a little bit out of the end of that round. But 8-1 Complexity. Would you have called this, Moses?
No, not at all.
I know Jason Lake's got to be having a field day. I think he I read something on Twitter that he posted out in between those matches. He's like, "Oh, how surprising! Complexity wins the first match," like all snarky and everything like that. So you know he's having a hell of a night right now.
Yeah, sitting around in his red tie, more than likely.
His white dress shirt and his red tie. There you go, though. A little bit of life early on from Liquid. It's going to be simple, getting aggressive behind that smoke and double doors. No fear. Peek's Fraud takes him down, so that's a really nice find from them early on in this round. And you can see actually Adren and Simple going to swap spots here. And Adren's going to go down towards mid, and Simple is going to help out at long A. And they're just going to let Simple get mobile with the AWP. Look at this boost up. He's actually, oh, he drops down off the side and does half health to Def there at long A. So finding early damage is going to be Team Liquid this round.
Same setup as last round, essentially. Simple a little bit farther away from Elige, but this time the attack from Complexity is going to go towards long. Still a man down. Shinobi has the AWP and the bomb in T-spawn, and no one from Liquid is giving any opportunity for a pick. They also don't have much utility. Elige is the only one with the smoke. He's going to drop that at long right now. A minute left in the round for Complexity to figure something out. And it looks like they're going to gear up towards the B bomb site again. They've had a lot of success here, as you mentioned earlier, but usually it's a little bit more early in the round walking through a smoke. This time, he goes close to their left, and Nitro's playing a bait. He's going to flash and peek, and there's Hiko and Nitro. There's the defense holding strong. And what can Shinobi do? He was out towards long, maybe try and lurk or out-lurk Elige, but there was no success at the B bomb site. So a 1-on-5. Liquid, they've got to string some together after this one.
Adren's actually going to get spotted here in mid, but he gathers the intel, going to just lob a flashbang over the top, and actually challenges this, goes for the repeat. Shinobi's going to punish, so he's at least making this slightly expensive, but there it is. There's Elige. He's going to finally chime in at the end of that round. And again, just Team Liquid, they finally get something going. It comes off of that big-time aggression from Simple. Nicely done from him, finding that opening pick onto Fraud, but look at how much money they still have on this terrorist side. They're going to be able to buy into this round, buy into the next round as well if they lose. And Liquid, they drop this round, they could probably formulate another buy, but it's just that economy has just been so broken the whole time.
Nicely done from Simple. I think he actually
Simple just
got that kill.
Elige?
Yeah, I believe so. Elige down at 37 HP, but now the long hit is on. It's fast-paced. They're going to smoke it off right now. Simple's flashed, so they know everyone's isolated at Catwalk. Simple grabs one more. That's on Roka. He does eventually fall to Sanks. Adren is hiding, though, over at Quad Box, so he's just biding his time. As the plant gets heard, he's going to peek out. He's going to stop that from going down. So this round firmly in the grasp of Liquid right now. Molotov comes out to force Adren out. He does get taken out by Sanks, but meanwhile, Nitro's just going to clean things up with the AK. 2 kills for him, 2 kills for Simpo, and they save the ult into this next round. So nicely done from Liquid, winning 2 straight. But like you said, one more buy on the Complexity side. The AWP is still out in Fraud's hands. 2 AK-47s. It looks like there's going to be 2 pistols. Nope, Roka gets dropped an AK, so Shinobi the only one with the Tech 9.
And we see this a lot of times where the IGL will actually sacrifice a rifle to give it to a, you know, a stronger fragger on the team. But that's not to take anything away from Shinobi, who's actually the second fragger on the team right now. So he's just going to go with the dedicated Tech 9 this round. And again, we see Simple here in mid. He's going to be looking for anything and everything that he can possibly find. It's going to be Fraud again down in Suicide with his AWP trying to make something happen. But again, they're just going to rotate Simple back around towards long A, trying to lock things down. And there's 2 players from the terrorist side outside of this corridor. You've got Shinobi and you've got Def, and this is an opportunity, you know, with Simple getting so aggressive. I mean, look at how close they're playing on long double doors, and this is scary now. Elige is going to push on in. Oh, nicely timed. Well done from Elige, though. He does find that opening pick onto Shinobi.
Yeah, and with this kill, they smoke it off, and Elige is going to push even farther into Cave. That's a spot where you can see the shadow coming through the door as well, so that's a good advantage for Elige. Also, with that smoke, dropping it so that if anyone comes in right now, they don't think anyone would be in Cave. They think they just have that entrance smoked off. But Elige is in position of a very, very quick flank as Complexity works their way down mid and up towards Catwalk. If he ever has any indication of an execute coming, that will be very, very fast for him to rotate behind the opposing team.
Yeah, Lee's just creeping up here. But talking about creep, Complexity working their way up towards Catwalk, and this is where things are going to get scary. But there you go, Adren. They've gone for the double-up setup this time on CT side, and there you go. Again, Elige coming around from long A. He's going to be able to find Sanks, so things looking up a little bit here for Liquid in these last couple of rounds, but it's Fraud in mid, actually. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hits the leg shot on Nitro. as he was bounding around the corner. So a 4th round now for Liquid. Great opportunity for them to get back into this one, as it is going to be a save round from Complexity for the first time in the half. So see what they decide to do. They actually force up. They go for the Tech 9s and the armor. They've got some money left over to spend, but it looks like they're just going to hit in towards the B-bomb site. And I can't say that this is the worst call from them, because they've had so much success in B so far in this matchup.
I think this is a response to the double op setup, saying, I mean, if they can get into this B bomb site, get the early kills, even if they trade it into a 3-on-3, the op is a disadvantage on the retake. And also knowing they'll be going against an op, if he misses his first shot and they're able to swarm on him, that's also a small advantage they can try and gain with these Tech 9s. But Nitro is playing in mid, now coming back towards CT spot. Initially, there were 3 players leaning over towards that B bomb site, so it looked like a solid setup from Liquid as they drop away from it. And they're going to be the ones to smoke off the tunnels to get to gain some space to work with. Jumping through, nice counter flash. Simple gets that first kill. Hiko's just protecting to make sure they can't get close, but he falls. Simple, meanwhile, with 3, and there's a Dren. The Ops get all 5 kills. Simple with 4 in that bomb site, so Complexity, they couldn't find that advantage. 8-5, but as they bought through the losing bonus, even with that investment into Tech 9 armor, they're going to have AKs into this round.
Yeah, double up setup, paying dividends right now for Liquid. That's pretty much solely what got them the last round. Simple has extended his frag count to 14 and 8, picking up 4 in the last round. Really nicely done, playing that back plat box, and that was the right call, obviously. They're going against pistols, put the range of that AWP to work. And now look at this Simple aggression in lower B. Shinobi gets annihilated, but Def is there for the trade. Something that I see Simple do so much in FPL is just push up in those lower B tunnels and just find those picks, that aggression, just relentless from this guy. And this time around, he's going to find that opening pick, but he gets traded out immediately.
There's about to be a massive... Oh, nice Molotov forces Fraud out. It's a huge mid-B split, but that's the bomb. Liquid could just stay in these tunnels, but they're going to fall back. They're going to take the fight. They do get traded off, but it's brought into a 2-on-1. It's going to be all on Sanks. He's inside the B bomb site. Dren looking for the cross, and it's going to be a Liege alone in lower B, so... And once again, Sanks is in a situation where he could find a couple one-on-ones if this is played correctly or incorrectly from Liquid as well. And Liege is going to get baited up the stairs, and he falls. No damage done. There's the first one-on-one, and now 50 seconds left on the clock. Sanks has free reign across, you know, this whole map, whatever he wants to do. Dren's got a lot of time to figure out and to sweat it out of what's going to happen, but he's got a good angle, and Sanks might just walk right into this.
Oh no, Adren actually turns. Oh, this is extra scary now. Oh, and he misses the shot, and now the positions are compromised. Sanks is just going to hightail it into that B-bomb site, smoke off the double doors, and go for the plant. And nice little counter flash there from Adren. At least holds him back for a second longer, but now he sees that that smoke has come out, and Adren is going to be able to get up in towards this B-bomb site. But again, 18 seconds. He's got to make the push in towards B. Oh, and he fakes out with the footsteps. Nicely done. Oh, is he just going to push on through? Oh, he gets spotted. The gun barrel sticks through the smoke. That is unfortunate. Sanks, good effort from him, isolating the 1v1s. He just can't get it done in the long run, and Adren hits him with the no-no at the end there. So 6-8 now, and Team Liquid are bringing it back. They've won 5 in a row now.
This is exactly what happened in Cash. You know, winning the last 5 of Cash to make a 7-8 scoreline for him. So could be very similar here. Simple does get tagged by the scout, and actually Fraud's going to clean it up. Simple continued to challenge, got punished, but Nitro gets aggressive into those B halls, catches Shinobi off guard in upper B. So equalized down to a 4-on-4. Sanks though, he's going to swing out. He loses that battle as well. Nitro with giving his team an advantage here.
Yeah, really nicely done early on from Liquid. Again, swinging that man advantage back their way. 4-on-3 situation. You've got the AWP in Adren's hands still. He's just going to be opping up here on Catwalk. And he doesn't have a whole lot of kills, but he's gotten some pretty important ones with the op so far in this matchup, especially when he picked that up. He was like 2-8 at some point, and he's gone 4-1 since then. So Adren starting to at least contribute a little bit more. We'll see whether or not they can shut things down again this round. Def and Roka working their way around through the lower B tunnels. They're going to get joined up here by Fraud, who does have the scout. He hasn't swapped out for any other rifle just yet. I don't know if there's really another rifle readily available. There's an AWP and double doors, so I'll take that. Thank you very much. And now he's got the one-shot machine. See if he can do anything with it.
Yeah, Complexity, though, letting Fraud lead the way out mid. 3-on-4, and they have an open pathway out mid. Hiko's just kind of spotting it from double doors. Nitro does have a pop flash prime behind platform. It's going to go out towards mid, and Hiko's just going to jump across. Roka finds Elige, who is trying to flank from long, but now they know they're out mid, and Roka gets a second one. With those 2 kills as well, they could just fall back and go catwalk. So this has just been ruined for Liquid. This is basically a win for Complexity.
Yeah. I mean, Elige got all that information, and then he goes and challenges Roka, and Roka just deletes him off the map, and then Adren just stuck in a really odd spot down there towards CT spawn. And I mean, he had the AWP, but he didn't even get a chance to pull the trigger. So really nicely done from Roka, and this is the recovery from Complexity that, you know, we've seen time in and time out throughout this matchup. And again, now they're going to be pushing on up, and they've got to really be careful now. They go for the boost play. Roka is privy to it. He comes around the corner. He's getting tagged up down to 30 HP, but there's still 2 more players to contend with. And Roka's not done yet. He finds the 3rd kill. And it's going to be Def to finish things off. And that's going to be it for that half. 9-6 for Complexity. Really nice stuff on their CT side, and they take a 3-round advantage going into the second half.
that turned around so quickly. It didn't look like Complexity really had any chance of getting into that B bomb site, and then that flank by Elige and that drop from Adren just gets punished. Good stuff. So 9-6. Liquid did make a big comeback into that half, considering they were down, what, 8-1 at some point, and then they won 5 straight.
Yeah. Yep, they were down 8-1, brought it back to 8-6, and then lost out the last round. So again, it's shades of cash. I mean, we saw the pistol round go the way of Complexity. That the first couple of rounds were basically a replay of what happened on cash, and the half actually panned out. I mean, it was 8-7 on cash, 9-6 this time around, but it's pretty much the exact same thing that we saw on cash. And a really nice terrorist side from Complexity. Now all they have to do is just hold and close out the match.
Yeah, and we should say, we do mention, you know, the previous map. This is not a best of 3. It's just a double header. It's what you'll see most season in Pro League. I'm not sure if it'll be like that every night, but for as far as I know, that most of these teams, most of these matchups are scheduled as double headers. So 2 individual maps, but Complexity with a good showing on night 1, their night 1. In these opening versus Liquid. This is really good stuff. A lot of cool outplays in that half by Complexity strategically. So Liquid does eventually manage to stabilize and swing some back, but they're gonna have to have a big response here on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts in this pistol round. I mean, one round could get Liquid right back into this one, you know. And if they can do the same thing, control the economy over Complexity in the second half, but you know, they really struggled on their terrorist side on cash up until the late game. So if they start off in the same fashion, then I just don't see them able to get back into this one.
It's you know, it's kind of it's a little bit unfortunate. Complexity was a team that was supposed to be in the North American minor, but due to some roster issues, didn't end up going. Didn't play in the last chance qualifier. But you know, the initial look at this roster that they've put together since then is pretty solid in their opening. So that would have been cool to see them compete in those. Liquid, meanwhile, will be at the qualifiers for the major, for the MLG major. So that'll be in a couple weeks, and they're going to have to figure some things out. It looks like this roster edition of Simple, you know, it's just the first night, so no reason to jump to conclusions, but struggling with it, at least initially.
Yeah, a little bit. And keep in mind, guys, that we do have another doubleheader coming up after this one is all said and done. It's going to be NME GG versus NRG eSports. First map is going to be on Inferno, followed by Mirage. So you guys will get your Kusta fix for the night, at least. So that'll be fun to go on to in the next one. But we are going live here into the second half. And this is a very crucial pistol round here for both squads, and we'll see which one comes out on top right now. And Complexity, they're looking to put this one to bed. They get the pistol round here. We could see a 12-6 scoreline before all said and done, which gives Liquid an almost insurmountable task of coming back in this matchup. But this time around, they're going to just go for the cat aggression, and we saw how it worked out for Complexity in the first half.
Yeah, but that was done very, very differently. That was a sick execute. No nades for the CT side. They're just going to have to win battles. No kits as well. Fraud at the corner. He does get dropped by the Tech 9 of Hiko. It's Shinobi's turn to take some damage. So the opening kill goes to Team Liquid, but oh, what a shot from Def, dropping into pit. All right, across the map, and Sanks even gets a headshot. And Simple falls. He was watching the flank. Sanks with another one. All of a sudden, Liquid, you're not even going to get close to winning this round. So all the battles go the way of Complexity after that entry. What the hell just happened? Liquid just falls apart there in that round.
That shot by Def falling into pit was filthy. That was just gritty. That was like, as soon as he hit that shot, I was just thinking Complexity's going to win this round. That's just absolutely nasty. Sanks coming up on catwalk. You know, I kind of talked a little bit about how great his pistol work was in Cash, and obviously it continues over. He got that 2v1 clutch in the second half pistol round on Cash. This time around, he just barrels up catwalk, very nearly stops the plant to begin with, spamming through the smoke, but he picks up one kill on the fadeaway shot, and he's able to pick up a second kill on the aggression coming back towards catwalk. Liquid never had a chance of getting out of that bomb site.
Yeah, Jesus. All right, so that's what Complexity is bringing to the table here in half two. Now another round where Team Liquid just is going to stroll their way up catwalk. 4 members there. Nitro's going to probe out mid. He spots Sanks in window as well. This time, Adren's got a flashbang and a smoke. Nitro gets into a small battle. Oh, there's Simple. Entry onto Fraud. He gets dropped. Nicely placed headshot from the Deagle. Shinobi's going to rotate over to try and whittle down this attacking force, but he's got to be too careful. He's not too committed. Simple's brought down to 2 HP, still going for the Deagles. Does land a tag onto it, but Def's going to be the one running over. A nice one dig by Simple, but there it is. Def and Roga are going to weaken out this post-plant defense.
Yeah, Lee's re-aggressing here, but he goes down. Def and Roka chime in with the final 2, and that's going to be it, but at least they get the bomb plan. At least they kill a couple of players here on the CT side of Complexity, so they're going to put a little money in the bank, and they're going to be able to work on forward into the next round. But salvaging a rifle, oh, that's actually... I'm surprised that Roka didn't throw the FAMAS to Def when he picked up the M4, because now Def is going to be on an MP9. Not a bad gun to have going into a full gun round if you are on an SMG, obviously, by the rate of fire in the armor pin, but the biggest part about it was he could have thrown over the FAMAS and they could have had 2 rifles as opposed to an SMG and a rifle.
No, Simple had a good spawn for long. He wanted to take that shot so bad, but he saw the nades raining in and he bailed out. No armor as well, so that made things a little bit nerve-wracking for him. So, no opening pick for Simple. He's also given up the fact that there's an AWP on this T side. Fraud has one as well. It should be... No, it's a scout, excuse me. He's jumping up over towards catwalk on those boost boxes, but slow round from Team Liquid. They have complete mid control. No one from Complexity challenging whatsoever.
Yeah, it's actually going to be Sanks outside of the B double doors by the triple boxes trying to make something happen, or the old double door boxes, see if he can make anything happen. They're just going to walk on out and do this drive. Got Simple opping up towards long A and see if he can find anything over in that area. Opts to change his vision over here towards the window of B. Now the smokes come out. Now they're going to hear this, and Sanks is going to be in an awkward spot. Elise is just going to barrel up, but he pulls out an 8. He doesn't even account for that angle. A little bit miscued there. Simple does find one, but he gets traded. Hiko is going to be there to refrag again, and now Fraud over here by CT spawn. He's behind the smoke. He's going to throw the pop flash out, and Hiko is going to be there, but he's going to fall back behind double doors, and now they're going to go on the chase. Shinobi going to be able to find that kill. Fraud does go down, though, in the hands of Hiko, and now they've got to see if they can figure out that Nitro is actually swapped spots with where Sanks was.
Yeah, Nitro hears all this as well, so he's gathered a lot of information. He's still got to be wary in case one more is lurking out in mid, but he's going to swing out, spot no one's there. Adren's going to get that first kill, and the second one. Def and Shinobi both fall. So Liquid do get on the board, and Nitro even saves the AWP into the next round. And it is going to be... Def picks up a scout, but he had a lot of money. He had something like $6,000, or, $5,800, so... He's going to pick up a scout. No one else can really afford to do anything. They're going to upgrade some pistols, but Liquid breaks the economy early on after that second round.
It'd be wild to see Def get a nasty scout headshot through the wall. Oh, he actually does tag Hiko?
Yes.
Wow. Going to battle, though. Absolutely having a war. Elise actually gets knocked down to 17, eats an unwelcome dink, and Adren behind the smoke of that Molotov is going to be popping some shots there and towards the B-bomb site, but not going to be able to connect on anything. Def down to 34, Roka at 55. And a handful of damage going the opposite way as well. 11-7 your score line, but there it is. Elige 1 and 2 back-to-back. Shinobi and Fraud go down. And now full mid control and cat and A control is open. Simple finds Roka. That's pretty much going to be the round.
And as they enter the bomb site, they leave a Duran to just watch the flank at double doors. There's also Hiko is there to help him out as well. So this is going to be a pretty standard round. Def going to try and save this scout, it looks like. The jumping shot on a Simple brings him down. A second one, headshot. So takes out the new star player. Looking over towards door. Another nice shot with this scout. Doing some work, dealing some damage, and now just protecting this op. I mean, Liquid, if they want to salvage the AWP, which what they should try and do, they're going to have to work for it, because Def with this scout has gotten 2 kills. Could get a couple more. That could be a very costly weapon for Liquid to try and save. But they don't really have very much money. Actually, he's just going to give it up. So he doesn't keep eyes on it whatsoever. He's just content with those 2 kills. So Liquid do get away with that. It's going to be an 8th round for Team Liquid. Trying to make this comeback. And there might be... Nope, the money is not going to update. So there's going to be one more save, more than likely. Actually, Def could drop over an M4 with Sank salvaging that AK. So this might actually be a buy. Yeah, it is going to be. So they're going to keep a scout into Fraud's hands, but they're going to have all rifles behind that. So pretty solid buy looking for complexity. 2 scouts, actually.
Yeah, but we've seen Fraud do a little bit of work in the first half with the scout, and Roka, I mean, he's pretty filthy with almost any gun you put in his hands, so we'll see whether or not he can lock things down with that scout. But Simple again with the AWP that was salvaged last round. He's going to be over towards, well, he was still in mid, trying to pick down through double doors, but he's not going to find anything over there. That's smoke on long A. He's just trying to spam through, not going to find any connection, but they at least know that the op is on that side of the map for the time being. Lee's cheeky peek down towards mid, not going to get any resistance out there, and it's going to be Roka just jump peeking out through window side. Pretty much in the same position that Def was in last round. So, we'll see. Oh, he spots the gun barrel from Simple, so he knows that they're going to be coming out. Takes the jump peek, but this time Simple's not going to let him have the advantage. Does manage to hit him. That's going to be an early pick, and oh, this pop flash through the smoke. Adren, so smart, gets it done.
Yeah, both scouts get dropped initially, so Team Liquid free entry into the bomb site with that kill from Adren, and it's going to be all up to Shinobi and Def to try and save these weapons. One at long, one on the A bomb site, but a good take from Team Liquid, getting a couple picks and then just decisively hitting that B bomb site. So the question now is, how dedicated are they going to be to hunting down these remaining M4s?
Well, they don't have a whole lot of money to work with.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well, but I know that, you know, if they get these guns, the next round should be a pretty easy save for them, because the money on the complexity side is really, really weak. So it does look like they're starting to move across the map as a group, but still pretty spread out. I mean, this isn't the most dedicated hunt I've ever seen. So they're probably just going to be content to find some of these positions and just see if they can find an easy kill, but not overexpose themselves. Hiko and Simple going to swing out on catwalk. Def's blind, not even peeking. He does get that kill. That's the AWP. That's a really nice last kill to get of the round. So Simple loses that AWP. He's got to rebuy it now.
Yeah, that's a huge detriment to the economy here on the terrorist side. You can see, there you go, 4750 invested, plus armor, plus he's not going to have a full nade set. He's only got the smoke to work with. So that is a huge find at the end of that round. That's massive. That's a huge mistake. Fraud back on the scout. They're going to buy into this one again from Complexity's side.
Yeah, this is still a pretty decent buy with 3 M4s. I mean, a little light on nades, but, you know, one fortunate kill from the scout, maybe onto Simple. That can really help things out. Liquid, meanwhile, one member far back. That's going to be Hiko. Figure that. Just watching the flank, watching for any kind of push towards long. Nitro is going to be in lower B, throwing some nades on catwalk and mid, but there's the opening kill from Roka, trying to walk into B as Team Liquid, and they're getting annihilated. 2 kills for Roka. Elish can't get Sanks. The bomb is down. The rotation's going to be on. They've got to get in here quick, so it's going to be Nitro taking point. Deals damage, but can't find the kill, and now all the support is here for Complexity. It's going to be tough going for Hiko and Nitro. Nade's going to clean out Nitro. Just out of Hiko, 1-on-4. He even gets tagged with a scout. Fraud's going to finish it off with the USP. 12-9. That gets shut down.
That's a huge stand at B as well, because that was a round Liquid tried to do the same thing Complexity did to them in the first half. Just push through that smoke and find those trades. And Roka able to light up 2 of them, and Sanks finishing off the 3rd. The cavalry arrives and gets shut down. Nicely done, the orc nade from Fraud. And then he comes right behind that with the Scout USP action. So 12 rounds now for Complexity, trying to put this one to bed. And Elige is going to be on a limited buy. You can see a little bit of nade damage, some molly damage actually along. And there you go, Fraud again. The Scout just doing work right now. Finds the headshot onto Hiko. He was so disengaged from the rest of his teammates that they can't even trade that out.
Yeah, that's yeah, no. Oh man, this is crushing for Team Liquid. Simple does have the AWP, but he's got to find something for his squad. Nitro is going to be all alone over towards long. Meanwhile, Liquid working the way up mid and catwalk. Such a passive defense from Complexity. With this man advantage, they're not in a position to even give up a kill if they wanted to. They're going to force Liquid into some kind of an execute. So really well played defense so far into this round. Running a little low on nades with a minute left in, but it's not something to worry about. Liquid is just not really applying too much pressure whatsoever anywhere.
Yeah, it took a quick spot there in mid from Adren, but he's going to fall back to the rest of his teammates, and they're actually just going to try to put pressure up here on Catwalk with the lurk out from long A. So this is going to be on Def. You know, one of the new acquisitions. It's Fraud with the Scout again, just playing this off angle by Car, looking for any kind of damage that he can find, and Shinobi playing deep on long A. So if Nitro misses the timing on this one could be very, very dangerous. And they actually pull Fraud away from Catwalk. It's going to be simple to try to open this one up. And he is up on the railing, and he finds the headshot. Takes down Def. Shinobi falls. It's Fraud at long, trying to make something happen. But Adren hits a nice ripper onto him, takes him down. And it's all on Sanks and Roka, and what is surely going to be a save 2-on-4. 10 seconds as the bomb gets planted.
All right, then. CT spawn, Elige is going to swing out, spots him, does a little bit of damage, but Simple's actually the one to jump down. Simple's almost in that mood, it seems like, where he's just like, alright, I'm done with this, but it doesn't matter. So is Roka. Nice headshot onto Simple. Once again, they've got to try and salvage this AWP, and Roka looks like he wants to stick around, prevent that from happening. Nitro's up at top mid. Roka's eating some damage, but when this bomb explodes, that's going to blow the AWP closer towards Roka, so he'll be able to pick that up for his team. Another good fight, another round where Simple can't hang on to the op at the end of the round. I mean, these are very small mistakes, but they're going to be costly in the long run as they add up.
Well, Roka needs to not go down here. Oh, almost dies to the bomb there in the long run, but like you said, that op does get knocked over towards him, so he's going to be able to salvage that for his own op or Fraud. And we'll see what they decide to do. They are going to buy behind this one as well, so Complexity trying to keep that pressure on. You can see they're not healthy on money. They're not even going to have, I don't think they're going to have the op in the hands of Simple this round. So he's, oh, they do, okay. So they did drop an op over to Simple. But, I mean, it's like you said, he's kind of in that mood where it's like, all right, I've had enough of this crap. Let's go. So he just bombards down into CT spawn and ends up getting traded. But Nitro actually going to open things up. Oh, gets the double out long. Nicely done from him. Just putting that early pressure on. Liquid going to be able to find those opening 2 picks, but now Fraud with the up, looking down towards long A, seeing if anybody's going to peek out, and it's going to be Simple, but he finds the shot, takes Fraud down, and again, it's Sanks and Roka left in a 2 versus 5.
Roka's trying to bring it back. Simple has a spot, half the damage done. Hiko's going to find those kills, but off the back of the 2 entries from Nitro at long, they're going to get this planted. And Sanks seems to know that someone's lurking in mid. Adren's not showing himself quite yet, but it's going to be another round for Team Liquid, and it's going to be back onto the save for Complexity, and Sanks falls there. So no gun save that round. 2 rounds in a row for Team Liquid. So Complexity, I mean, the score of this match, of this map is going to be evened up, it looks like, at 12-12. So Liquid's started to make this T-side work here.
Yeah, that's the big thing right now, is that out of the last, 6 rounds now, they've won 5 of them. So getting themselves right back into a position, considering that they've lost both of the pistol rounds, it's kind of astonishing that they're even this close right now. But you can see a heavy stack towards long A. You've got Def down here as well as Shinobi and Fraud. Fraud overextending a little bit, gets spotted out. Elige is going to find one, and there's that 2-pronged attack from Liquid. Nitro and Elige doing work down on long A, dropping 3 kills almost instantaneously at the start of this round.
Oh,
Roka,
nice
though.
1D. Yeah, nice shot from Roka. We've seen how effective his deagle can be. That's a good nade from Hiko, though. Force him back a little bit. Roka can't hit the next one. He's going to try and get Hiko on the cross, but actually Hiko sneaks by him when he's not ready, and Simple, there it is. With the op again, just going Rambo, so if he had lost that there, that would have just been too much for me to handle. Sanks, meanwhile, is the last one left in a 1-on-4. Just
Simple,
USB.
too hot to handle.
Yeah, I mean, he's just done with it. You could just tell, doing all these Rambo drops, that time into a Molotov as well. So
Yep.
it's gonna be 12-12 into the next round.
Well, Simple is the NA player, so we will be seeing whether or not Liquid can bring this one right back in. I mean, they're going to tie things up 12-12, but well, what's the money look like here on the complexity side? I mean, you're low on fraud. He's not going to have enough for an op. You're low on def. I mean, if they decide to force up, I mean, those last couple of force buys that they had working into these last couple of rounds didn't pay off for them in the long run. They lost both of those, and this time around, they're going to be really, really hurting for money. They're going to all be over 4,000, so they can go for a buy, but they're going to lack utility going into this round.
Yeah, and they're going to lack kits as well. Not a whole lot of flashbangs. And they've been playing a pretty passive setup, so, I mean, it's not like they need to use a lot of these flashes for aggression. Key is Simple at 23 and 17 has done a really good job with this op, despite, you know, losing it a couple rounds at the right at the end. But look at the aggression out of complexity here. Simple, he hasn't spotted this, and he was looking for it. He is going to swing out a little bit. Nitro's not going to know this once this close, though, but Simple has 2 kills. Def does clean him and Nitro out. He's going to try and fall back. Elite's just there to cut him off. He gets dinked, but he does find the kill. So now it's just down to Fraud and Roka. That mid-aggression does not pan out in the long run for complexity. 2 on 3 for the CT side.
Well, that's one of the things that you talked about before is that was what worked for Liquid on one of the rounds, was the first gun round, I believe it was, in that first half, was they just pushed and had that no-respect aggression up mid. This time they get punished, though, on Complexity's side because Simple picks up those opening 2 picks. So really nicely managed from the Liquid squad. But again, you look at where they are, and there's no coverage for Elige, who's out here by mid. So if Fraud would have actually pushed that, that would have been a little bit scary. If he does lob that nade into lower B, he could clean out Elige and be back onto a 2 versus 2. But with Roka and Fraud alive and one player playing close on mid from the terrorist side, they should have heard Roka rotate back over towards CT spawn. So maybe they've got a little bit of an inkling that that B bomb site is going to be open for business.
Liquid's playing this smart, though. They've slowed things down. They know that in a 2-on-3, the CTs have got to do something to find some kind of information about where the attack is going to come in to try and group up. So they were trying to wait for anyone to push into upper B to get a quick flank going on. This time they throw out a mid to B smoke. So Roka has no intel, but Complexity's basically just gambling. It's going to be A, and the nades from Adren on Catwalk is going to give it up. Elige gets that kill onto Fraud. Now it's just Roka, and he's sandwiched between 2 spots. He does find the kill onto Elige. He's going to get Adren. He's brought down to Ready. Almost wins that out. He got down to 2 HP, but Adren is going to bide his time and pounce at the right moment. So Liquid on a 4-round win streak at the moment. This is slowly slipping away from Complexity, and there's a lot of money built up on this Liquid side. Meanwhile, Complexity, another eco round.
If Roka gets that kill on Adren at the start of that, he wins that round. That's just a little bit unfortunate. He actually dinked Adren, and unfortunately for him, wasn't able to get that kill. Nice spam through the smoke, though. Adren's going to find a lot of damage there onto Shinobi, and the return nade onto Fraud as well. They've actually got full long control also, so this is a little bit sketchy here for Complexity. They've pushed through B tunnels, so they know that nothing is home, so they've got to know that the hit is going to be coming towards A, but it looks like they might just gear up and try to take some rifles away from the Liquid squad. But Liquid in a position to take their 14th round now.
Yeah, I mean, this is an open bomb site. Complexity could try and get a very quick long flank. Adren is inside the cave just watching for this. And he hears footsteps as well. So he hears a lot of players in mid. He's going to be calling out to his teammates to watch the cat flank. Now he's got to fall back. He doesn't want to be isolated in that cave. He does have a teammate with him. That's Simple. Takes the op shot, and Simple instead changes positions to go into cave. But all of Complexity basically just gearing up to see if anyone from Liquid is going to be silly enough to run out of this cave and start hunting eco kills.
And there you go. It's going to be Sanks to fall first. More players out and around that corner right now. And you can see actually Simple is kind of leading the push right now. Def is right around the corner. They've got another player there as well, Fraud. And there you go. Fraud takes the peek, drops the op, drops the second one. And this is getting real expensive for Liquid now. They get the op on the back of Shinobi, and if he can get away, that's a nice find from Complexity. He's actually going to stay here and try to take another gun out of their hands. And he does just that. So nicely managed from the Complexity side.
It's actually pretty incredible how many ops that Team Liquid has lost at the end of rounds. Adren and Simple, they don't need to go for those kills. They don't need to push that far out. That's what, 4 kills and losing the op that they paid the price for extending that far. I mean, they can just stay in pit. They can just stay outside cave and live with the bomb explosion. So, I mean, thankfully they have a lot of money built up, so it's not going to hinder them very much at all into this round. But this is something that will get punished at certain times if they keep up this trend. Very quick mid to B split being executed for Team Liquid. Fraud has an AWP, but he's looking up at Catwalk. He does swing down, but they've already passed, so Roka's going to be in a lot of pressure. He does get the first kill, traded immediately by Hiko. There's Sanks, though. He's over towards Car. He gets one. He's got to do a little bit more, but he can't. Simple's going to find him with the AWP, and even in mid, Hiko's got a Molotov to slow this down. Def has been legged, falls to Hiko, and now they can't move. And Simple, just long range, is able to take some easy shots.
Yep, and there you go. 3K on the round from Simple, and that's like you said. I mean, he's just going for that no-respect style right now. Get in their face, shut them down. He's on 29 and 19 right now, putting Liquid on his back in this second half and doing some serious work. So nicely done. Good to see Simple stepping up. And, you know, if there was ever a map that he could just get away with doing all this kind of getting in your face kind of strategy, man, Dust 2 is going to be the one. We kind of expected this, though, Moses.
Yeah, this T side has been sick so far. I mean, only one gun round, one for complexity. That's pretty insane. Again, aggressive up mid. This time it's been spotted out really early, but Alicia's basically all alone. He gets that first kill. That's on a def. Sanks trades it out. He's very low. He's not even going to make it back. Oh, he is. He turns. Simple misses the off shot and can't get the pistol out in time. Nitro does trade things off, but because of that, everyone else is falling. So finally, complexity looks like they're about to get a gun round on the board.
Well, don't speak too soon. Yeah, you said. I mean, you always talk about how if it's a clutch situation, Hiko's the man that you want to have alive at the end of the round. So, let's see if he can do anything with it right now. They're giving him free reign on the bomb. He's going to smoke double doors, and at least get himself a little bit of clairvoyance down through here. But let's see if they. Oh, jumping over the smoke. Fraud actually spots him out. Nade to follow. Not going to find any damage, and Shinobi on Catwalk's going to give his position away. So. He at least knows where actually all three of them are now with that M4 spam through double doors in mid. So he's going to gear up and go towards long, and he's actually picked up another smoke. So he's got a smoke for the cross, he's got a flash to hold him back, and he's got a grenade to soften him up. So this is a round that Hiko could possibly win.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough. You can see Roka has rotated and cheated over towards the Abomsa because Fraud had eyes up mid. He was watching for Hiko to cross back towards T-spawn, and now with that smoke, they know exactly where he is. Flash is going to come out, nade as well. He go down to about 56 and blind in the smoke. He is going to cross over, and he spots with that jump. Shinobi takes the fight, doesn't do any damage. Trying to use the smoke, trying to use the edges to his advantage, but now all three members of Complexity are here. Roka's just going to swing out wide. He does fall, but that exposes Hiko to Fraud. So 13 to 15 now. Complexity, they're going to have some rebuys. Economy's still not the strongest thing in the world. Meanwhile, it's going to be whatever Liquid wants, but their money's starting to dwindle as well. If they lose this, you know, they should have. They should be fine for that last round if they happen to lose this. Nitro might be a little bit sketchy with 450, but either way, 15-13 now. Complexity's going to try and force overtime.
Well, this is pretty much the most crucial round of the half right here. This one and the last one. So if they can get it done, man, like you said, I mean, it's going to be a sketchy buy for Liquid. You can see from with Nitro being as low as he is, they'll get a little bit of that money bonus, but it's not really going to be too terribly much going into the next round. So we'll see what pans out here. And they're going for that real spread out terrorist side to start things off here. And you know, as much as we've talked about Simple with the AWP, Fraud has been pretty solid in this matchup. He was top fragging through that first half, but it's been Roka that's come alive in the second half.
Yeah, the other star player of Complexity. Roka's another guy who could have a very promising year. A lot of people expecting him to make some big strides. Simple, he's going to get that pick into the B bomb site. Fraud just barely exposes himself. Deals a lot of damage. Simple's down to 18. Nitro inside the smoke. Def trying to make a play, and he does. He finds Elige. He also finds Hiko, who just peeks the crack of the double doors, so a very dispersed round for Liquid, although Nitro's stuck into these double doors and he grabs Roka. Not before Roka cleans up a Drem, though. So it is down to a 2-on-2, and the Liquid players are very spread apart. Simple's got a long route to take, and there's basically no utility left. There's one flashbang on the Liquid side.
Shinobi's got an HE grenade as well. They just used one to clear out mid. But Shinobi's got a grenade, and he could potentially take Simple out, dropping a grenade to the back plat. And it looks like, oh no, he actually drops it a little bit further out. No, he takes the peek with the nade out, and he goes down. So this round should be Liquid's. It's obviously Liquid's to lose at this point. And Sanks from double doors spots out Simple, works his way in, gets the kill on Nitro. Simple misses the shot. Oh, this is Oh my goodness, Sanks is going to win the round. He's going to salvage the op as well. They've got the economical advantage going into this last round. Well, maybe not so much. That bomb plant is going to really help Liquid a lot, but this is really close.
I mean, Sanks sneaks into the double doors, and with the cover of double stack, Simple didn't catch it. So he actually catches Nitro off guard with the bomb, who had just planted. And then, I mean, it's just so hard for Simple because he's in red, can only take one bullet, and he's just trying to find a way to get a quick shot off and then hide into cover. So a good win from Sanks there to keep Complexity alive. And the economies are just so beat up. You got to look at all those ops that have been lost. Simple has no nades to use this round, but either way, they rush out long very quickly. It's only Shinobi. He does burn a kill. That's a liege. There's Hiko on a def. So Liquid trading out this long execute.
And again, it's going to be Simple's AWP to reign supreme. Adren has already gotten himself into the A bomb site off of Cat. It's down to Roka 1v4. And it's Simple to shut it down. The icing on the cake, Simple drops 34 frags in a 30-round match, 16-14 for Team Liquid. That was a lot more interesting than the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Another good comeback. Another good comeback by Team Liquid, because it was looking a little bit scary there for a second in that first half. And either way, Complexity also clawing into this to try and force overtime, but Simple had a really, really good match there. And despite, me talking about how often he was losing that AWP for Liquid round after round, he was really the one, at the end of that game to be getting the picks with that AWP, to getting the kills in the mid round, to, helping win the late situationals, the post plant. So he came alive there for Liquid in a big way. But a good first showing in my mind for Complexity, who was kind of a big question mark coming into the season with their roster changes. But Simple had 34 kills in that match.
Yeah, welcome to Pro League. I mean, nicely done from him. I mean, kind of something that we expect to see out of him, being that he's such a predominant figure in the not in the North American, but in the world, as far as how he's been hyped up as one of the best up-and-coming talents that there is. Some people have even put him in the top 5 as far as rising talent has been concerned. So nice to see him stepping up and taking matters into his own hands. You kind of saw it there too, going into the terrorist side of Dust 2. There was 4 or 5 rounds in that there was just a switch that flipped, and boom, he just went into no respect mode and just started bombing them with kills constantly. So it was really nice to see.
Yeah, good stuff. This is, like I mentioned earlier, this is not a best of 3. It's just a double header. So that is going to be it for those 2 teams for the evening. Each of them goes 1-1 on the night. Coming up next, probably in the next five minutes or so, is going to be NME GG. We saw them last night play against Renegades. They went 1-1. So it's going to be NME versus NRG eSports. It's going to be on Inferno to start things out, and then Mirage will be the second map. So we're going to see that coming up next, right when we come back from a break. So stick around, guys.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back for our next matchup of the evening. It's another double header. It's going to be between NME GG and NRG Esports. And again, my name is Mega Man. Joining me tonight is Moses. How you doing, my friend? It's a pretty exciting second map that we saw.
Yeah, that was cool, especially after the first map was such a smackdown in the favor of Complexity. It was good that we had that closer match, and that Liquid's able to go 1-1 on the night. That would have been quite the shock if they had gone 0-2, I think.
Yeah, Simple really stepping up in his debut on that second map. Not too impressed with their play on Cash earlier this evening. That was a little bit of a disappointment to me, especially with as good as they have been in the past on said map. But they reeled it in. Nice comeback from them in Dust 2. Get the victory 16-14. So nicely done from them. Nice recovery. And now we get to go into Inferno. So this time around, it's going to be NME versus NRG. That's probably going to get messed up a couple of times over the course of the night. I'm not going to lie. But we get to go from seeing the op on the back of Simple to seeing the op on the back of Kusta. So this time around, we get to see the North American player who is the enemy star in Kusta. So very excited to see these guys play. They split their series last night against Renegades 1-1. And they were very impressive on Mirage. We'll get to see them later on tonight on Mirage as well again, too. So what do you expect to see from this series?
I'm more interested to see what's going to come out of NRG, because I haven't been able to see them play yet. And bringing in Gabi pretty respected leader over in the European scene with mouse sports for a long time, even a good 1.6 leader. So leadership is one of the areas in which most North American teams are lacking. So I'm actually pretty interested to see how this team progresses throughout the season with him at the helm, especially on a map like Inferno, which North American teams have never really gotten the hang of. If he brings in like a European style and kind of gives them some of those tricks and a new way to play it, I think that could catch a lot of North American teams off guard on this map. But yeah, that's the big thing is I just want to see what Gabi's going to be able to mold this team into eventually as it goes down, because this is a team that last season, obviously 3 members completely different on this roster, but they went, I think it was like 8-14 last season. So Silent and Justin, they, from what I've seen, I think I watched like one match of these guys. Silent and Justin were playing very well under the Gabi leadership, and that was actually against Enemy in a match they won. So pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to this series. Now, the maps that were played last night in the series between Enemy and Renegades was Mirage and what was the other map? Cobblestone? No.
I do not remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, either way.
It was 24 hours ago. Give me a break. So, yeah, I think it was actually Cash.
Was it?
Yes.
It was
I guess.
Train.
Yeah, you're right. Train.
Yeah, because that was the Yam went nuts.
Yeah, they all blend together at this point in my life.
All right, we got there eventually. Nicely done. Yeah, Yam blew up and pretty much wrecked Enemy on Train, dropped 42 kills over the course of that. Very impressive performance from him. But then they went over to Mirage, and Enemy just laid the smack down. I think it was like 16-4 or something like that. An absolutely one-sided slaughter from Enemy. So they get to play Mirage again tonight. So we get to look forward to seeing those guys. Those guys probably lock it down and do good things on Mirage again. I can't really see NRG hanging with those guys on Mirage. Now, Inferno might be a different story.
Why might it be a different story? Well, why is that, Mega Man?
Well, as far as the strength of maps for Enemy is concerned, they're definitely a very strong team when it comes to Mirage, because it's a wide open map that Kusta can just be an absolute animal on. Granted, at the MLG Minor, Kusta went absolutely apeshit on this map and like absolutely annihilated. I believe it was, who was it that we saw him play? Splice and Optic, I believe. Both times they played on Inferno, and both times Kusta was an absolute animal on. So, but if I was ever going to have a question on which map was going to less favor Enemy, it would probably be Inferno versus Mirage.
Well, that's the thing, right? It was a map that when we saw him play it, it was very much the Kusta show for a long time. He was required to pretty much go nuts for at least half the map to give them a chance to win it. Everyone else was kind of getting a little bit beat up, so he bailed them out in a couple really tough spots. But yeah, this is going to be sketchy to see how they go for this, especially with your star player being an Alper. Pretty difficult for him to get going on this map, especially on the T side. I'm just more, I want to see Silent come out. I've seen, he's a player that even without the success of Method, the team that he was on last season, still saw a little bit of, a couple things that impressed me in his gameplay. So I'd like to see him continue to improve this season, especially under the leadership of Gob. So this is all good stuff for NRG. Just want to see how they come out on this map, because I mean they just won the counter pit North American side, so they're going to be going to those finals. I believe that's in what, Croatia?
Croatia?
Yeah, I don't know. It's Croatia.
Is that how we English now?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind.
Oh goodness!
Don't focus on the negatives. Just focus on the content, not the execution.
Oh, okay. I know what I mean, not what I say. Kind of.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Nicely done. Well, we do have 10 in the server, so we should be seeing this one go live into the knife round here very, very soon. But again, like we said, the maps for this matchup tonight are going to be Inferno. Now, it's like we said before, it's 2 separate BO1s. It's not a BO3, it's not a BO2, it's none of that nonsense. It's 2 separate BO1s. It just happens to be a doubleheader between these teams. But we're going to start off on Inferno, and then we're going to go to Mirage afterwards. And then that's going to wrap up the evening. So we got to see Complexity versus Liquid to start the night. Cash 16-8 for Complexity. Kind of a surprising victory, being that Liquid is so strong on that map. Come into Dust 2, 16-14 for Liquid, and it comes on the back of Simple going nuts and a pretty solid comeback from Liquid. I mean, that's really the only way to slice the pie on this one. They were down, what was it, 11-6 at one point, and they managed to bring it back on the T side and win that one out. So nicely done from them. But anything you want to add on that side?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they mentioned it all on Twitter. I think that is just going to be a struggle with them to get Simple, integrated into that team. And tonight it almost looked like they were attempting to integrate the team into Simple, not the other way around. It just seemed like they were trying to get, base everything they were doing around what Simple was doing. And I think it's just going to be easier and better in the long run if they go the other way. So that'll be cool to see how they move forward in the season. But I mean, at least they didn't go 0-2. At least they split the two maps, so they can start things out with a win. And same with NME did just last night. And now they've got to go against this NRG team. Like I said, I'm interested to see what kind of tactics that Gabi is going to pull out very early on with this squad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he did some pretty nice things when he was on Mouse previously. But it'll be a matter of adaptation to the North American scene because we play Counterstrike very, very differently than they do over in the European region. And it'll be a matter of seeing how he can adjust to how wrong we play.
Is that what you're going to go with it?
Yeah, might as well.
Jesus. Just smashing the North Americans.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say? I'm not here to pull punches.
Yeah, all right. Sure, why not? Yeah, it's just going to be, I mean, Inferno as a map is just something that North America's never really been that strong on, or Inferno. So, yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting. I think NRG actually might have the advantage on this map. It's all going to depend on how Kusta comes out. Obviously, he's the big all-star of this team with that AWP. Big name player that everyone's kind of looking at. So, other than that, we're just sitting here waiting for these guys to go live into the Knife Round. Everyone's just kind of chilling. Should be any minute. We're about 10 minutes past the standard start time.
Yeah. We'll have to send one of the admins in there to smack them up a little bit and get them readied up. So for the time being, we're just going to hang tight and see what we can figure out. We can throw on some music and see if Prius can wow
Dance?
us a little bit. See if he can make it on Reddit again tonight. Have that, Prius! Go get him, Tiger. Alrighty, guys, we are live into the knife round now. NME versus NRG, and we are going to see who is going to get the pick of the litter, starting on which side they prefer. And it starts off well as far as NRG is concerned, but the trade's all over the friggin' place. But Uber falls, and NRG are going to get the pick. Most likely going to be the CT side. So we're going to get this one kicked off real quick now, as we are going to see NRG. That's going to be Legia, Peter, Gob, Silent, and Justin facing off against Lucky, Kusta, Mainline, Relics, and Uber. And Moses, what do you expect to see here on Inferno?
I mean, it's going to be the standard Inferno match. It's going to be CT's better get an economy going early on. They don't want to get reset. Smokes and Molotovs into the choke points. It's just the standard way to play. So it's going to be on enemy to find ways to keep the money low. So right off the bat, actually all 5 members of enemy are going to be heading into alternate mid into halls. So this is very interesting. Energy's going to be peeking down mid for some kind of intel, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Mainline does have a smoke and 2 flashes, more than likely for the truck, so they can just cascade and waterfall out of those A halls.
They're working their way up the stairs right now. Gob actually did take a peek. There's the flashbang around mid. That's going to be Mainline to try to make his way up, but there you go. Uber's going to open things up as they cascade, like you said, down in towards pit. Lucky making his way in towards site, and he just hits the jumping burst block, takes Gob off the map. Peter's down to only 5 HP, making his way back around towards bracket side, but Legia opens up, finds a nice headshot onto Kusta. Now it's Mainline. He's got to do some work here, 34 HP, but he's battling a player who's only got 5, and he will find that kill. And now Legia's got to worry about 2 different angles here, getting whittled down to 31 HP, and he will fall to the hands of Uber. A double on the round for him. It's almost a team ace with the exception of Kusta, and enemy are on the board and rolling.
Yeah, very aggressive pistol round, and no slowing down for enemy. Once they got that first kill, it was just everyone pressing forward, not letting NRG have any range battles. Those USPs just being very aggressive, so they just swarm that bomb site and the defense collapses around it. Good start for enemy. Now they've got 3 MAC-10s on the board. A lot of utility as well to help clear out some of these positions in the bomb sites when they eventually do decide to take a site. But with 3 MAC-10s, they're looking to build up some money here into this round.
They should get a golden opportunity here. They didn't invest anything into armor, and that was a great timed nade. Legia is down to 53 HP, ate that one. He's the sole defender over here at this B bomb site. Now, granted, the bomb is down at the bottom of the A stairs, or mid stairs, and Terrorists just going for that standard approach, watching for the pushes in alternate mid and down through middle as well. So, pretty standard stuff from enemy. Nothing too exciting just yet, but they do have that MAC-10 on the hands of Relics, and he is over here trying to probe for information, but it's going to be Silent under porch side. He's going to come under fire, and he hits a nice shot there on a Mainline, so that's one of the MAC-10s down and out, but it's going to be Kusta to answer back, but coming around, swinging on him is going to be Justin. There it is, Lucky for a refrag onto Silent. The trades are all over the place right now. Legia gets chipped down to 16, so they're going to make their way in towards the B bomb site, but that bomb is still down by mid-stairs, and hasn't been retrieved just yet. Gob coming on the rotation, and Justin's going to get shut down as well, so they didn't even need the plant in the long run. Enemy going to be able to mop that one up and take that round.
Yeah, looked a little bit sketchy initially, though, for enemy as they came up mid and got stopped cold. Nice recovery, though. Up 2-0, no major losses going on. No real investment for energy that round as well, though. No big armor buys or anything like that. Just some nades, and even this round they have 3 nades. Peter, Silent, and Justin all picking those up. And it looks like they're going to go for... At least a couple of them are going to be over towards the B. Well, only one nade is at the B bomb site. Silent and Peter have them. I would imagine these would be for some kind of timing nade into a choke point early on in this map, but they're too spread out to do too much with it. So maybe waiting for someone to kind of poke and prod up middle, and they'll have one on each side of mid from Silent and Justin. And it's going to be right now. It's only Kusta here, though, and he gets that first kill. Nades don't do enough damage whatsoever. He's only brought down to 55 HP. Meanwhile, there is a stack on that B bomb site. 3 energy members here.
And they're just going to walk in. They're not even dropping any smokes or anything into these choke points to try to do anything. There's finally a smoke being thrown out by Uber, but that bomb is still down at the bottom side of mid, so they're just probing for that intel, looking for those early picks, and they're going to get the golden opportunity now as Gob just walks right into one. Uber just playing that patience game behind that hay cart. It's going to be able to find that opening pick in towards B. They have salvaged the bomb, and they are working their way up banana now. But Justin in the back of this site, he could be a little bit of a nuisance playing from emo, so we'll see if he can peek out at the right time. And he does just that. Finds the frag onto Uber, and they still don't necessarily know that this is a stack. They might have spotted that there's 2 players still in B, but there's a whole lot of work that these 2 players are going to have to do. And that's a great pop flash.
Yeah, it is, but none of the kills are coming out. Relix eventually does find Legia, and Kusta cleans out Justin. So 4-on-1, Peter's got no chance into this round. Maybe to go for an exit frag. The only thing that enemy's looking to do is make sure they save the coL and AK-47 into the next round. So it's going to be 3-0 for enemy. And now this is where NRG's got to get on the board quickly. They can't, I mean, this is the scary part about the CT side. You have a mistake, like one small mistake in the crucial rounds, and that can cause you to just be very, very hindered moving forward. So pistol round's important. This 4th round is massively important.
Yeah, and they're going on the hunt with these SMGs right now. They might actually spot out Peter. He is down here at Mexi Pit. He gives his back away to mid, but Relix had just crossed across towards Boiler Room, so no added intel from that area either. And this is actually a little bit scary. Lucky is pushing down to the bottom of Banana, but he's just going to hold here underneath of the porch side. So good awareness from them, not giving up anything at the end of that round. And they're, well, they do drop one of the MAC-10s. Is Relix going to hang on to it? Not necessarily against that. Kusta's going to pick up the up, so that's fine. But there you go. Okay, Relix is going to pick up an AK.
What a sissy. Should have held on to it.
Yeah,
should have just gangstered somebody.
I thought he wanted to frag some noobs.
That would have been sweet. Either way, I mean that's a big gamble on the T side. CT side keeping the SMG not too big of an issue, but yeah, the MAC-10 on the T side can be hard to manage when you have to enter into a bomb site with a really inferior weapon. Either way, enemy playing very, very far back at the moment. Kusta has that AWP over towards the B bomb, so there's no smoke out quite yet. NRG trying to time this, and actually Legia, he was exposed. I don't think he realized how exposed he was. Kusta, that might be the easiest kill. I don't think Legia he had a nade out, was like looking against the wall or something.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that his shoulder was actually showing there. I mean, that was still a pretty awesome shot from Kusta. Nice little flick there, but ooh, Justin taking a peek actually spots that stack on logs, and he's lucky to get away with his life in the long run. But Silent now, he's aggressed on alt. He's just going to peek out and decapitate Lucky. So the trade at least comes out, but it still favors the terrorist side.
Yeah, a lot of space for Mainline to work up mid, and he's got bracket control, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything quite yet because NRG doesn't know he's here. They do have the intel that it's a passive defense over at the A bomb site. They're split 2-2 right now. Mainline is going to get smoked out, and he's going to go right through this. He's going to try and catch Gabi off guard, and he might just do it. Spawn comes out, and he does get the headshot. So now he's going to wrap around this A bomb site. Actually, he's going to go towards CT spawn. They're going to pinch over towards B, but there's 2 members here. This is going to be tough for them to deal with. Uber's already made his way in towards water. Mainline encroaching on the bomb site. Justin going to get into a battle, but Uber's going to start winning it. The Molotov's going to come out, so actually there goes the B defense. Mainline and Relix both find one. It's going to be the plant, and that's the 4th round for enemy. Good start for them. It's going to be back onto the save for NRG.
Yeah, and I mean, it comes on the back of that opening pick from Kusta that just misplayed by Legia. That's a huge mistake. I mean, that's a massive mistake, especially when you're going into your first gun round. Like, if you make that mistake on, like, an eco round or something like that, you most likely weren't going to win the round to begin with, but when it's a gun round and you just get no intel, B, you lose your entire arsenal without even throwing a nade out. Like, that was a huge error.
This time the push in halls for Silent is not going to pan out. Lucky wins that battle. He got caught out by it last time, but at least in the eco, he's on top of his game. Make sure he doesn't get caught off guard. Very slow pace from enemy, looking for any more kind of pushes. They have banana control. They have mid control. Bomb is in banana as well. And NRG with these nades in the hands of Justin and Gob. They're both at different sites. So nice pop flash. Uber's completely blind. Turns from the spray, but becomes unblind just at the right moment. Gets that kill. They know at least one more is over towards B, and Justin's going to re-aggress.
That's the right call, but he can't land the shots. Uber's going to find the double over there. Peter, through the smoke, gets chipped down by Relix. Now, Relix is going to have perfect opportunity to fall back, and Peter's just going to stay overexposed there in mid, but just dropping like flies right now. Energy, they're kind of reeling. Gabi is going to be your last man alive once again here. He might find the shot onto Uber, but he can't figure out where the bullets are coming from in time. Uber with 1 HP finds the final frag, and that's a 3K on the round for Uber. Granted, it's an anti-eco round, but a confidence-building anti-eco round at that. Nicely managed from him, dodging those flashes, and he's able to find a couple of real nice kills there at the top of B.
All right, now Peter has the AWP in his hands. He's got a good spawn if he wants to go for a mid pick, but he's not going to. He's going to go through halls, and maybe this is actually a chance he's actually going to go towards lane. It looked like he could push halls if he wanted to with that spawn. But instead, he's going to come around to the other side. Pop flash blinds Kusta and actually almost gives Peter... It opens the opportunity for Peter to hit that shot, but he can't do it. Kusta was jumping. Couldn't flick fast enough. An aggressive deep smoke down Banana. So Legia and Justin are going to push halfway down. Gain a little bit of positioning that way, but Enemy, meanwhile, is taking control of Hall's 3 members. This is the exact pistol round strategy, but this time they're going to run into the M4 of Silent, who gets that first kill. Falls to the second, but there's Peter with the response. He's alone at the site, though. Gets a second one. That's Smoke providing a lot of cover for him. And he's going to survive as well. So it's just Mainline who's in the pit, but he's all alone.
Yeah, that smoke was a lifeline for Peter right there. I mean, he was able to just get behind that. Even with Mainline dropping in pit, he couldn't get a line of sight on him, and Peter was just completely exposed. But luckily for him, that smoke providing such great cover. Gets the 3K on the round, so Peter is finally on the board, but it comes on the back of a pretty crucial 3K hold in that A bomb site. So nicely managed by him, and we are going to see another buy up here from the terrorist side of Enemy. So Kusta is going to be back on the op, AKs to bolster that as well, and we'll see 5-1. Can they make it 6-1 and reset energy here? This would be a huge detriment. Like you talked about at the very beginning of this matchup, controlling the economy of the CT side, how important that is for the terrorists. And if they can break them right here, that's going to be massive.
Yeah, that would be a huge half for Enemy, just right off the back of breaking the economy here to put them all the way up towards. You got to assume they'd get up towards 7. Actually, next round with the amount of players that survive for energy, they might be able to buy next round even at a loss. So maybe not quite as detrimental to lose this round, but still, Godby's going to smoke off the mid choke point. It is just a standard crossfire with Peter on the other side with an AWP. And Enemy slowly pacing their way up mid. The bomb is still down towards Terrace Stairs. Enemy does this a lot just to keep it towards the middle of the map and decide where to go later. And here comes Mainline entering up mid. They have full bracket control. The nade usage, Energy knows they're there. So they've actually rotated a 4th player over towards this A bomb site. And it looks like Legia wants to get aggressive. He's going to pop flash behind him and run through. He gets a little bit blind, though. Gob peeks with him. It's a TK, though. The trades go in the favor of Enemy. They're up in a 4-on-3 situation. Peter's still alive in Archway. He does get away with that AWP, and actually he's going to push right through this smoke, and he's going to catch Relics completely off guard. Not prepared for that kind of aggressive play. It's just down to Uber.
What a ballsy play from Peter. We saw it last night with Yam on Train, just pop flashing through and aggressing with the AWP. This time it works out, pays dividends for him. He gets his 2nd kill on the round, shuts it down. Nicely managed by him. So 5-2 now, Energy. They get 2 in a row, and now they're going to start stacking up a little bit of money. They had a couple alive at the end of that last round. I believe 3 stayed alive at the end of that round. So nicely done from them, and they're going to be able to continue to chip away and dwindle down this economy from the terrorist side of Enemy. So if they can continue to do this, I mean, this is going to be the last buy before a save for Enemy side.
Yeah, barring some kind of plant, definitely. And there's no AWP in Kusta's hands anymore, so nicely done from Energy there, stringing 2 together. Now they have a lot of utility. They have 4 Molotovs left in their arsenal at this moment. They've got 3 smokes still. Or, excuse me, 4 smokes. And once again, very slow pace from Enemy. Spread across the map just a default, taking late Banana control. About 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, really slow played methodically from the enemy side. And again, look at Justin, this position that he keeps going back to. He's just looking to see whether or not he can spot that boost up on top of logs. And I really like this position from him. So if they actually boost up, he can just pop the heads of the players trying to peek out in that area. But unfortunately, he's not going to get the opportunity. It's going to be Silent here on top of Truck, but Lucky hits a nice flick headshot onto him, clearing out that angle, and that's 1 man down at the A bomb site, so that defense is much weaker over there towards A, but they have yet to recover the bomb down here by the T ramp, and Uber jumping up behind this smoke. I don't know if he spotted Justin or not, but oh, Justin should have just seen him.
The bomb's going to be going back towards the B bomb site, though. So, and actually NRG has still, once again, a 2-2 split. Peter's on rap side with the AWP, so this is a little bit more manageable than the last time they did this. And Legia is going to get that first kill onto Uber. All 4 members now coming back towards A. And it's going to be Gabi. He's got a lot to do. Lucky falls in a pit, and he just executes him. So does Peter. Peter falls quickly, and on the rotate, Kusta's going to get 1 more. So all of a sudden, the A bomb site is just taken virtually for free. No kills go the way of the defense. Justin's left scratching his head in the B bomb site.
Yeah, just a couple of smokes and flashes, and they were able to just manage that really well over in that A bomb site. A little bit of a distraction over at B kept Legia from that rotation just long enough for him to get up in towards bracket control and onto lane side. So nice crunch on that A bomb site. Enemy going to put their 6th round on the board as we move forward into the 9th round. Kusta gets it up for free. And NRG on the brink of having to save. I don't know. They might force up into this one, but with $1,000 on Gob and Peter, I can't imagine they'll go for a force up here. I probably see them saving.
They're gonna buy here.
You think so?
Yeah, because they don't want to give. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to give up basically a free round to enemy. They can have 3 rifles into this round. Peter and Gabi can buy some pistols. So I don't see why they wouldn't. Especially because if they win this, yeah, enemy will be able to buy into the next round, but they at least reset the bonus. Just at 1, so not wanting to give up the advantage of the economy. They even have a FAMAS, so FAMAS has dropped over, so it's just 1 pistol onto Gabi. That makes it a much easier decision as well.
Roger that. See, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Moses. That's why I have the voice and you have the wisdom. That's all it is.
The winning combination.
Something like that. Let's not get too sentimental here. We are going to see this full buy into fruition here. They don't go for a lot of head armor here on the CT side, but obviously not necessary with the AK's firepower differentiation versus the M4. And it's going to be Gabi again over here on port side, and he gives it up. The jig is up. Kusta with the AWP going to find that one. That's an easy shot for him. Takes him down and out. Now Silent's going to smoke off the halls. Smart play. Lucky's been the one that's kind of lurked over here in this side of things for most of the half, so Silent a little bit more privy to this at this point, but that's actually going to prompt them to fall off of the A-bomb site because they've gotten bracket control, and Peter's going to get spammed up. He could go down here, 7 HP. He's lucky to live after that.
Yeah, and with all that pressure, actually it rotates one off the B bomb site. There's actually nobody in the B site right now. That smoke, though, that's not a strong smoke, and actually Uber, completely blind, just sprays at the choke point, and he gets a kill. Peter, he finds a kill on the rotate. Only 7 HP, and mainline can't react quick enough. So he's going to rotate over towards this B site, spam through the smoke. Justin's already made his way into those back halls towards Garden. But Uber is going to smoke him off and get the bomb planted. It is a 3-on-3. All 3 members of enemy inside the bomb site. And there's still 2 smokes for NRG to use, but Kusta boosted up at triple. That's a nice boost. Not ready for that was Peter.
He almost hit that shot through the smoke also on a Justin. They're going for this in a 2v3. They don't realize that there's actually 2 over there by Nubox, and it's going to be Kusta again. That's a 3rd frag on the round. He's going to get caught out, and now that 2nd peek is going to come out. They just tag team Justin down, take him out, salvage the op, and get the round. Nicely managed again from the enemy side in that 3v2, not overexposing themselves, letting Kusta do the work, and that's going to be a 7th round on the board, so nicely done from them.
Oh, now it's the save for NRG. So now it hurts. 7 rounds and they're forced onto an eco. This is when it starts to feel a little bit of a bummer when you're CT on Inferno. So this is a really good hap being put together by enemy. And they can take this a little bit slow. It's upgraded pistols, but there's no nades. We've seen NRG with some of those nades in the previous eco rounds, but they haven't really mounted to much. And this time, it's going to be NRG just stacking over towards the B bomb site. And even the next round, if they decide to buy, I would assume that they're going to be able to with the losing bonus built up towards 3 rounds in the next one. They're going to be a little bit light on utility. They're going to have some M4s, maybe some FAMASes if a couple players want to get a few more nades, maybe a kit, or even a shotgun instead of a FAMAS. But it's not going to be all the Molotovs and the smokes that you can utilize really, really well on Inferno.
So it's going to put them in a really rough position, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Well, this B stack, it doesn't look like it's going to get an option to be tested in this round, as it looks like they're gearing up to just walk up towards mid, and it would obviously be the right call. Well, granted, the enemy side doesn't really know this just yet, as Silent's going to be solo over here on this A bomb site, and now they're just going to take bracket controls and probe for information, and this is the right call, the right move from enemy. Taking things slow. They don't want to walk into a stack, and they're not going to right now unless they rotate the bomb back towards the B bomb site. But at this point, Uber with the P90, he's just going to barrel on into this bomb site. Spots out Silent, doesn't see anything else peeking, so he's going to call in the troops, gets the frag on his Silent, and now they get the bomb site for free. Nicely done by enemy.
Yeah, just a free round win, and they basically send Uber with the P90 just to scout out the A site. They didn't have any intel that the B was stacked, but when Uber's not getting pressured whatsoever, they can kind of figure it. So actually now a lot of pressure being put up by Gabi. The rest of his teammates are very far behind, but actually enemy's not ready for him to be up that quick. Kusta gets picked off. That's the op. They'll be able to save it. But there's a lot of pressure being put on by these pistols of energy. Peter gets one before being traded off. There goes Uber. Just constant bodies being thrown at enemy in this post plant. And they're down to just 2 members. And Relics with 1 HP. He's got to bail out. So actually that op might not be able to get saved. That bomb's going to blow it far away, and they're just going to let it lie. Legia has an AK-47, but he might want to stick around to try and get that op, and he's not going to. He's going to hop out, and he's just going to run away, content with the AK-47. So it's going to be a definite buy for NRG in this next round.
Yeah, nice stuff at the end of that one. I mean, Relics, he almost ended up going down there too, so that would have been really costly for the enemy side. Now, granted, they've started to build up a little bit of a bank. You can see Relics at 6150 at the end of that round, so he actually drops an AK over to a teammate. So they're managing okay over there on the terrorist side, but again, it's going to come around to this round right here, right now. If NRG can't put this one on the board, then they're going to be right back into that buy, save, lose like rotation, and enemy is going to have a even more tremendous half. I mean, 8 rounds already on the T side. That's a huge half in its own right on Inferno. Anything beyond that is just icing on the cake.
Uber's leading the way at 12-5, which is good for enemy. I like seeing that. We know Kusta's going to be stellar, and actually that's a pop flash. Justin's going to peek with it, but no one is really exposed too much. It did blind Uber and Kusta, so they fell back under cover. A second one comes out. Kusta can't hit the shot because he's blind again, but there's Relics biding his time, pouncing. He gets both entries. They could just drop a smoke in that fire or run right through it as Kusta does, and they just get into the B bomb site. But once again, the bomb is left all the way down on T ramp, so it's going to be a little bit before it can get here. That's going to allow energy to get over on the rotate, but Kusta is going to be able to have long range with the op. Uber's made his way into CT spawn to cut off any kind of rotation, and energy's just going to save this. So really nicely done so far on this T side from enemy. And this is just a big half from everyone. That's really well done from Relics. This is a team, this enemy team, by the way, if you guys don't know for some reason, they're going to be at the major qualifier at the end of February. They have a chance to go to the MLG major coming up in Columbus. So good improvements have been shown by these guys over the past season or so. I know we got to watch them at the minor. Richard, Lewis, and I were kind of gushing over these guys a little bit. Kusta especially. So I have a partner in crime. Finally, I've been able to bring one of the European guys over to my side and back me up on the Kusta hype.
You were moist that entire tournament.
It was just fun, man. He was going nuts.
I will say, if enemy comes into that MLG qualifier and plays the way that they did at the minor, then they've definitely got a shot of qualifying for that major. I mean, they played absolutely lights out at the minor, and this is showing right now, you know, kind of what they're capable of. And it's not necessarily a matter of how many kills is Kusta going to get, because right now you're seeing, okay, Relics is stepping up, Uber's stepping up. Uber is pretty much like, you know, their entry fragger, and he's sitting there at 12-5 right now. So obviously things are working out pretty damn well for enemy. As far as this matchup is concerned, a whole lot of Molotovs going down over there on the banana hallway, and that's a good nade as well. Kusta, again, pushing through the molly, but they're going to be able to trade out here. Uber finds the first one. Peter answers back. They're going for that 3-stack on the banana hall.
I'm surprised that NRG actually smoked that choke point off, because Justin was in a nice position behind Car to just ruin enemy's life this round. But this is a good adjustment on the defense. That time doing a triple push, being aggressive, doing a lot of damage, getting a kill on Uber. Kusta's down to 12 HP. He's going to be forced into a little bit more passive of a role. But all 4 members of enemy are still here. They're not afraid to go right at the stack that they had. And Justin throws a smoke out, but there's got to be a gap on the left side of that, because it did explode on the molly. And yeah, there's a big gap. That allows mainline for that peak. Gets Peter. And just Justin left in this B bomb site, so enemy applying a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they leave just one player over here to hold this down, and this is Justin. He throws a nice pop flash, but mainline fully blinded, arm over face, gonna get that headshot anyway, takes Justin down, and again, it's a position where NRG has to save. 10 rounds now on the T side, and there's still a couple more to play. Sick half from enemy.
This is just what happens sometimes on the CT side. If you can't ever establish your economy, you can see, I mean, they're at these points now where they have to buy to try and get rounds on the board, but they don't have the money for everything they want, everything that they can use to start stringing rounds together. So it's usually just pockets of winning one or two. It's really, really difficult to knock a terrorist team on this map out of their rhythm if you don't have the nades, the Molotovs, the smokes. And that's what NRG is really struggling with here. Enemies just been able to body their way into bomb sites.
Body their way, exactly. I mean, even Relics gets the parting shot onto Silent. No gun saved for him. It's Gob to hold on to that rifle, but just a really tough spot for him to be in, and it's one of those things. Now the pause comes out. Now this feels like it's a little late.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably a little bit late. But either way, this is the last chance they have to even salvage it to give themselves an opportunity. So better late than never, I guess. 3 rounds left. They're going to have the up back in Peter's hands. This gave them a lot of success in those 2 rounds that they won earlier, round 6 and 7. Since then, the money's just been so poor they haven't even been able to bust it out. So he's going to have to find some picks for his team. Hold down that wrap site again, that A bomb site. But Enemy is having a lot of success over towards B, so NRG might be in a situation. This might be a chance. Peter has a good spawn. This might be something where they actually bring the AWP over towards the B site and try and catch Enemy off guard trying to take control.
We'll have to see. Like you said, Peter's got that spawn to go for that pick, but he's not looking in that direction. But obviously we're still in pause time, so no indication onto where he's actually going to be taking that off. But I would assume he would take it over for an aggressive pick towards B, but they played 3 players at B last round and got destroyed. So, I mean, if you're NRG, what change are you going to make going into this round? Because obviously what they're doing on their CT side so far isn't working. With the exception of those 2 rounds that they won back-to-back in the 6th and 7th, they haven't gotten anything.
I'm sending Peter over to B this round with this spawn, and I'm just having him try and get a pick and fall back and use a man advantage. I don't, with the advantage that Enemy has in the economy and the fact that NRG really doesn't have too many great nades to work with in terms of Molotovs for that B site, I just tell Peter to go for a pick. I don't try and get aggressive down it. Just have him take 1 shot and fall back, see if he can get you an advantage. But they're not going to do that. They're going to send Legia and Justin over there just for the standard defense. All 3 members of this A defense, meanwhile, are going towards lane. No one's on wrap side at the moment, and it looks like they're going to boost Gabi up onto the roof.
So that's the change. Interesting. I agree with you. I mean, he's got the spawn to do that. Now look at this. I mean, Kusta, obviously, the X-ray was a little bit deceiving right there, but, you know, just going for this slow play, these ranged battles again, and Enemy has been capitalizing on it throughout this matchup. Now, Uber does get naded down to 43. He's the player that was, where was those nades? Down towards the bottom of Banana? Or the bottom of mid, maybe? So at least they found a little early damage.
Yeah, I did not catch it. I was not on Uber, but yeah, it has to be towards Banana because that's where he is. But Peter's going to get the first kill coming through the smoke though. Gabi falls. Good trades for Enemy as they come up. They break up that stack on lane side, and they do have 1 member. Uber is still here, just hiding behind the hay card at B. He's going to get smoked off, so he might have been there just to apply some late pressure, cut off a flank, maybe kill a rotator. There's no way he's aware that Justin is right here to the right. He might check it anyways, but the bomb just now gets picked up. Still, Enemy has not decided where they want to commit to. And Justin's going to be the sole player. And he gets caught out a little bit. They exchange some bullets, but no commit yet. Uber's still trying to work his way up, and this is all a fake. 2 members heading towards the A bomb site.
Yeah, look at Leggy. He actually bites on this. He rotates back over towards B, and that's just enough time for them to start working their way up. Uber does drop at B, but it's Silent in the pit to try to hold this one down, and he drops the bomb carrier, so at least they get this round on the board. NRG going to be able to finally get something going. They salvage the AWP and another rifle to boot, so they upgrade from an FAMAS to a AK at least, but still in dire straits right now, NRG.
Yeah, Silent must have spotted them or heard something right at the last second because Legia, he commits pretty much to that rotate towards the A site. So nicely done. That looked like for a second the fake was going to work really, really well. Such a tough spot in the late round 3-on-3 like that to clear out pit when you're trying to take that A site, trying to do it quickly and efficiently. But back, all 5 members, Enemy, once again, they did this strat twice before. Pissed around in one of the gun rounds. All 4 in the halls, but Peter's going to ruin it initially. Lucky falls. There's a Molotov in the halls, so Silent, he's going to get aggressive behind this. He's going to spray it on 2. They line up for him. Good aggressive play. And now it's all fallen to hell for Enemy.
It's a shame that we haven't really had too many opportunities to say positive things about NRG, because Silent has been pretty solid holding this balcony side on the A bomb site. It's just been unfortunate that he gets caught on rotations so many different times, but this time he gets that lineup, he gets both of those players knocked down, and he stays alive too, so he's going to be able to fall back to the end of halls, throw a little bit of spam through there as well, but it's Kusta in a 1 versus 4 now. We've seen him do some craziness in these situations before, so we'll have to see how this one pans out. He's throwing out some smokes and some flashes to try to distract and pull some people off of his position, but with that bomb being down in apartments, there's really not a whole lot he's going to be able to do here.
Not that I'm not, you know, Kusa's biggest fanboy. There's no way he wins this round. There's no way he wins this round. And actually, it looks like he's just going to save. Yeah, because look at their economy. Their economy is shot on the T side. Finally, NRG has found a way to break the economy of enemy on the T side. So Kusta has no real option but to save this weapon. Can't even afford to drop it. He goes for the no-scope and he misses it, so he just bails out. And are they going to chase this down? It looks like they want to. And oh, yeah, they are. He's in a lot of trouble now. Gets that kill on a Silent. Gets a second one on the God B. Very swift on that second shot. Still getting chased. Misses the third, but now he's basically got to go for a repeat. It's so slow to fall back in this underpass. Oh, and he gets it. Just when Justin and Peter had looked away, Kusta peeks the timing. So he saves the op. What a battle.
Well, he stayed over there in that cubby just long enough for them to question whether or not he actually went down under through the Mexi pit, but this time he just sticks around and gets the shot onto Justin. So he ends up taking away 3 rifles at the end of the round. That's heartbreaking for NRG. Now, they have the money to rebuy, but look, Silence only got a flash to work with, 2 flashes on Gob. So not an ideal situation. Nicely done there from Kusta in the long run. And he stays alive.
That's the big thing. Those 2 kills, or those 3 kills, excuse me, take 2 smokes out of the hands of NRG. And on a map like Inferno, that's huge swing. That's very, very important.
So coming into the final round here of this half, you can see 3 Tech 9s in the hands of the enemy squad, but you know, they've gotten 10 rounds already on the T side. That's obviously, that speaks volumes in its own right. All it takes is 1 pistol round and a gun round, and they're going to be sitting on, you know, 14, 15 rounds into the second half. So if they can execute and get an 11-4 half, like, that would be nuts.
I'm watching this replay on the stream of Kusa.
I just watched it again too, yeah.
Pretty
I'm
nuts.
trying to, like, BS my way through this until it comes up on the stream.
Yeah, it's good stuff. 3 Tech 9s on the board, and they're going to let Kusta lead the way up mid. No one's underneath porch, though, so he's not going to be able to find an easy pick. It's Peter on rap side, just with the off angle with that AWP. He's going to Molotov things off, delay him a little bit longer. 35 seconds on the clock. The bomb is all the way in banana, so you got to imagine no matter what happens up here at A, this is going to be, you know, a late B play. And actually, this is a bit tough because Uber's running right through. They've left the bomb. I mean, there's really nothing. Enemy doesn't have any decision. This is a little bit of a strategic mistake because they've got to go towards the B bomb site. And Uber's going to get a free kill onto Peter. He finds his way through B. He's going to be furious. The bomb is picked up, coming back towards the A bomb site. They might actually get here just if they make this work. This is going to be incredible. I think he is going to get there in time as well.
They might not even have to worry about it.
All right, well, okay, so enemy just running all over the map and just I don't even know what happened to that round. NRG just gets annihilated.
Yeah. I mean, that's disappointing, to say the least. On a round that, you know, they might, just based off of time, now obviously they didn't know, but coming down to like 4 seconds, they've had a player peeking on art side, they had a player peeking in CT spawn, like, the ops end up tearing them up, so really difficult spot for NRG to be in now. Can't really imagine seeing them make this comeback. It starts here. If it's going to happen, they have to get this pistol round. Enemy picks this one up. It's pretty much done.
I cannot believe that round should have never been won by enemy, and somehow it works out for him. That's just like the kind of mental lapses you'll get when you're getting beat up this bad, 10-4 on the T side. So that's just kind of one of those things where you just kind of take your attention away a little bit, just out of frustration, and enemy just kind of embarrasses you. So interesting round for them to win. Now into the pistol round, aggressive push into halls. Lucky and Mainline both here. Mainline's going to get that first kill. Justin's coming upstairs now. Mainline's going to get another one, so 2 kills. Lucky's still in bedroom. They've got to clear him out. And he's trying to figure out where to aim. And Gabi's going to get his head taken off. So this stack in halls has done its work for enemy. Lucky's even going to get away. The bomb is down. Silent's trying to chase him, but he's not going to be able to do it. Molotov comes out. That's behind Silent, though. So he's dedicated to this now, and Lucky is on balcony, and he's even got his teammate. Relix comes over. This CT pistol round is all enemy. They just get crushed.
Crushed is putting it lightly at this point. 12-4 now, enemy in complete control of this one. And again, it's no clear, like, massively impactful player on the enemy side. That round it was Lucky. It just happened to be Lucky that time. A couple rounds ago it was Kusta. A couple rounds before that it was Uber or Relix. You know, it's everybody is pulling their weight right now from enemy side. And this is actually really cool to see that there's not just one person that is fragging over top of anybody else, like predominantly. Normally it's like, okay, Kusta's got 300 kills and the next person has got like 15. This time around, it's a little bit more even. So this is good to see from enemy, and especially on a map like Inferno, which, you know, the last time that we saw them play this was at that MLG Minor, and Kusta was just going absolutely ham on.
All pistols, no armor for NRG. Not buying into this round whatsoever. And the aggression from Uber, he spots a lot out. Now he's got to try and get away, and he does get that kill on a Silent, running backwards, the fade away with the MP7. Now it's Relic's turn to get aggressive, make sure they can't get too close to this bomb site. Not too many options available for NRG. They have no utility to work with, so it almost looks like Relix is interested in getting aggressive and trying to find some money bonuses, and he is going to find one. Kusta, meanwhile, has pushed down mid, and he's going to find 2 of his own. So it is Relix at 16-8, Kusta 16-7. Those 2 are actually, Uber is 17-8. So those 3 are really, really leading the way for enemy right now.
It's nice to see. 13-4. They're going to hang on to those MP9s. Obvious reasons behind that. See if Kusta can do a little bit more money farming right now so he can have that big full buy going into the next round, but he shouldn't have any problem. He's already at 4150 going into this round, so not really going to have a whole lot invested into this one. They nade down into alternate mid. That's not going to connect on anybody, and they're trying to jump up on the hay cart, but God misses the jump, and now coming on through, they're going to spot Kusta out here in the boiler room side. He's going to pop a couple of shots and force Legia back, but the two Germans are working their way together over here in the apartments, so we'll see if they can make anything happen this round, as they do have upgraded pistols to work with.
Yeah, they also have armor, which you can see Silent gets brought down to 15 HP, but that armor saves his life, allows him to get that headshot onto Uber. So a little bit of investment catches Uber off guard, but now enemy knows. Gabi does get taken out. Kusta being aggressive, finds the headshot onto Justin. Peter, he's got no armor. He just gets deleted. And Mainline trying to hold off Legia and Halls. He gets dinked. That's going to prompt Legia into being aggressive. He gets 1 more kill, so 3 kills go the way of NRG. Pretty good eco round if they can get this plant. If Silent can find some way to get this plant, that would be obviously best case scenario. That would also be a miracle considering he's got 15 HP.
Kusta's gotten 4 MP9 frags so far this round. So he's rolling in the dough. Silent's working his way towards his site as well. This is potential for the ace to come out from Kusta, and literally the maximum money bonus you can get on a round. But Silent is actually going to bide his time and go towards the B-bomb site, where Relix is sitting with his own MP9. And if Silent can actually work through the back halls and find the frag, but he just doesn't have the time.
Yeah, no, he can't look for kills at all. He's just going to have to gamble that Relix isn't here. Oh, he throws the smoke as well. Relix can't find him, so he gets the plant. There's the miracle, especially with a hail of MP9 bullets coming at him. Pandora's box. Doesn't work out too much. Silent is just going to hide by this tree now. And I mean, this should just be a matter of time. They're gonna find him eventually. Relix is just going to swing out. Oh, he gets dinked, though. Silent almost brings that into a one-on-one. Either way, the ace gets denied from Kusta. It is going to be a defuse, but nice round from NRG.
14-4. Coming into the final couple of rounds here. It is going to be our first gun round from the NRG side, so we'll see whether or not they can put anything together now, because it's just been enemy all day on this matchup. 14-4. Big lead. Tough spot for NRG to come back from.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, this has got to be a huge run for them. And still, with all the money that's been built up, still Relics and Mainline are going to keep the SMGs into this round, trying to build up a little bit more, and Mainline's going to be close up on the halls. Kusta with the AWP, spots it out, shoulder peek. Legia's going to win that battle. Kusta just times for a re-peek, but you might have to be careful and fall back. He is going to throw out a Molotov, but meanwhile on the other side of the map, I mean, everything is going wrong across the whole map. One more member dies at A, one member dies at B, so Kusta and Uber, they have 3 members of NRG low, but they have so many to deal with right now.
Kusta, though, they're not going to check Boiler. Oh, this is scary. Oh, this is so scary. Oh, my God. No friggin' way. If he can get this off frag, if he can just get away and stay alive, that's unfortunate. Man, Kusta almost makes the play. 3 of them are really, really low. I mean, this is a golden opportunity for Uber to maybe try to clutch this one out. He's got Legia behind default. Legia is actually going to peek out. Spams him down a little bit, but finally just going to get overwhelmed. Justin's going to take him down. 14-5 now. NRG pick up the first rifle round. They keep 3 alive as well, so not too bad. But again, I mean, it's just such a mountain to climb.
Yeah, good start though. They're going to force. I mean, there's a lot of money built up on the enemy side, but they're doing this smart. They have so many rounds to play with, so they go for small investment. Relics has a mag 7. They have pistols, and they have all 5 have nades to work with, and it looks like this is going to be aggressive down mid. So at least a couple nades down mid. They don't actually push it, but the Mead members do get aggressive. Silent picks off Lucky, and there's Peter with the pick onto Uber. So everything going NRG's way early on. The nades actually did a pretty decent amount of damage, but already too many members of enemy have just fallen.
Legia just supermaning off of the balcony into pit, finds the final frag on the main line, takes him down as Silent chimes in simultaneously. 6 rounds now for NRG, and we should have another gun round coming out from enemy right here. They've got plenty of money to do so. Let's see what they decide to pick up. Kusta, most decidedly going to be going, well, he actually goes for the M4. Just kind of surprised by that.
Oh well, still shotgun in Uber's hands. Lucky has the P250, and NRG very quickly is being pretty aggressive. Got B close up towards mid over an alt mid, and then Legia and Peter coming up the stairs right now. So pretty early on in the round, they're going to have halls control. Very passive setup from enemy, basically right off the bat. Not even pressuring, not challenging in brackets whatsoever.
Interesting decision to pick up the rifles that they did. I mean, Lucky, why is he only on a pistol? He has 2150. I mean, he could have gone for a Mag 7 as well, like Uber did.
Maybe he's not good with the shotguns. Maybe he just wants to keep that P250.
True. But I mean, he's playing a great Mag 7 angle up there in apartments, so who knows? A little odd decision making from my vantage point, but nevertheless, I mean, they've got plenty of rounds to play around with, so it's not like it's all that big of a deal in the long run in the grand scheme of things anyway. So now we see a little bit of execution coming towards the top side of mid. They at least lurk 2 up for bracket control, but again, it's going to be mainline for this backstab, and Peter is just completely unaware. Mainline's going to get 2, almost gets the 3rd onto Gabi as well, so I mean, just not paying attention on the energy side. They're not clearing out angles.
Uber's got to be careful. He knows there's a couple towards you. This smoke's going to clear. He's turned around for a pop flash, but they don't even flash. They don't announce their arrival. They're going to try and come in without a smoke. Relic's over here towards spawn, brings Silent down to 24 HP, but they are going to get into the site and get this planted. So it's going to be a 2-on-3 situation, and it's only 2 flashbangs to work with for the CT side. They've got to wait for the flank to come up. They've got to wait for Lucky to come up. Banana, because Justin's in the pool. And that's the thing. He has a great angle. Lucky does drop him out, and now he's got a one-on-one with Silent behind the new box, and actually Silent's just going to crouch out. Gets that kill, so not very patient on the retake, and they get punished for it. NRG is going to win their 3rd round in a row. Now it's going to be a save from enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, not the strongest post-plant positions from NRG, but in that situation, they worked out really, really well because they didn't wait for that banana flank to come in. If they would have just waited a second for Lucky to clear out water, they would have been absolutely fine for that retake and been able to isolate a 1 versus 2 or a 1 versus 3 situation in the backside of the site. Now they're just going to barrel on down mid. The flashes are great. Silent goes down as well as Justin. They do get 1 return frag, but now the bomb has been spotted all the way down at the bottom of T-ramp. Really tough spot now for the terrorist side of NRG to be in.
Yeah,
They're going to concede it now, at least.
They've salvaged an AK-47 and a Molotov into this round, and look at the position Relix has. Peter's going to open this door, and actually Relix turned away at the last second, but Peter with the up couldn't react in time, so now 4-on-2. This has turned completely around, and Gabi and Legia are all the way back on T stairs. The European players are left in a 2-on-4 situation with no concept now of where enemies playing is. They've all fallen back into the sites. They've all fallen back to more passive positions, and forcing NRG in this kind of a situation to commit to a bomb site before they really take any of the fights.
So you took the smart approach on that and called them Europeans. I misspoke earlier and called them Germans, and neither one of them were actually German.
It's typical Mega Man. Typical Mega Man.
Sometimes my brain's on-off switch is permanently on-off. Relix is going to open up, though. Gabi goes down, and that's going to leave it all on Legia. He knows one's over here by CT. It's a matter of cleaning him out, but Lucky's going to play the old shuck and jive and takes him down with a headshot from the 5-7. And now enemy GG on the most unlikely of round wins are on map point.
Yeah, that's tough to swallow if you're energy losing a round like that. Either way, there was still a lot of money. Silent had like 10 grand, so they do drop an AWP over towards Peter. They have AK-47s. This is essentially a full buy. I mean, Justin's hurting a little bit on nades, but they have five smokes. They've got 3 Molotovs to work with as well, so they've got a lot of tools into this round. But they've given up so many free weapons to enemy that there's 5 Molotovs on their side as well. So a lot of all the utility you need to mount a good defense here. Silent pressuring B early on. Relix is going to be isolated by a smoke.
Oh, look at mainline, though.
Well, Uber just jumps up on the hay cart and just annihilates Silent right over the top of the smoke. So yeah, mainline's in boiler now as well.
Well, he actually pushed up onto the window room and spotted one, but he decided to spam the window as opposed to peeking out wider and trying to find that kill. But he's going to get Legia in the long run anyway, so not too bad. Relix is going to chime in onto Justin. This is pretty much done. Not much of a recovery Gob and Peter are going to be able to make here, especially with that pop flash down mid, one of them being spotted out behind the barrels at the bottom side of middle anyway. So really difficult position for the terror side of Energy to go from, but at this point they probably just want to wash their hands of this and look forward to Mirage.
Yeah, and mainline enemies had pretty much free reign of these halls. They've pushed up through halls and gone towards boiler. Now mainline's going to push through alt mid and wrap around up towards brackets. Also cutting off any kind of fallback plan that Energy wanted to have. So good spots, good map control from the CT side that enemy has gained throughout this half. Lucky in the pit, he does spot one, deals great damage to Gabi, down to 20, but he does fall. It's going to be this quick flank from mainline that's going to really, really cripple Energy in this round. And Peter's not going to fall. Mainline misses every bullet. Well, he doesn't miss every bullet, but that's an easy kill he should have had. Now there's a chance for Energy into this round. Kusta with the AWP tries to predict the peak. Can't do it. Peter's up in the halls with the AWP, and Uber's going to flank him out. Peter, you can't handle 2 flankers. It's just too many. I'm sorry. And there goes Gabi. Relix burns himself alive out of celebration. And it's going to be a defuse for enemy.
So nicely done. It's going to be 16-7 on that one. Really, really good stuff from them. And there is going to be another matchup after this one is all said and done between the same 2 teams, Enemy and Energy. And we're going to switch over to Mirage here in a minute. But I believe we're actually going to take a real quick break prior to doing so. So hang tight, guys. We're going to get these guys onto Mirage as quickly as we possibly can. But for the time being, we're going to play a couple of ads, and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. We've got Enemy versus Energy on Mirage coming up next. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's going to be our final matchup of the evening. Mirage is the map. Energy and Enemy are the teams. Mega Man and Moses are the casters. Ready to rock and roll for this last one, Jason?
Yeah, this is going to be good to watch, although that first map was so dominant from Enemy that it's a little bit scary, especially after we saw them last night on Mirage. Looked very, very strong. So this is going to be a tough battle for Energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got a chance to actually see Energy start on the preferred side of Inferno, and they ended up going down 11-4 in the first half. I mean, that's a pretty ridiculous scoreline for a terrorist side of Inferno, regardless of what division you're playing in. Now, granted, this is Pro League. This is the top teams in the North American division. That's a completely ludicrous scoreline from the half. And then right out of the gate, Enemy pick up the pistol round and just pretty much steamroll the rest of the way through. A couple of rounds on the back of some nice plays from NRG, but it was really never out of hand from enemy side.
Yeah, to be fair, this is a very new NRG team. You know, 3 new members this season, brand new leadership as well, with a new style of doing things that none of these players have ever experienced. You know, there was actually Silent was the one that PM'd me. I mentioned this in a video. He messaged me on Steam, and he said that his first conversation with Gob B was basically Gob saying, you know, you're going to hate me during practice. Like, at times in practice, you're going to hate me because that's just the style of leadership that I have. So just to warn you, things are going to be hard. I'm not going to go easy on you guys. So there's going to be a lot of changes that he's going to implement, and I think we're going to see some growing pains out of this team. But as long as they're having some successes with the struggles, that'll be all right. But that first map definitely did not go the way they wanted it to.
No, not at all. Big win there from NME, and again, you know, there was I was obviously checking Twitter feed and everything like that after all was said and done, and I saw some tweets going out from some people just talking about how, you know, don't sleep on this enemy team. Like, they're here to play, man. They're here to compete, and it's interesting because, you know, they've been around for a little while. You know, they were one of the teams 2 seasons ago that got the move up spot from winning. Did they win Premier, or they came in second place in Premier, and then were playing in the relegation matches and earned their spot through relegation to make it to the Pro League division. And then for their first season last season, actually didn't do too terribly bad as a new team in the Pro League, which we'd seen some of the move-up teams that were kind of at the bottom of the barrel, you know, couldn't really compete with some of those other, you know, top teams like a Liquid or a CLG. Enemy, on the other hand, was actually winning maps against Cloud9 and Liquid and CLG over the course of that season.
Yeah, I mean they even beat Cloud9 twice last season, which was really cool to see. I think they split with CLG. It was CLG or Liquid, I believe. But either way, yeah, I mean they were down the stretch. There was a very outside chance that they could find that 4th playoff seed. Obviously, they ended up not doing that. But until like the last week, they weren't eliminated from the playoffs. So it was a very good showing for their first time in the professional level, and that's something you don't often see. I think we've only seen it like one time before that, and oddly enough, it was Mythic, who is now the Winter Fox lineup. Not the same exact players, but like the original incarnation of that lineup came into the professional division, and in their opening scene was actually a pretty strong team, and they made playoffs that season, I believe. So only 1 or 2 times have we seen a brand new move up of players that don't have a lot of experience professionally do that well. So good on Enemy, and this year they're definitely taking some steps forward. Want to continue to see them do it, and getting to the major is the first step. Like we mentioned on Inferno, they'll be at the qualifier in just a couple weeks. So, boding well for them so far with a 2-1 record here in Pro League.
Yeah, looking to make it 3-1 right here, right now, as they are going to be on Mirage. They lose the knife round, talking about enemy GG, so they're going to be starting on the terrorist side. And again, NRG on CT, that's Legia, Peter, Justin, Gob B, and Silent, facing off against Lucky, Mainline, Kusta, Uber, and Relics. Moses, what do you expect to see here in this pistol round?
Well, right off the bat, Mainline is just throwing a little bit of a fake over towards A, so this just tells me it wants to be a contact push towards the B bomb site, but they're hoping that NRG bites on this just a little bit, with only 1 member coming up, and they are. No one's got the intel. Everyone's out of position. Now, there's 3 members here at the B bomb site, but they all fall out of the site. Gob and Silent are still going to get these kills. That almost works out perfectly for Enemy, but now it's whittled down too much. It's a 2-on-4 situation. Uber's made his way into market, though. That could yield some results, but meanwhile his teammates fall, and Relics inside the site is dead, and Uber hasn't been able to find anything, and he's going to get knifed if he doesn't get killed by Justin there. So NRG, they almost fall for it, but they recover just in time, and then they just slaughter that attack.
It was actually really, really well played by, I believe it was Silent, who got the bomb planter down. Like you said, I mean, they were so far out of position, but he came back around and actually hugged the pillar right in the backside of that bomb site, peeked out at the most opportune time and denied that bomb plant. So no extra money for Enemy, which is why you see them actually investing into this round, because there isn't going to be a 3rd round buy. So they're going to go for the pistol and the armor upgrade. They've got Tech 9s in the hands of 4 out of the 5 players. Mainline's going to be on that P250. So no early AWP going to be in play for Kusta unless they steal one of these rounds away. And you can see with the scout, it's going to be Peter. He finds the damage onto Relics. They're just going to barrel on out here towards Connector and try to make a play. And it's going to be Peter up on top by the stairs. He goes down, though, to Kusta, and they've got to be careful now. The nade comes in. They deny the bomb carrier as well, so Legia getting on the action with that MP9. And then tapping away at distance is going to be Justin, trying to take down a couple, and he does just that. Takes down 2, and it's all on Relics.
Yeah, and he's basically just, oh my lord, what a shot on a god. Oh, and a second one on the Silent. Doing some damage, and if I'm Justin, he gets dinged, he gets a third one. All right, Relics.
My God.
I mean, he's only got 9 HP, but now he makes this very, very interesting. He's got a minute to play with as well. So Legia has a lot of time to spend at the top of A ramp, just kind of sweating it out. And at a certain point, he's going to have to start checking his flank. And it could just come down towards timing. Even with 9 HP, Relics could just get a little bit lucky here.
Relics does have the superior weapon in this situation. Obviously, HP not going to be as much of a factor, and Legia is actually playing this smart. He falls back into Palace. Now he doesn't have nearly as many angles that he has to cover at the same time. He's just got to watch either his back or his front. He doesn't have to worry about somebody coming from stairs, from jungle, from CT, from ramp, all of these different angles that he'd otherwise have to watch. Now, what would really be sneaky is if Relics actually walked up and went up in the ladder room, but he actually drops a grenade out, gives his position away. Going to go ahead and drop the smoke out and see if he can go for the plant. And he's actually going for a plant in a relatively safe position, so he does get the bomb down, gets the money in the bank. If he clutches this, this would be one of the most insane clutches I have ever seen.
Yeah, this bomb timer, it's going to be so hard for him to really find the timing. He doesn't even know where Legia is quite yet. There oh my lord. He finds it. What a shot from Relics there at the end, and what a round. A 1-on-4 with a Tech 9 stuck in connector. That is ridiculous.
That opening pick he got on Goblin Cat was just like, okay, then another one. Then another one. What a round from Relics. That's absolutely absurd. That should never happen. Never happened.
That's stellar. But now look at this. Scout and the 5-7 from Legia. They're going to drop Uber. No chance of a trade there. So man advantage, and even a nade does some good damage. Akusa down to about 70. And no map control for enemy. They're going to be just stuck behind the smoke waiting for it to expire and go for an A execute.
I still can't get over that 4v1. That's ridiculous. With Uber off the map, though, they might be able to make something happen. Now, they've invested heavily into this round. 2 scouts, 3 5-7s, like you said. They've got one more at A ramp to deal with, but it's just going to be a really, really tough position for NRG with the deficit as far as firepower is concerned going into this round, because they did upgrade. They've got a Galil and an AK, so this is going to be a really tough spot for them. I'm watching it again.
Yeah, they're so split up at the moment on the map right now. I mean, Kusa and Lucky are just kind of looking for pushes. There's a minute left, so they have some time to play with. Trying to find some kind of pick, and Mainline is going to be kind of solo aggressing over here towards this B bomb site. Silence at a big off angle, so actually it doesn't even matter because Jacob's just going to execute Mainline. And this is the thing now. I mean, they're in an anti-eco, and they've lost 2 players, no chance of trades whatsoever, so these pistols are just picking them apart. And now what do? You don't have any success at the B bomb site. Now you've got to pick it up and run all the way back towards A. Only 25 seconds left on the clock, so that's a good start. Lucky gets the first kill. The next player for the challenge is Justin, but with that scout, he gets the long-range pick, and that smoke is not good enough. That's not gonna help the remaining 2 members.
And Silent over here in Connector is going to be chipping down Kusta. I mean, he is just getting whittled away. Justin finds the wall bang, and Silent just barrels on in, and all the work that Relics did in the round before has been negated. NRG take that round away from them, and they do it in a pretty decided factor as well.
That's a really, really nice bounce back after the round that they just lost to come back and win the following round. Really good stuff. But enemy, they don't want to give the advantage up just yet. I mean, they're going to buy right back into this. 4 Tech 9s, a P250, all 5 in these B halls. It's going to be Gabi and Silent. They're going to have some pressure applied to them. And they have 2 Molotovs to utilize in these B halls. If they can get the timing right, they can force them to run through some fire and take some easy damage.
And here you go, the push coming on in. They actually dropped that smoke to extinguish it just in case it pops, but it actually didn't explode on contact when it first came out, so they were able to get in front of that fire before it actually went down. Gabi is going to open up. Relics answers back. Legia with the trade. Justin chiming in, and we're down to a 4 versus 2. Still no bomb plan as it has been dropped in the back of the site, but Kusta is still alive. as well as Uber, and now it's Kusta getting in the face of Legia, takes an AK away, picks it up. Uber and Kusta going to work right now, and it's down to Peter. What is going on in this match right now? Moses, help me!
Yeah, why not? That nade's going to do some work. Kusta down, one-on-one now. Peter, I think he just might have saved it for his team. It is Uber, though, and he is on the other side of the bomb site. And it's going to be the timing. They're both working their way around these pillars. And Uber, though, I think he might have the advantage, although it doesn't look like he knows Peter is out of market. That could actually spell the end for Uber. Yeah, because Peter's hiding at bench, and Uber just has no clue this is happening. So this might just be an easy win for Peter with great movement, just sneaks out. 30 seconds left, and Uber's still not committing to anything quite yet. And yeah, he's clearing all these corners and markets, so he has no clue. Might think he actually rotated around a catwalk, so I doubt there's even any chance he clears bench.
He hasn't made any noise yet either, so unless he runs to go pick up the bomb, I mean, he's got time. Is he going to clear it? Nope. Gives him his back, and Peter wins the round. Nicely done from Peter. Good recovery, but again, another round. It should not have come down to a 1v1.
The tough thing to swallow here for Enemy is they might feel, since they got 4 kills, that they can buy into this next one, that the economy will be low, and that's not the case whatsoever. So they've just kind of got to swallow the loss of the economic advantage and just move forward. So 1 Deagle, some P250s, 2 smokes to work with, and it's just going to be an execute, try and get a bomb plant, try and get 1 or 2 kills. Peter is now on the AWP as well.
Intense matchup so far. Oh, they throw the nades over the top. That gets Peter to dodge, and they're going to be able to get out towards Tetris. So now they're going to take site control. The plant coming in the smoke. Legia is privy to it. Drops that bomb carrier. No, thank you, mainline, but Lucky answers back. Peter with a nice shot onto Kusta, but the P250 from range. Uber finds it. They get the bomb plant. Uber still alive over here by Tetris, trying to make something happen, but Gabi is going to take him down. And that will be a 4th round now for NRG Esports. But again, they get in there and they get that plant. They're getting into these bomb sites, and it's just incredible that they're getting that much free reign on the map.
Yeah, but with that plant now, there's going to be the buy. Kusa has his AWP. It is not going to be glass clad. He gets the light armor so he can pick up a smoke as well. Goes for a little bit of utility to help out the teammates. Also a decoy. See if he has any tricks up his sleeve. And last night we saw a lot of mid control out of Enemy in their opening of their rounds, taking control of mid from the top. Kusta with that AWP obviously was out there. This time they're going to spread out. They're not going to go directly for it. They're just going to watch for any kind of aggression up mid. Lucky's an underpass. And that's smart that they were a little bit delayed on this, because Peter and Legia got aggressive in connector, tried to go for an early kill, but they're just going to fall away now. Gabi also aggressive off catwalk, and no movement from Enemy whatsoever, just setting up far back, a very passive setup to start the round.
Peter actually almost got caught there jumping out from the window room. If Lucky was a little bit more aggressive by underpass, he would have been able to find that opening kill, or at least there would have been a trade of blows over there, but this time around, neither of them get out of there. They both actually get out of there unscathed. Peter missing a pretty crucial shot there to the top side of mid. He's not really going to get another opportunity at that peak through connector towards top side of middle, so mid control has been established now from the terrorist side of Enemy GG. It's just a matter of where they decide to go, and it looks like they might want to put some pressure on this B bomb site as that bomb's slowly working its way up through the halls. And they've actually worked Lucky up into connector, so this is kind of a front dangerous position for him to be in, and you've got Kusta at the top side of mid with that AWP, so both of these players potentially putting in work this round, and we'll have to see how this one pans out here. Legia getting more aggressive and pushing up towards that A ramp. They've rotated Peter over towards the A bomb site, and one over here by ladder room as well. So actually, no, he's in window. He dropped out of ladder room, so there's only one player in defense of this B bomb site right now, and Lucky has walked into window.
Yeah, I mean, Silent's doing this well. Lucky's going to cut off the rotations. He might get a second one, and he does. That's huge. Now he can flank Silent. They don't have time to waste, though, so they do get the bomb planted and smoke. Silent still doing work. Hasn't been touched yet. Finally taken down by Relics and Lucky. And it might just be a save, although Gabi on the flank. Molotov, he's going to get past it, though. He finds Relics. Opera right beneath him. Kusa, no HP. That was an awkward angle for him to deal with. Lucky's going to have to come up with some heroics. He gets that headshot onto Gabi. He's got to go for a 4th kill to win this. Legia's got some time to work with. He does have a kit, and he's going to wheel around. Lucky looks the wrong way. The timing is not with him. Legia's going to win that. Initially, it looked fantastic for Enemy, but that flank from Gabi did the work.
Pretty intense right there. I mean, that was a huge, massive play from Lucky right there. Able to get himself up and through window room all the way and cut that rotation off, help out his teammate clearing out that B bomb site. But unfortunately for them, it comes down to Gabi just man-moding out through the apartments in the B halls and finding both of those picks. And it's just unfortunate Kusta was so low at the time, he didn't really have any options except to try to take that fight and win it. But unfortunately for him, he loses it. And it comes down to the 1v1 play Legia with the proper timing, and he gets it done. So nicely done again from the NRG side, and they take the lead up to 5-1. So breathing a little bit of a collective sigh of relief at this point after that beatdown that they got on Inferno.
Yeah, it is good that they've started out at this, especially after losing that eco round. They were in danger of just basically collapsing there. But now it's looking a little bit better. Legia's going to get aggressive. Lucky wins that battle, though, from underpass, so nicely done from him. Establish a little bit of mid-control. Now, look, this defense is so incredibly split. Unfortunately, enemy is still in that passive default setup, so they can't really group up. They can't be very decisive in either of their bomb site takes. This looks like eventually, although Kusta gets that pick onto Silent, I was going to say eventually it might look like it's going to be a split onto the A site from Connector. But with that pick, now this defense is just reeling.
That accidental floaty smoke in the B halls was the demise of Silent. I don't know if you caught that when you were cycling through cameras or not, but that smoke actually ended up landing on whatever the dresser or chair or whatever is up there in that hallway, and it actually bloomed and gave about 2 feet of room underneath that for him to peek for toes. So he actually ends up getting spotted out, and it's almost like a reverse one-way at that point. So nicely done there from Kusta, finding that pick and spreading the defenses even more thin. They get that plan in A, and they end up with 4 alive at the end of this round. It'd be really nice if they could get that AWP out of the hands of Peter, maybe get into the hands of Kusta, but at this point in time, they're probably just satisfied with a round win.
Yeah, no real economy to chase these whatsoever. Might go for something a little bit passive in case there's some movement in the NRG players trying to get into positions to save, but no one's going to commit into actually going into those B halls or that B bomb site. So it's going to be the second round for enemy, but Peter's going to save that AWP because, I mean, look at the economy. All these close rounds, you know, the last round came down to 1 player, 3 before that, 1 before that. So the economy has just been slowly eroded on the CT side. Now, Peter can drop an M4 over, and he is going to do that. So they might have some pistols behind this. They have 2 rifles, an AWP, and a couple upgraded pistols. So not a bad buy out of NRG here, especially if Peter can find a way to get aggressive with this op and find some early picks for his team, alleviate some of the pressure.
The dangerous part about this is if this round does not work for NRG, then they're going to give a lot back to enemy at this point. I mean, you're looking at potentially a 5-4 scoreline. They're fully invested. It might even be double eco territory at this point, so they could tie things up 5-5 behind that. I mean, you're talking a 3-round swing. That's huge. Peter's cleared out mid. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, very. Oh, Legia clotheslines a second one, almost gets a third, but Lucky finds him. Uber's going to get a flank onto Peter. It's going to be a free kill. So down to a 3-on-3 now. Kusta trying to work his way down this ladder. He's so smoked out. There's one right next to him, but he's not going to notice it. Oh, Justin. Lucky man. And God be inside the site. He's going to get away as well. It's just down to Lucky. A Silent cleans out Uber. Oh, and that 1 kill from Justin underneath balcony just made sure to swing this in the favor completely of NRG, but Justin's been found out. Lucky's hitting some nice shots right now. He's feeling it. And he's got 45 seconds to work with and the bomb, and it looks like he's just going to break for B bomb site and see what he can find over there.
It's the right call. Both players still over at A watching for nothing at this point. They need to rotate somebody back over towards that B bomb site, but it's going to be a long rotation. But Silent's actually taking the underpass route, so he's going to have they're at least going to go for a bit of a pinch. But look at how far out of position Gob is. That's a really long rotation. He was pushed all the way up towards the apartment, so he's going to be a little bit disconnected from his teammate. But he's going to come up on catwalk. They've got the other guy coming from the B halls, and if they go for the pinch, it's going to be very difficult. And Lucky is, oh no,
it's going to be a free kill.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough spot, and he's giving his back. Oh, man. Right around the corner, and there it is. Silent peeks out, takes him down. The diffuser's going to come out, and NRG managed to walk away from this one. 6-2. 2 rifles in hand, but it did get a little dicey there. Nice play from Legia on the A ramp.
Yeah, that was the big one. Stopping the first 2 players stone cold in their tracks. That plant's going to allow enemy to buy into this round too, but there's been so many close rounds in this match that enemy just can't hold on to some of these post plants. So really good retakes out of NRG on the CT side are propelling into this lead so far. They've still got a storm to weather, though, as AKs are out. Peter has the AWP back in his hand, but the economy is still not that solid. Peter and Justin both bought down to 0. 950 on silent, so a little bit sketchy in the bank behind this buy from NRG.
We'll see. Have to see how this one plays out right now. The smoke goes deep into the B halls. Kusta trying to get up and behind this, gets tagged up behind that smoke, but Silent super aggressive. He is going to bail out of the apartment hallways, but look at this. Kusta's actually pushed up behind this. And he's going to find the spam and just gets the kill for free. Finds the second one on Gabi, and the B bomb site is now open for business. Peter on the fast flank. Uber finds Legia over at A as well. Oh, Peter! Takes down mainline. Nice shot from him, but it's still just going to be a 2 versus 3 retake situation. Justin coming from window room. But look at this position from Kusta. Is he going to check that angle? That's a cheeky angle to play.
No, he's going to check it. He's going to check it, but Kusta might just win it anyways. No, but he does massive damage, and there goes Peter in the hall. So now with only 12 HP, Justin's just got to run out. No chance for him saving the AWP into this round. And they might just be forced. Oh, they might not be forced to do save. They got B and Legia with 2,000. When the money comes in, they might be able to buy some FAMASes. And once again, have that 3 rifle, 2 pistol buy. But Enemy is working really hard to break this economy once and for all.
I just realized Mainline's not having the best matchup of his life right now. Hasn't even hit an assist on the board yet. No kills either. 8 deaths. It's really coming on the back of Lucky, and he was kind of the all-star for Enemy last night, if I remember correctly, when they played against Renegades. I know that he had a tremendous first half when they were on CT side playing that B bomb site by Van. I think he was up at something like a 16-3 scoreline at one point. So, Mirage, Lucky's map.
Now look at Mainline, aggressive towards B. Silence extremely blind. He's at an awkward angle. He's going to win that. A nice headshot on the Mainline. No one's close enough for a trade. Silent is trying to jump up to see if he can have Stretch Armstrong and salvage that gun, but I mean, Enemy can't possibly know this, but Silent's the only person at this B bomb site. If they were just to get aggressive on that, he would have just fallen. And then with a couple nades thrown out by Enemy, Silent makes the call that there's at least 2 more people in halls, so Energy is just pushed up all across the map. Now they've got him boxed in. So this is going to be a really, really tough spot for Enemy to work themselves out of.
Really interesting positions here. Like you said, Legia playing right outside by the ladder. Oh, Kusta's going to fall back into this one. Oh, they're making noise as well. So position has been given away. It's compromised. They're going to barrel on down. Oh, they peeked the angle, though. It's all for naught. That's so upsetting. And Kusta clears out Justin. What the hell just happened?
That's really well done. This whole time,
such
too.
A bummer.
The whole time, too, they know it was going to be a B play. They just knew they had to clear out all the advanced position, and Silent. He does salvage the AK, but he runs back thinking it's going to be an A hit, and he just gets brought down to 6 HP. So they might not know he's out here. Now they know. Fake plant pulls him out of position. He eventually does fall. Gob's going to clean up Relics over at the other side, but he's all alone. AK-47, light armor, and he might just want to save this, pass it off to Peter or Justin in the next round. So nicely done from Enemy. It looked scary for just a second there, but a really, really good adjustment.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, they had that. They were rearing to go with that flank patrol on there, man, but sniffed out. Relics, nicely done. Kusta going back for Justin as well. And no, Gabi's giving away his position. He does get the kill onto Lucky, so that's at least a little bit of a nice parting gift, but the last 2 terrorists so spread out, and yeah, Uber's not even going to take the risk of peeking back towards CT spawn. So they just don't have the money to work with right now. They do keep the op in the hands of Kusta, so that's at least a nice benefit so far, but a 3rd round now on the board for Enemy. Looking to extend that, or pardon me, a 4th round. Hadn't updated just yet, but starting to chip away at that lead that Energy has so far. There we go. That's the first time I've messed up their names. Damn it.
Almost made it.
Almost.
Peter's going to be on the AWP, though. It's a glass cannon, no armor. He does have 1 smoke. Pretty light buy in terms of utility, but at least they have all the rifles behind the SOP, and Peter, they don't smoke him out whatsoever. They just swing out wide, and he actually takes a decent amount of damage, down to 53. I think that was a shot from was that Kusi who shot off through the wall? Either way, down very, very low. A lot of pressure once again being put on this B bomb site. It's the MAC-10 that gets the kill. It opens things up on a Silent. Swings out on Gob, doesn't do any damage, though. Gob's going to win that fight. But there goes Legia, trying to rotate over. Lucky picks him off. Enemy has really stepped up pressure on B early on in this round, and Uber's just watching Justin's feet, come down these stairs, and that's a free kill as well. So very early into this round, NRG's just been picked apart.
Peter gets spotted over by the ticket booth. He's going to go down as well, and now you can see that bomb hightailing it back over towards that A bomb site. Got B over here by window room. He's not ready for Uber. Almost gets the kill, but Uber finishes him off in the long run. A 5th round now for NME GG, as they are slowly getting themselves back into this one. But again, it's one of those things, man. Energy they looked so good to start this one off, but now 3 rounds in a row for Enemy. They've crushed the economy finally. And Energy is on that buy, lose, save, buy, lose, save. And it's just going to get really tough. That happened to him on Inferno, too.
Yeah, Enemy kept the economy in check. It never really bloomed out of control. And also, the rounds from Enemy were successful. They were getting into sites, getting the bombs planted. It was the retakes that Energy was winning on. Oh, Peter trying to rotate. Not prepared for that. Uber almost misses the kill anyways. He heard Justin jump down, so now he's going to peek out, but he does lose that fight. Gives up an AK-47. Gob is pinned down in connector. He's going to go for it, but it won't help anything. And now they know exactly where Justin. They know he's on the A side of the map, but not lucky, at least, isn't prepared for that peek. So one more kill for Justin, but it should be a free plant and win over at the B bomb site.
Mainline has just been barreling through those B halls and just no respecting that hold at the B bomb site the last 2 rounds. And last round was even a gun round, too, and he had a MAC-10 and just ran on through. And that was actually his first kill. This time around, he's got the P90 and just barrels on in, clears out bench, and subsequently the rest of the site also. So nicely done from him, starting to say, hey man, I'm not getting any kills, so screw it. I'm just going to go on the full aggression, and he's making it work the last couple of rounds. So nicely done from him. But 6-6 is going to be the scoreline, and Enemy GG, like I said, they've gotten themselves right back into this one, and a half that could have slipped away big time from Enemy is starting to look not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad at all. Sometimes mainline, when you're struggling, when all else fails, just pick up the MAC-10 or the P90, the SMGs, and just run and gun your way into that B bomb site. Why not? So Justin has that AK-47. He's going to drop an op over to Peter. So this is the best buy that Energy's had in quite some time, probably in the last 4 or 5 rounds. And they've got to get back onto the board. Enemy on the T side with 6 rounds. Despite the struggles of mainline, despite the struggles they had early on, this has turned into a good-looking half for them.
Yeah, at one point they were down, what was it, 5-1, 6-2, and now 6-6. And here you go, mainline again. There's that no-respect tactic. He's got a lot of damage dealt out. He's going to be able to find the first one. Silent trades him out, but it's just that P90 is just freaking havoc. And Legia getting aggressive in mid's going to find some damage. Takes down Lucky, but Relix is there for the trade. Relix now down to 17 HP, but HPs across the board pretty much the same for both sides. So no real ground being gained. It's 2 AKs and an AWP versus an AK and M4 and an AWP, and Peter is going to lay down Uber. So at least they're able to find that. Kusta over here by Tetris. I don't think they realize that he's up here just yet. No,
they definitely don't. Although if they're going to find out eventually. Justin's going to jump. Doesn't see him yet, though. So actually, Kusa's got an opportunity. This is going to be awkward. He spots him out, but Kusa's going to win the battle anyways. Now it's Peter at the angle. There is a smoke on Kusa, but he uses it for CT spawn. He's going to flash towards connector. This is going to be so difficult. I think Relix is just going to try and angle jump out of these halls, but Peter, he's pretty swift on these flicks, but he gives it up. Oh, he misses the shot. Relix is going to get in. Now Kusa has the angle. Peter's got to be very, very careful. That flashbang doesn't work the way Peter wanted it to, or maybe it did, and Kusa just hit a blind shot, but either way, he's just going to close out the round. 3 kills for him in a 3-on-3 situation. Nicely done. Enemy get their 7th round. That P90 again is just unreal. He just rushes. He digs silent midair and then kills God B. That's got to be so frustrating to deal with.
Well, there you go again. Mainline's going to have the P90. Why the hell not? I mean, it's obviously working. He's putting so much pressure on this B bomb site every single round by having that SMG. And it's just, this constant... Oh, no. Silent just got knifed in the ass, yeah. Insult to injury. Now that P90's going to be even worse! Gabi gets the kill, the trade, but Silent goes down. Lucky trades back. And now that bomb rotating back around towards A. This is going to be tough. Legia gets caught out with a nade out. Uber takes him down. And Mainline, he's only gotten 4 kills so far in this matchup, but man, have they been hilarious.
It's actually kind of amazing that NRG hasn't been able to slow down this fast pressure. If Mainline does it again, that would just be insanity. They've got to be talking right now, like, just throw a Molotov. Like, if you can't stop it with throwing those smokes, just drop a Molotov and make them run through fire. But it's just wreaking too much havoc for them to not be able to deal with. This is 6 straight rounds for Enemy now. This is a sick, sick comeback that has just occurred.
Well, let's see what Mainline buys this round. Oh, Lucky dropped him a P90. Screw it. Oh, he threw it away for an AK. Nope, never mind. He bought an AK for his teammate. All right. Going back towards the B halls once again. I don't know if Prius wants to just stay in Mainline's eyes for the rest of this round just to see what happens over here at B, but he's just going to push on through this smoke, flashbang out around the corner, blind spray, and he finds the frag on this silent again. What a pain in the ass this P90 has been.
He's just without any kills. He's just like, all right, I'm just gonna trigger these guys. I'm just gonna tilt them by rushing with the P90 literally every round, and it's working. And now look at Relics. He's not gonna come through that smoke. That would have been crazy. No one was looking at it. So, I mean, outside of the success of Mainline again with the P90, the rest of Enemy just gets shut down.
Yeah, I mean, that's finally Energy chiming in and doing some good work. Gobby's going to aggress here on this B bomb site through the apartment hallways and look for any kind of stragglers from the T side, but that bomb being all the way down outside of terrorist spawn. 50 seconds still. Peter's going to have the line of sight here onto Relics, but Relics does have an AWP, so if he gets the element of surprise and goes for a little bit of a cheeky pre-fire onto the stair side, he might be able to locate that frag and take him down, but they can't really be accounting for Justin to be up here on the balcony as well. That should be an instant trade.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for them to clear out. They do have a lot of utility, though. 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs. So there's some things they could do, but yeah, it's going to be up to Justin. He's the big one they have to clear out. Uber is going to be on top of the mountain boxes. Peter misses the initial shot, but yeah, they have no idea he's there. He pounces right at the correct moment. 2 kills for Justin, and Enemy are going to win that first half 8-7 off the back of 6 straight when they were down, what, 6-2?
Yeah, 5-1 before that. So, I mean, that's just that's a crazy comeback. I mean, winning 7-2 in the final
Mainline's obviously the MVP. They don't win. They don't win if he doesn't put them on tilt throughout the entire half. That's incredible.
Oh, Silent has got to be pissed off right now. I mean, that was, what, 4 rounds in a row? Silent died to an SMG at B?
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah. So Enemy with the advantage going into the second half. Obviously, pistol round. This one isn't the most important pistol round that we've talked about in the past. Both teams have a lot of breathing room at this point with it being as close as it is, but obviously Enemy being on the more favorable CT side, should they win the pistol round, that should put them in the driver's seat a little bit more than Energy.
Yeah, it definitely should be easier for them, but it just comes down once again. I mean, we saw the battle between these two teams trading the first 3 rounds, just wrestling for economy control early on. And then we saw what happened when Energy lost control of it in the first half. That's what allowed the comeback to really occur, is just, they didn't have the money for everything they wanted. They kept getting beat up in rounds. They kept losing players and having to rebuy. And then eventually when they got broken, they stayed broken for 6 rounds straight. So it's a tough spot to be put on the CT side, on heavily CT-sided maps especially, because a couple mistakes and all of a sudden that heavily CT side turns into a more even half. So that's the one thing Enemy's got to worry about, especially with Kusta. They want to keep the op in his hands. But this should be a pretty comfortable lead for Enemy going into the second half.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Just waiting for, looks like Lucky's probably taking a piss break real fast. So waiting for him to come on back and ready up in the server. Up, he's back. So we should be going live here. It looks like everybody, with the exception of Peter. Up, he's moving. So we should be going live here in a second, guys. So just hang tight for the time being. We should be getting this one underway and go right back into the pistol round for the second half. Unless Rel is actually is actually AFK. Come on, boys! Yay! Don't question my tactics, man. It gets it done, okay?
You think that's what it was?
Yeah, it's that. Chaw. Totes. Saw, dude.
Oh my word. Can't even right now. We're going to get into this pistol round. Some nades out in the hands of Uber. Kusta as well with a kit and a flashbang. Decoy is going to go out underneath the under shadow over at the A bomb site. And this is going to be, looks like it would be a split from NRG with 3 members, Silent, Justin, Legia going to come towards connector. And actually the smoke's being thrown out from A ramp. That kind of signals to enemy that this is going to be an execute out of the A site. They haven't realized yet that the main prong of this attack is going to come catwalk. It's going to come right through this smoke and connector. Oh, and it's in window room already. Silent's going to get that kill. Legia as well at A, but they get traded off. It's down to a 3-on-3, and Uber crucially keeps control of CT spawn. Peter's planting in the open, though. He does fall. At least he gets the bomb planted. Justin out in the open. Uber can't land the shot, so they can be a little bit more patient. They know one's in window room. That's going to be Silent. There's only so much time he can spend in this connector, but he's going to drop Lucky, and he gets mainline. He spins around. Nicely done. Uber left for the lone in a 1-on-2. No kit, so he's got to find these kills quickly. No armor, and the aim punch just beats him up a little bit. Justin's going to win that out. 8-8. NRG takes both pistols.
Really nice stuff. And again, you know, that's going to give him a little bit of momentum going into this second half. Barring any craziness like we saw in the first half with the trade of rounds coming out. But Uber's going to buy up the scout. They're going to 5-7 armor this round. So enemy is pretty invested into this one, which is typically what you're going to see into the second round of this after losing pistol. But it'll be interesting to see if Uber can actually do any damage. Now, I don't know. Legia is all the way in the back there by the underpass stairs. So it would have been interesting to see if he actually got picked off by that scout. But he's going for that early information play and trying to lay out some damage. And if Legia actually slow peeks this, look at this. Uber's actually, he looked like for a second he wanted to get a little more aggressive, but it's going to be Silent around the corner. Oh, and he shows himself, but he doesn't. He does actually hit the shot, knocks him down to 48. Gabi, in the meantime, takes out Kusta. And they were gearing up for what looked like a B hit, but that smoke just warded them off a little while.
Yeah, with that pick though, they've just fallen back a bit. So playing this cautiously, very passive. Relix is going to push down a ramp. They're going to come back to him, and if he doesn't push up too far, oh, he could catch Peter with his knife out. And Peter switches just in time to the MAC-10 to drop Relix. Now we're going to start seeing the rotation. With that aggressive position, he can call out who he sees, and he sees the bomb as well. But here comes the execute. It's still just pistols against weapons, and actually Lucky's going to peek out, sees Gabi. Mainline might just try and double team him in mid before coming back towards the A bomb site, but no need. Lucky wins that battle. One coming into underpass late, and they spot him out. But Silent's going to win initially in mainline. I mean, this is all he's got because his teammates have fallen on the A site. So he does live, but oh, wow. Picks him right out of the air as the Legia. That's a team ace as well. Nicely done. Way to go, NRG.
High fives all around. 9-8. NRG, they don't give too terribly much back. They lost, what, a MAC-10 or 2 MAC-10s that round? So not too much of an investment loss. Peter's going to go right back onto the MAC-10 this round again. Actually, he saved that from the last round. So no reinvesting for most of the members on NRG. So they're going to start to build up that economy, which is nice. But look at this B stack from Enemy. Now, I believe we actually saw them do this last night. Or no, I'm sorry. Renegades actually did this against them last night when they were on the CT side. One of the curious things... Well, never mind. Bomb is planted in A. One of the curious things about that, too, is I wonder if... And maybe you can actually answer this for me. They didn't break the shutter when they jumped out through the window in the B bomb site. Now, I wonder if that's part of the plan for that stack, that if somebody comes through B halls and sees that that shutter's not broken, they automatically sometimes assume that, hey, there's nobody here. They didn't break the shutter, so there's nobody that's going to be in this B bomb site, and then they just run into 5 pistols.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much just doing everything you can to disguise the stack. It doesn't really work at this level. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea behind it. So either way, they don't get any kills off of this stack. Justin might even add one more to his tally. He does with the Galil, and Kusta's not going to find him in the end. Kusa does have enough money for an AWP though, with light armor and a smoke, so he's going to bring that out on this 4th round. And now it's important they get back on the board because they don't deal too much damage in those in those 2 eco rounds. So the money is actually quickly risen for energy. You know, Justin's got 6,000, Peter's at 8,000, so they're going to be able to build up that bank, and they can buy it through a couple losses here early on. So enemies got to get started early, and they've got to do it efficiently.
Legia actually picked up Peter's MAC-10 from last round, so they're actually down a rifle on the energy side. See him walking through the apartment hallways like a gangsta, with that thing cocked to the side. I always wondered why they changed that animation. But nevertheless, it looks like he's just going to lead the charge. Maybe trying to pull a main line right here, gets himself out through the window, but he gets just annihilated by Lucky. Starting off on this B stand very, very strongly. Gabi is going to be able to trade that one out. Justin goes down as well, but Gabi finds both players over that B bomb site. The third one goes down as well. Peter, he's privy to Relix's forward position there, and he goes down in the long run as well. So now it's going to be a 3-on-2 retake situation now for the enemy side. As another flashbang comes out behind this smoke. They're trying to navigate around behind this through kitchen. Oh, they're staring at each other. Uber doesn't pull the trigger, though, so they're waiting for this smoke to fade. And as it does, Peter's going to be on the other side, but it looks like they're just going to fall back and hang on to this. But, oh, blocking each other. Damage being done. They got to watch out because Peter is on the prowl.
Yeah, Peter's trying not to let him get away, but it's not going to work out. He's in that choke point. He was committed to the hunt at that point, and Kusa with the op going to clean him out. Yeah, Relix's gun barrel was sticking out past the edge of the wall, so Peter saw that coming a mile away, was just able to pre-fire the angle. So it looked like a pretty good hold initially for enemy, but they do fall in the end. 8-11, and that's a disaster. And they're going to buy into this round. They're going to be able to drop 2. But we said that it was very, very important that they got started on the right foot in these gun rounds, you know, establishing the money, depleting the money of their opponents, and neither of those was done in that round.
Interestingly enough, you know, Gabi, he was pretty much absent on Inferno. This time around, he's 16-11, so definitely pulling his weight right now. Doing a really solid job here, and you can see this setup a little bit different this time around from the enemy side. Is Mainline and Lucky switching up their positions over there in that B bomb site. You've got Lucky playing on the back balcony. Mainline going to be baiting them in for him, but for the time being, it looks like they're going to give a lot of free reign for these players to come up towards that A ramp, and you can actually see this forward position from Justin looking for this player in the site, but never mind.
Kusa actually looked like he was going to unscope in that position, and that would have been a little unfortunate. Lucky gets spotted out from Catwalk. No defense as they run up. Mainline's burning, and he's got players coming from every angle. He does get dropped, so the B bomb site is lost. Relix is over here quickly, but he too standing in some fire. Spotted out one player at benches, and more fire comes out of these choke points. Smoke in one, fire in the other. So enemy is locked out of this bomb site. Uber's got to make a play on this Catwalk flank. Peter's holding an off angle, so he takes the first shot. He spotted him out, now pushing up. He's going to find Legia. And Uber can't get any more than that, so down to a 2-on-1. Kusta gets the first kill. And now he's got to find Peter with the second, but it's not going to happen. Peter, taking a wide angle, just eliminates Kusta. 12-8 now, and enemy is going to be forced to save in this round.
Yeah, a little teabag action there at the end of that round, too. Nicely done, Peter. So 4 rounds to lead, and they're forcing saving up. Yeah, they're putting all their eggs in one basket right here. This could be the coffin nail if enemy loses this, because they're going to have absolutely nothing going into the next round. Granted, they are in that good money bonus at this point, so they might be able to sneak by with some FAMASas and pistols, but they're really they're burning the candle at both ends at this point.
And NRG is playing this smart, playing it very passive, very conservative, knowing that if this is a force buy, if there even is like a half buy with pistols and armor, it might be something gimmicky coming out, some kind of a push. So you can see Lucky and Kusa are just holding it off angle together in mid, but no one from NRG is falling for it. They're not even being aggressive whatsoever, waiting for enemy to overextend themselves. So we have a little bit of a stalemate here early on in this round.
Look at this mid-aggression, man. Smoke comes up over the top. Gabi is just going to walk into this. It's a firing range. Relics protecting their backside. Kusta on the front. Going to find Gabi. There's one more for him to contend with at the top side of mid, but that's going to be Legia, and he's going to fall on back. Try to join his comrades that are pushing for this A bomb site, but it's going to be Uber to try to lock this one down. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. Spots Justin coming down. Justin doesn't clear his angles,
And that's going to be a free kill for Uber. The other player up there in Hawes, Peter, not pushing out. He does have the AWP, trying to get some tender picks from up top, but he's not able to connect on anything just yet. And again, it's going to be Leggett, blinded, spam down, bomb is lost. Peter answers back, but it's Uber from underneath, finds the kill, and he's going to get that AWP for his comrade Kusta. Another round on the board for Enemy. They're not done just yet. That force buy pays off for him.
A lot of comrades being tossed around there. Are we in Russia? Is that what's happening right now? You turned Russian on me in like a couple of rounds?
Well, there's a Serbian in the server.
Okay.
That's close to Russia, isn't it?
Not even going to attempt to venture a guess with that one.
I believe it is. They're neighbors.
Either way, Kusa with the op now. He's got an angle, and he's supporting Lucky, who's going to get aggressive. So, at the very least, this is going to be really good information gathering for Enemy. As long as NRG waits a little bit on this hit, they'll be able to adjust to what they find. Lucky does hear some footsteps. That's Silent coming up the stairs, so he's just going to wait at an awkward angle, and you know, Silent might not clear this angle out. Meanwhile, there's a lot of mid pressure going on, a lot of map control is being exerted from NRG. Even Gabi has pushed his way into ladder. There goes Lucky. He was the B player that was pushed up, so someone's going to have to rotate to take that spot, and it's going to be mainline. So now all of a sudden ladder room is completely clear. That helps the effectiveness of Gob's positioning. So Enemy is kind of reeling, rotating. They're pulled all the way across this map.
Kusa just unscoped at the most untimely time. And doesn't actually find the frag over there on connector, and he just gets dominated by Justin. Taken down with no trade attempt possible from that position because his teammate, I believe, was playing by a ramp or under balcony. And actually, look at this. Justin's gotten himself all the way into CT spawn. They're pinching over here by Market, but there's nobody home. Uber's over here in window room. They've got another player over here in A. That's going to be Relics jumping around the side, but Justin, since he got so far up, he's able to find that.
Uber's going to pop flash himself. I mean, this round's basically over. Uber's just trying to find a way. Even at this point, getting these kills is not enough because they're going to be forced back onto an eco. The money's still pretty strong for Energy. So, yeah, we're just going to see a pause here. And you asked me if a pause in the last map was a little bit too late. I think this one might be the same kind of situation where this might just be too late for Enemy to come back, especially since they're going to have to give one more up before they can really buy whatsoever.
Okay, so chat is ripping me apart right now. There's 3 countries between Serbia and Russia.
Listen, you should know this. You are American. You just do not attempt to go for the geography on mid-cast. You just don't do it.
Sorry! I have a degree in music, okay? I don't need to know where places are. Stop! You're all being mean. 13-9, eco round coming out from Enemy. And like you said, I mean, that force buy the round before worked for Enemy, but then it left nothing in the tank for the traded round afterwards. So, tough spot, really, for Enemy to be in right now. Pause comes off, and they're just going to be on a pistol buy.
Well, this is exactly what happened to Energy on Inferno. It's just they could never really get the economy stabilized on their CT side, and because of that, it just looks a little bit ugly. Enemy's only won 1 round in this half, and they get immediately reset. So, tough spot for them to be in here. So, even next round when they're going to be able to buy, it's still a couple players are going to be a little bit light on nades and utility. So, a big hill for them to climb here in this match.
They're probing for information. Uber's got himself all the way down onto T stairs right now. Nobody is home in that area. One player is working his way back to watch that flank, Justin. Just seeing whether or not he can actually make anything happen. But Uber's going to walk into this. Justin playing behind planks. Dead. Nice positioning from Justin. I don't think Uber even registered him on his screen from that position. Really nicely played.
Very good movement across the map as well. Now they're rotating over towards the A bomb site, and look at Enemy. They're trying to find something, trying to do something aggressive, something that can yield them a kill, maybe bring them a gun to make this eco work, but Energy is just out-positioning them on the map, already heavily going towards this A bomb site. It's just going to be Relics here with the Deagle, and this would be insane if he can get a number of kills that would bring him back into this round. It's not likely. Silent picks him off. And now it's just Lucky who's blocked off by Fire. He's got 2 teammates flanking, but with no one falling in this take of the A bomb site, Legia can turn around immediately and watch the flank. He gets the first one, and he's even going to swing forward and get the second one. He checks it even deeper. So no reason for him to look away. 14th round for NRG, and one last buy here for NME.
Well, this is where they make their stand. Obviously, this is the last chance they have. So, see what they can do. But this CT side, I mean, it's night and day difference from what they did against Renegades last night. This is completely different. I mean, they haven't gotten anything going for them at all. They got one round. This time it's going to be the underpass aggression, and Mainline is at least going to be able to find that opening pick. But now he's got to get himself out of dodge, and he's got Gabi at the top side of mid. And Gabi is actually going to let him run all the way back through connectors. So no trade attempt being made, but God, from this position, he might catch out Kusta. And he does just that. Kusta misses one of the most crucial shots of the match for him to hit. And Gob goes into mainline as well, so coming up absolutely huge for the Energy side right now is 2 big back-to-back frags, and he might be able to find one on the catwalk because he has picked up the AWP. And he gets it. So this is the coffin nail right here. Uber, 1 versus 3.
Yeah, there's really nothing going for him. Gob just wrecks Enemy in this round. So nicely done. Now they have 2 ops. They might not... I don't know if they'll actually keep that into the next round because Peter has one as well. But Uber's only real job here is stay alive. It might just be the only rifle they're going to have into the next round. So this is actually, I mean, it's just a FABUS, but it's still pretty critical that he keeps control of it. But even an opening kill for Enemy, nothing's really going right so far in this matchup for him. I say so far as if there's a lot left to be played. It doesn't look like there will be.
Not at the rate that they're going right now. Uber at least salvages an M4. Now he salvages an AK. Looking for the AWP, but he's not going to be able to find it because it's still in the hands of Gabi. But he finds the one rifler that's left on the team, and that's going to be Justin shooting him in the back. 15-9, no saved weapons, and look at that economy. Not a player over 3K.
Yeah, that's tough. Really, really tough. So Scout comes out on Uber and Lucky. Deagles come out on Kusta and Relics. Mainline's got the 5-7. 2 scouts are going to go against 2 ops. That's not a great fight to take, and once again, Energy is just going to spread up into this default because Enemy hasn't been able to stop it at all this entire half, so don't fix what ain't broken. 15-9 now, and Enemy's got to win 6 straight. Not looking likely for them.
Yeah, not looking likely at all. This is a really tough spot for him to be in. You got Lucky jump scouting over at B. He might be able to get that early intel. He actually does spot out one player. I think he hit the shot. That's Legia. No, Legia is actually over by CT, so that was earlier damage. But, yeah, mainline aggressive up mid. Gabi's going to find him. Deagle down middle, though. Kusta going to find the back-to-back Deagle headshots, and that's at least swinging that man advantage back in the way of Enemy. But still a lot of work to be done.
All right, so that was pretty sick. Gives him a little bit of a lifeline into this round. And now he even hears Peter jumping up and down right outside underpass. And the end game for Energy is this A bomb site. The bomb is down at A ramp, or is on a. It's not down. It's currently on the back of a player who's at A ramp. And Peter is going to be walking upstairs. He finds Relics. There's another Deagle kill for Enemy. Still have a lot to work with. Justin and Legia, they both have a lot of utility, but Relics picks up the op. So this round is looking like it's going to be Enemies as they just whittle down this attack slowly off the back of Kusta's 2 Deagle kills. This is going to be a pretty clean round for Enemy overall, all things considered.
It's a shame they can't do that on normal rifle rounds on their CT side. They've been struggling. That was a very nice round. Really, really nicely done from Relics as well as Kusta. Those back-to-back Deagle headshots in middle, and then Relics finishing things off. He actually gets 3 kills out of that round. He was 13-19 going into that round, but able to pick up a couple more kills. So nicely done. They at least survived for another round, but a lot of money was left on Energy's side, so they're going to have a nice big buy going into this round. They've baited out that op shot from Kusta. Not going to find anything over there. He's actually looking for maybe this one-way smoke here in apartment in the window room, and I don't think it's actually going to work out for him.
No, he's going to get smoked out again as well. And look at how fast this pressure is coming up connector. It is smoked off, so like he is just going to have a really nice position. There is a crack under that as well that he's trying to peer under. Uber's trying to find intel towards A ramp. He spots one who's completely blind, but he can't finish off the kill. but it is a dangerous situation to be in. They do have that player in connector who can cut off rotations, who can be a nuisance and actually biding his time. There's no one who's really keeping eyes on this. Uber's the only one, and he's watching it from, in shadow, so that gives Legia a lot of space to work with if he wants to get aggressive.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get scary. Kusa's in a position that's going to get smoked off here in a second as the smokes rain on in. Let's see if they do actually drop a smoke towards CT. I haven't seen one come over the top just yet, so Kusta might actually just have free reign on these players. They're going to walk right into his crosshair. Mistake. Silent pays the price. They don't get the refrag. Legia coming up from connector is going to be able to find Uber, though, playing there in shadow. But they do drop the bomb carrier, and now it's going to be Legia coming around from the backside. Is Gabi, and Gabi goes huge and shuts it down. 3 massive kills to close that one out. 16-10 is going to be your final score of this one, and they split the series.
Yeah, get on NRG for splitting the series. Gabi came up huge at the end of that half. I mean, they had a big lead, but some of those rounds at the end were just high impact rounds from him. Good map overall. A little bit surprising too, because we talked about how good NME looked on Mirage just last night against Renegades. So it doesn't work out for him here. Once again, they split 1-1. So NME is now 2-2 on the season. NRG is 1-1. Early on, it was just their first round of matches. And that's going to be the last one we have for you guys tonight.
Yeah, so that's going to be it for this evening. Join Jason and Blue tomorrow night for some more Pro League action, I believe. I'm not sure what matchups they're going to see. Jason,
Cloud9 and CLG, and then Liquid and Luminosity. So that's actually going to be a pretty sick night of matches.
That is a powerhouse night that you guys are going to be throwing at them tomorrow night. I'm not sure they can handle that. So make sure that you guys come back tomorrow night. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once again, like our normal NA broadcasts are. So we'll see you guys there.